Hello, everyone. Welcome into the Sporty Show. It's a massive evening upon us. Barcelona 3, Inter 3, as we head to the San Siro for the second leg of the Champions League semi-final. This evening, it feels like a final. I'm your host, Sara, and I'm joined by the one and only Mr. KlintonCod.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what y'all saying? Watchalong. It's a beautiful day the Lord has made. Barcelona, maybe to cry today, or Inter. One of them would definitely cry, but I hope it's not the one I'm thinking about, and I'm not going to mention just yet. But then to speak about this whole beautiful love story and football, with us in the studio is Alex Ashmore. Alex, who are you hoping for them to cry today?
That was a nice intro.
Sorry, but yes, he came with a question.
I mean, I hope no one's crying. I just hope we'll get another game like last week. Although usually when you get a game like that, the next one is never the same. It's always a little bit towards the other way. I just want a good football game.
So you're not hoping. So you don't hope one person wins.
No, I want goals galore.
Alex, stop this your political stuff, man. Jesus Christ.
To get to penalties. That's what I want to happen.
Okay. After the penalties, who win? Okay.
I don't want peace.
You want penalties?
Problems.
Yeah, no. You don't want problems. You want penalties. After the penalties, okay. You know what? Let's introduce.
Yes.
Let's introduce
Lucrezia.
Italian.
Hi, Alex, Clinton, Sara.
Who do you
Hi,
want
guys.
to be crying tonight?
Why? No.
I'm impartial.
These two. That question is not for them because
No,
we
but
clearly
I'm
see
technically impartial tonight.
you are impartial tonight.
Yeah, I just want good football, as Alex was saying.
Oh.
Goals.
I'm partial.
So you have joined this rubbish attitude.
Yeah, the political correct side, yeah.
Who do you
I just want
to
good
see cry
football,
tonight?
Clinton, like the other
Sorry?
time.
Who do you want to see cry tonight?
I just want good football, man.
Oh, you too?
Alex Ashmore, bow tie on deck again for the Champions League.
Yeah,
look
I mean,
at
there's
that.
what, 2 more semi-finals and a final.
3 games left, guys. We've almost made it to the end of the season here.
It's a special occasion. I feel like I'm going to wear them today, tomorrow, and May the 31st as well.
All right. Well, brilliant, guys. Let's dive in because we do have the lineups, and it stays the same for Inter and 1 substitution for Barcelona. For the home side, Jan Sommer, Denzel Dumfries, Bissek, Acerbi, Bastoni, and Di Marco. Barella, Çalhanoğlu, and Mkhitaryan in the middle, with Lautaro Martinez starting again here, and Marcus Thuram. We weren't sure about the Argentine, but he will be starting. Meanwhile, for Barcelona, it will be Szczesny. Eric Garcia slots in for Koundé, as he did when Koundé went off in the first match. Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez, and Gerard Martin. Pedri, Olmo, and Frenkie de Jong hold that middle, with Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, and Rafinha up front. We'll break down the lineups in a little bit. We have a lot to talk about today, guys. It really does feel like a final, though. Like, if last week didn't feel like a final for you guys, today even more so. And that's not to take away from PSG or Arsenal, but there's something about this draw, the first game, what we saw, what we're all expecting
I
today.
think there's a lot of expectations for tonight.
Are they going to live? Are these 2 sides going to live up to the expectations, Alex?
When you say expectations, does that mean thriller like we had last week?
I think so.
Whatever your expectation might be, a brilliant.
I think it'll be a good game. I don't see as many goals as we had last week. I think, like I said earlier, usually when you get a game that is as high scoring as we had last week in Barcelona, the teams usually get their act together is the wrong way of saying it, but they usually try and hold off on the goals and try and fix up at the back. And I think, well, I mean, we'll see my booking code later, but I think it'll be a tighter affair and not as many goals tonight.
Okay, quickly, rapid fire. Who's winning? Who's going to the final tonight? Who will be in the final on May 31st?
Quick, she said rapid.
Come on, Clinton.
Clinton,
Quickly.
Why do you? I don't know what you're
Speed is of the essence.
rapid. We don't have time for this.
I think Barcelona, they are going through.
Ashmore.
Barcelona.
Lucrezia.
I'll just say Inter then.
Okay, I'm going to say Barcelona because I have to.
But you know, she's saying Inter because she felt like she's heard too many Barcelona. So she didn't.
No,
it wasn't
no.
because that's what she wanted.
Do you actually
I
think
see what you're
Inter
saying.
will win, though?
Yes. I think
I mean, they
have the
could.
potential.
They absolutely
Yeah,
could
they
win
could.
tonight.
So we
If
don't know.
she's not saying something out
Either
of.
team.
Yeah,
could
and
win.
neither of the 2 teams now, they don't have an advantage. Neither of them has an advantage in terms of goals.
Well,
So everything will be decided tonight.
You know,
I mean, I'm saying, speaking of, what we've seen last week.
It's a clean slate.
Yeah.
It's 0-0, effectively.
Yeah, literally 0-0.
Yeah, but then
So
again-
everything can happen.
But then again, in the last game, we saw Koundé. I think Koundé left the game at some point.
Yeah.
Now they don't have Balde. And then considering the fact that this game is now being played in... It's being played in Italy, right?
Yeah, Milan, San Siro.
So I think if there's any team who's on an advantage at this point, I think it's definitely Inter.
Yeah, I was only speaking in terms of goals and score,
Fair point.
you know?
We'll come back to this game in just a moment, but quickly, Clinton, nominees for African footballer in La Liga. We found out today that Mr. KlintonCod right here had a vote for this player.
We're not speaking about the people I nominated, right?
I actually think we are.
Are we? I don't know.
I think we are.
No,
I'm just saying, who let you do
No, we're
that?
not.
Who put you in a position of power like that?
Who
signed off on that?
But wait, did you not vote?
I didn't vote. No.
Why?
I don't know.
Sorry,
Good
did you
question.
vote?
I didn't vote.
It's just you.
It's literally
It's
just you.
and 3 others.
Oh,
Stop it. Okay, and 3 others.
Yes.
From
2, well, one who's a certain Arsenal fan who lives
Okay.
in Accra,
Okay.
another Arsenal fan who lives in Kenya,
Right.
and
I see.
another one who lives in Nigeria. I don't know what team he supports though.
Well, okay. I mean, I wasn't aware of that, but I think I thought it was literally something.
No.
You know,
I believe it might have something to do with the fact that you are Nigerian and you voted for
I mean, not really.
the La Liga African Player of the Season. That could be something to do with it.
I think what I did was I went in my personal perception on who my.
No, I'm saying the reason why you voted,
Yeah.
not who you voted for.
Okay.
I think the reason, maybe a guess, as to why
Oh.
you were the one chosen to vote was because you
I'm
are...
African.
Yeah.
Oh, so finally being African paid off. Damn.
That's my guess.
Okay, that's your guess, but it's not really what could have transpired.
Anything could have happened.
Right. Okay, I see. But I would have thought that you had some African in you, to an extent.
I don't.
Well-
Last time I checked.
I mean, apart from the color, obviously.
we'll find out who you voted for at the end of the season.
Yeah, please, at the end of the season. But
At the
we're
end
not
of the
doing it
season,
now,
at the end of the season,
Yeah,
some of the
yeah.
nominees that come to mind: Iñaki Williams.
I mean, everybody. pretty
Umar
much has his
Sadiq.
name. For some reason, I don't see anything special in Inaki Williams, but
So I think Clinton
because
just told
he's
us he didn't vote for Iñaki Williams. Oh,
No, I mean,
What?
Yeah, okay. Well, let's forget about the people I voted for.
Can
But
I
think-
ask? I noticed one player from this list that, well, there were 2 maybe, but a player that wasn't here, Ibrahim Diaz.
Yes, he was one person I thought about, but obviously I don't think his name was.
No,
featured.
he's not.
Yeah, and I think it's quite surprising because for somebody who plays for Real Madrid, pretty much represents his country, Morocco. And we pretty much understand how crucial he is for that Real Madrid team when it comes to that substitutions and needing that power front. He should be there, but I wouldn't understand why he's not made it there.
Okay.
And if he was there, I probably would have had his name there too.
Absolutely.
It's one of my, I mean, there's even one player whom I've not voted for, whom in all sincerity, I think, thinking about it, I didn't want it to be full of...
Nigerians?
Yeah. But I think...
Okay, Cristiano Suche.
Cristiano Suche, I think he needed a shout out there, but...
I knew exactly who. All right, well, we will find out who Clinton voted for the top 3 African players in La Liga at the end of the season. But back to Champions League, guys, and let's start breaking down these lineups. Alex, Inter have stuck with Bastoni and Di Marco, who struggled last match against Lamine Yamal to the point where we saw Mkhitaryan having to also come in and help. We saw Inzaghi speak about Lamine Yamal, saying that this was a generational player. Acerbi said that this was the best player he's ever played against. Is there a concern for Inter that, now this depends on how Inzaghi sets up, but if they put too much pressure on Lamine Yamal, that's going to give Rafinha a lot of open space on that left flank?
Yeah, I think also something that perhaps will come into play is Denzel Dumfries. Last week we saw him marauding forward and getting 2 goals and, well, being the reason that this tie is still level. And I think that right-hand side battle could be equally as important today. We saw how well Lamine Yamal performed last week and how difficult he made life for Bastoni and Di Marco. But I think, and you would assume that Simone Inzaghi, being the experienced manager that he is, would have created some sort of plan to try and stop that, whether it's the way that they're marking him, whether it's the way that the defence and midfield shifts across. You would be, I think, naive to do the same thing and expect something different, as the phrase goes. Obviously, it's a little bit different, but I'm not going to call Simone Inzaghi stupid or anything in this case. I would assume he's created a plan for this, but I think it will change. The game will change because Barcelona are at home last week. I think they were a bit more. They felt a bit more free to go forward, whereas this week they're away. Inter will be perhaps maybe in the driving seat tonight a little bit when it comes to the possession game, and I think we could see a different game as opposed to the back and forth one we saw last week.
Just on the away factor, I know a lot of people, Lucrezia, are talking about the San Siro, and we know what kind of stadium this is. But that being said, this Barcelona hasn't allowed away games to matter. They destroyed Borussia Dortmund at Signal Iduna, which is arguably one of the hardest places to play in Europe, as well as Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. So are we maybe thinking a little bit too much about the San Siro and have to remember that Barcelona have performed both home and away?
I've also seen the players saying that, if anything, it
They
motivates
enjoy.
them to play there. San Siro, as you said, is an amazing stadium. The fans, the crowd is incredible. I'm also excited for the Tifo. Hopefully
Yes,
they have
of
something
course.
crazy
Not
to
like
show us.
Arsenal's last week.
No, but I'm sure Barcelona, being the quality team they are, they don't have any problem playing any stadium.
They haven't lost in their last 15 games at the San Siro in Europe.
In Europe, but they've lost their last 2 games in the Coppa Italia and the Serie A at
But
San Siro.
I think, as we've seen quite often this season, Man United being the prime example, when it comes to Europe, I think sometimes teams are a little
Being
bit different.
different.
And I think, well, of those 15, they've won 12 of them. Yes, it's perhaps not quite the formidable force of a yellow wall in Dortmund, and let's pick a few of the others, Celtic Park, for example, and some other stadiums around Europe that are quite formidable and known for their atmosphere. But I do think being at home for Inter tonight will play an advantage.
Clinton, no Koundé. We've spoken about this. Massive loss for Barcelona, as well as Gerard Martin on the other side because no Balde. Now, last week we saw Inter, and we know Inter very well, are a team that love to use their wing backs, with the likes of Di Marco and Dumfries going up forward. This is probably where Inter can take advantage of Barcelona. As Lamine Yamal did with some of the defense of Inter, this is how Inter can take advantage of Barcelona. Do you think that we're going to see this play again, knowing that it's Gerard Martin and Eric Garcia playing the left back and right back here?
Yeah, I think it would just depend on the form of these 2 players who are not taking charge of or who have been the substitute for these 2 heavyweights for Barcelona. I think this is the point where they would have to prove to the world why they should be, considered as, the next journal in terms of, okay, if there's no Koundé, can you do the job? Now, fact is, the one thing that would, every Barcelona fan should thank God for is that at least there's still some level of replacement for these players. When you look at teams like Real Madrid, where they seem to be taking players who will play forward and having a Valverde go to play defense, I think it's even them kind of situation that, we don't see Barcelona having. So I think somehow it's obviously bad knowing the quality of players a Koundé and a Balde are. These are 2 really excellent, both left and right wings. Koundé, for example, whom I would always define as, one of my best, as if not, actually, maybe, apart from if Lamine Yamal was not in existence, I would probably say Koundé was the best player in Real Madrid at the moment. And not for Barcelona. And not having him there is 100% a very big blow. But we'll go also look at the advantages for Barcelona. Having a Lamine Yamal, having a Rafinha, we're not too sure. Of course, Lewandowski is not injured yet, but there's rumors he's going to probably be back for the El Clasico. Ferran Torres, in all honesty, so far, so good. He's not really been the Ferran Torres that we've known him for. He's been scoring goals, he's been taking opportunities, he's been taking shots here and there. So I think it's not really as bad as we have seen top teams, say the likes of Real Madrid, I would always use as an example. When you look at that front 3, or will I even say front 4 right now, having that Dani Olmo involved in that Barcelona, I still think they have a more stronger front power compared to Inter, unless there's a change in Inter. When we saw Inter last week, we saw Lautaro Martinez not being the Lautaro Martinez that we expected him to be for a Barcelona. Marcos Thuram, we only saw a defender in the like of Dumfries, literally deciding to say, let me take power in my own hands. We saw him score 2 goals, and these were not just ordinary goals, these were really beautiful goals. So I think this game is a very important one, and not having those players for Barcelona, definitely not a very good news. However, I still think they still have the quality of team to still win the game.
Okay. Lucrezia, let's check in with socials. How's everyone
Yes,
feeling
there's
ahead
a
of this
lot-
quick one?
A lot of comments, a lot of score predictions already. We have an Inter to win 2-0, Barca to win 3-0. Then we have someone saying Inter will qualify after extra time. Richard from Ghana says Inter will go through to the final. Then Sarki is mentioning what we talked about, Inter not performing well at San Siro. It's saying, I think Inter have had a bad form at home in the past games. No home win in the League Cup and even in the Champions League, because let's not forget that they drew against Bayern. Then we have Dominic saying, after a 1-1 draw, Inter will go through the final. And then we also had a poll going on, and 78% of our viewers are saying Barca is going to win, and the rest, 22%, Inter.
No, I guess draw would mean extra time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say
So
to
this
go
is
to the
qualified.
final.
This is qualifying.
To actually qualify.
All right. Alex, we were speaking about Lewandowski. Obviously, he's back on the bench for Barcelona. He's told Hansi Flick that he wants to get involved this evening. You're expecting him to come off the bench later on, maybe?
Yeah, I think, well, it depends on how the tie goes. If Hansi Flick can avoid it, I think he'll want to keep him as fit as possible for Sunday against Real Madrid. And you look at the fixtures that are coming up. Obviously, if they win this, they'll be in the final. They've got the 4 remaining games in La Liga and some really crucial ones there to try and win the title. They'll have the final, the Champions League. So if at some point he feels like the tie needs someone like Robert Lewandowski, I'm sure we'll see him. But I think in the back of Hansi Flick's mind, he's thinking, I don't want to bring him on if I don't have to.
Yeah, you wouldn't risk it. There's another, yeah.
Not just the risking it, but just also just to give him that little bit more time ahead of Sunday, because for Barcelona, winning this is obviously the route to the final, their first one since 2015. But to bring him on, I think in a way maybe it is the risk of the games remaining this season. If you think you can get through it and not use him tonight and have him fully fit and available and raring to go for the last 5 games of the season, including the final, then I think they'd want to do that.
We were just looking at Jules Koundé and Ansu Fati earlier today walking into the stadium. And for those of you who saw that viral clip of Jules Koundé taking a commercial flight to Milan, just like the rest of us.
Flight.
Yeah, ready to be there and supporting his teammates. Talking about injured players, Lautaro Martinez missed the match over the weekend for Inter and now is back on. Clinton, you mentioned that Barcelona pretty much shut him down. He was taken off after the half. Do you think Inzaghi is maybe rushing putting Lautaro Martinez back in this lineup? Because I know Mehdi Taremi hasn't been that great for Inter this season. Arnautovic is not consistent. But the rumors are that Lautaro Martinez isn't necessarily 100% yet. But he's gone and he's chosen him even after the first leg. Do you think this is smart?
In my opinion, I think he's my type of manager. Remember, I've always said it that, there are some kind of important matches that even if your player is able to kick a ball, get him in because you need them in this kind of crucial games. We've seen situations even with a Manchester City where you would literally see Pep Guardiola making some really tactical errors where, of course, a player is coming back from injury, but you have him on the bench. It just means that this player has some level of strength in whatever injury he has to kick a ball. It means that he's gone through training with the other players, hence why he's on the bench. So if he's able to feature, this is literally a final between Inter and Barcelona to get into the real final, right? And whether we like it or not, Lautaro Martinez is literally one of the top players in that team when it comes to delivering goals. And these are the kind of games where you want to always see him feature. I don't think there's anybody who is in the team that is better than a Lautaro Martinez, in my opinion, being up front. Of course, you have a Marcus Thuram scoring goals, but I don't know if, of course, you guys have seen the media was been going on around him. Who knows? This might probably have some kind of mental stuff on the pitch. We don't know what the fans have. This is a very serious allegation that's come for Thuram, and we don't know what the situation is going to be. So at this point, you don't want to risk not starting somebody who could literally be a game changer for your team. Have anybody possible who is on that top flight to get you a goal for your team. Is he making the right decision? In what I believe I love seeing in football, I think the coach is doing what he should be doing. Because if he's not doing it, having somebody that is maybe a couple of miles below a Martinez, and then they end up, not get. Let's say there are 2 goals down, and you bring in Lautaro Martinez at like say 70 minutes, he delivers a goal, or maybe he's playing to a very high standard. What would the fans say? They would say, "Hang on, he could deliver to this point. Why did you not start him?" Right? This is always where the argument is, and this is why we tend to mark or score coaches to say, "You are just stupid and you don't know what you are doing." Right? This is how I see it sometimes, because if he, like I said, if he's on the bench, it means that he can do it. And in this kind of crucial game, this is the person you need to be starting for you.
I think for Inter Milan tonight, if they are to get the victory, they have to target the flanks. Eric Garcia and Gerard Martin.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I think when you look at going through the middle, I don't think Marcus Thuram and Lautaro Martinez can. Yes, they can get on the end of headers and be that aerial force, but I think the more you stretch this Barcelona defence and make it difficult for them to stay in that line and to hold that high line, I think that could be the key for them tonight. I'd also like to see, as much as it might be a little bit dangerous, I'd like to see DiMarco getting forward a bit more tonight and helping Marcus Thuram, because I think maybe in those counter-attacks we saw last week, there could have been a little bit more from him. And yes, I know he's got to track back a little bit and make sure that he's not too far forward, Lamine Yamal, but I think that's where the game will be won and lost for Inter tonight.
I completely agree. Clinton, last week you were here and you were saying, that the game, yes, had a lot of goals, but it wasn't living up to your standards in first half in the likes of Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Now, if we look back at it, Inter Milan, and we spoke about Denzel Dumfries probably had the best game of his life.
Absolutely.
Of his life, career.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let's focus on him first. What are the chances he recreates that, right? And what does Inter need to do to step their game up? Because yes, they were able to tie Barcelona, but we also know Hansi Flick is a very pragmatic manager, that he's going to learn from some of the mistakes that Barcelona made and is going to change something. You can expect that from Barcelona this season. They've shown that. But Inter, yes, they drew the game, but that first half was really poor from them. They allowed Barca to dominate. So what do you expect of Denzel Dumfries this evening, and how can Inter change their tactics in order to level up?
Well, first of all, I think Alex pretty much answered part of the question from the start when he was answering his question. He spoke about the flanks, looking at the fact that you're not having a Koundé, you're not having a Balde. I think this is a weakness that Inter will be expected to take advantage of. I mean, if I was a Dumfries and, I see that, okay, the most important players that they would expect to stop them are not necessarily there. I think it will now be a matter of, okay, try to come out and play the game, right? Don't behave like you behaved in the last leg, where you guys felt like, you know what, let's let Barcelona have the ball, let's just defend. And that was one of the reasons why I made the comment from the game saying, irrespective of them having that many goals, it was a very boring game for me to watch until the second half, where we saw them coming out to play and we saw results. We saw them scoring goals. We saw more of a tiki-taka. It was more of a back and forth.
It was after Lautaro Martinez came off too.
No,
interestingly enough.
Of course. And what you got to understand, Sarah, is the fact that every day is not the best day. I mean, every day is not a good
Every day is not the best day.
I don't know.
Not all days are good days.
Yeah. Not all days are good. I think that's right. Yeah, that's the one. Sorry. Like I said, obviously, I'm not English, but
There you are.
no, I'm not. I mean, yes,
Where's your passport?
yeah, by birth I'm not. My parents are not English either. But no, listen, I think he came off, and you pretty much saw a lot of changes. We see this in games. I mean, we've seen games where Haaland would have a whole 60 minutes. He's not taking a shot on target, and then there's this whole window of like 5 minutes where he start firing up, or there's even a window where nothing happens. They take them off. It happens to the most top players, even a Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't want to even a Lionel Messi as well. Even being the greatest player, we've seen games where you'll be like, okay, it's just not happening. So I think it was just one of those kind of games for Lautaro Martinez. Today could be different.
I want to see him and Thuram keeping Chesney busy tonight.
No, absolutely.
Bisney?
I mean, that is what.
Chesney Bisney?
I mean, that's
I
what.
think even if it's 20 yards out, 25 yards out on the edge of the box, you don't think just have a shot. Make sure he's constantly in the game, because if you're especially in these big pressure moments, yes, Chesney is a really experienced player and has dealt with these big moments before and has played in games like this for clubs over his career. the more you keep a keeper busy, the more likely the more you keep him under pressure. I think the more likely that you are to be able to draw an error from him and then pounce on that.
I think so. Let's talk a little bit about Barcelona's back four, Alex. No Ronald Araujo in this one. Are you a little bit surprised with this decision from Hansi Flick? Because a lot of Blaugrana fans were maybe speculating that it would be Eric, Araujo, Cubarsí, and then Inigo Martinez playing out on that left flank, And instead we're seeing Gerard Martin, who we know doesn't have the experience, has proven to be a little shaky at times. And I think going up against a team like Inter, with the likes of some of the players they have, they're quite tall, they're big guys. Araujo adds a lot of height to Barcelona, especially in, the box when you're defending. Are you a little bit surprised with this decision from Hansi Flick?
Well, yes and no. I don't think Inter will be. Yes, last week we saw obviously the Denzel Dumfries goal and their attacking play as a whole. I don't think Inter will be peppering that Barcelona box with crosses. I don't think it will be too much of that aerial battle. Yes, they'll be getting down the flanks, but I think it will be low balls. And I think you could very much see a substitution in the second half to bring on Araujo. I think to have Cubarsí, who didn't play against Valladolid, he's fully rested, he's fit, and I think Araujo picked up a booking. Did he play the whole 90 minutes? I think he did, off the top of my head, against Valladolid. And
yeah.
I think just to have those fresh legs, although it's only, Saturday to Tuesday, just to have a fresh pair of legs in defence, I think will do wonders for Barcelona. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Araujo in the second half, but with Cubarsí's youthfulness and his even youthfulness but experience at this level, yes, I know that there's been games where he's been at fault for certain things, but generally he's been a fantastic centre-back for Barcelona this season, and I think it really shows the trust that he has in Pau Cubarsí in a way to be the leader of this back line tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. Lucrezia, I have to ask you from your Italian perspective, if Inter were to get knocked out this evening, what would that mean for Inzaghi and for the Nerazzurri this season, considering that Napoli are, as we know, ahead in the Scudetto and Milan knocked them out of the Coppa Italia. What was
possible? No, because
I'm impartial.
But they went from a possible treble to
blink of an eye, and it could be Barcelona this evening too. But
tonight they could have, lose it all. But I think both the supporters and the Italian public in general has a lot of respect for Inzaghi, for what he's done with the team. So I don't think, definitely his future will not depend on any of this. But it will be, a disappointing season for Inter, I would say, if they get knocked out. Because again, from everything, from the glory to nothing in 2 weeks, it's not a good look for them. But we'll see if they can try to get to the final after 2 years or not.
This is that one thing missing from his time at Inter. So, obviously won the league, won the cup, and the Super Cup. But last year, I think they were so good last year in the league. Again, I'm going to say it every week. I'm a broken record. They lost to Atleti in the quarterfinals, and that's been the question: can they produce it on the big stage? And tonight, I think that'll be the thing that could be weighing on their minds a little bit. But if you flip that coin over, Barca will also have a little bit of pressure on their shoulders with the fact that they haven't been in a final since they won the 2015 Champions League. So
it's a long time.
They last won the treble.
Yeah. So there's the pressure, but then history's pointing, 10 years on, could they do it again? But I think part of that, it will be weighing more on the fans, I think, because the squad is completely different, obviously. But I think for Barca, they're such a young squad. I don't think they'll be thinking too much into that. But it's a bit of history, of course. The last time these two sides met in a Champions League semi-final, that historic Jose Mourinho win over Pep Guardiola, and it's going to be a cracker for sure.
The storylines are incredible. Lucrezia, let's check in with socials really quick.
Few more comments. Yes, we have someone saying Inter to score 2 goals from the corner.
They love a set play.
Barcelona qualifying with a 4-0 victory tonight. That will be very different from what we saw last week. But I think Inter's gonna fight a little more. Then Sarki is saying Aitana Bonmati is at San Siro as well. They could use her in that midfield.
Yeah, she's getting ready for her final against Arsenal for the Women's Champions League and supporting her fellow teammates.
Yeah, and then we might have a comment for Alex regarding what you were saying about keeping Szczesny busy.
Yeah.
If there's anyone that can keep Szczesny busy, is Çalhanoğlu.
Yeah,
We shall see.
he's the man.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, now it's my pleasure to introduce you Italian football journalist, broadcaster, and co-host of the Italian Football Podcast, Nima Tavelli. How are you? Thank you for joining us, Nima. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, and it's good to be with you.
All right, let's talk about the lineups. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen them now. No changes for Inzaghi's men, and we are seeing Lautaro Martinez getting the start after missing the match over the weekend. What are your initial thoughts on that?
Well, my initial thoughts are that Lautaro Martinez this is him gritting his teeth, and he's showing real leadership, which is something the leadership he's showing is very typical of his entire captaincy, where he really leads by example. I mean, we're talking about a player who last summer cut his holidays short because Inter had problems in attack as going into the season. He came back. He wasn't fit, but he did it for the team in order to help Inter, and it's been the story of the season for him. He hasn't had the best of seasons, at least domestically. In the Champions League, he's been very good, at least. You know, if we discard last week, and if we go back the previous 5 games, he scored 7 in those previous 5 starts in the Champions League. But overall, this is a player who would not miss this game for anything in the world, and he's really risking something, because let's remember, he's not really fit. He's moved heaven and earth in order to be fit for this game, and he's really showing leadership. And whether or not that could potentially long-term be a stupid thing, quote unquote, if he makes the injury worse, remains to be seen. But just on the face of it, it's very admirable.
Absolutely. We were speaking about the likes of DiMarco and Dumfries and what they contributed last game. Dumfries, obviously, especially. DiMarco, maybe not so much, but this is a moment for Inter to take advantage of the likes of Nobalde and Nokunde for Barcelona. Do you think that Inzaghi is going to be trying to press up a little bit more than what we saw last week at the Montjuic?
I think Inter can't be as deep as they were in the first half last week, because they were a little bit too deep. And I think a lot of the 2 of the goals we saw in the out of the 3 were a result of that, especially in the first half. They got their press and their balance better sorted out in the second half. So I think they will automatically, by virtue of being home, and also because they were a little bit too deep in their positioning and balance last week, they will go forward a little bit. As for DiMarco, look, we know why Simone Inzaghi wants to play Federico Di Marco. The last 2 times Inter have played, or the last 2 of the last 3 times Inter have played Barcelona, rather, it's Di Marco's been key in playing that diagonal left ball to beat Barcelona's press from the left to the right, forcing Barcelona to defend and move vertically in order to beat that press, and that's a way to do it. And also the first goal that Inter scored last week came from that, although, so that's what he wants to do. However, there's a price that comes attached to that. The price tag is, of course, that Federico Di Marco is not as good as Carlos Augusto when it comes to 1v1 defending, especially when faced with a technical, pacey, brilliant winger who's great 1v1.
Well, I feel like we must speak about that winger in Lamine Yamal. The youngster is, making all the headlines, Alex. We know this. But we saw Simone Inzaghi really praise the youngster last week, Nima, and we saw him basically take on 3 players at once. Acerbi was shifting over to help Di Marco. Mkhitaryan was also getting involved there. How does one set up against Lamine Yamal? And is there something technically or tactically rather, that Simone Inzaghi can try and do in order to break down the youngster?
Well, I think it depends entirely on where he gets the ball. Is he faced towards Inter's goal when he gets the ball? Does he have time to attack Inter? All of those things. I think you basically have to limit or kind of contain where he gets the ball. Make sure that when he receives the ball, it's with his back against the goal. Don't give him as much time on the ball faced towards you, because again, the first goal that Barcelona scored last week, both of them are very avoidable from an Inter perspective, from a tactical point of view, especially the first goal. Marcus Thuram not there in his press, didn't do his job properly, which kind of made that Mkhitaryan and Di Marco kind of were also off balance and ended up Lamine Yamal cutting in and Mkhitaryan, of all people, having to chase Lamine Yamal for pace with the ball at his feet. And no one can do that, and especially not Mkhitaryan at the age of 36. So I think it's one of those situations where they have to kind of limit him in sense of where does he get the ball, and when he gets the ball, make sure that he doesn't have time on it and he's not faced against Inter's goal doing so that he can do these wonderful step overs, these shifting, the beautiful shifting of the weight, the dropping of the shoulder, and all of these things that he does all at once in a way that, you know, we've never seen at least I've never seen a 17-year-old behave this, act this maturely and play this maturely, as well as combine his individual technical brilliance and get so much out of his game at such a young age. It's truly remarkable.
Nima, you may have heard, and these guys will say that I think it's an accidental obsession for mentioning and Inter's loss against Atletico Madrid last season. Do you think part of that is weighing on Simone Inzaghi's mind, and how the fact that there is that UCL trophy that is missing from the cabinet of his time in Milan?
I think, look, all of Inter keep talking about losing to Manchester City in that final as being that's the game they want to replay. All of them. Bastoni has said it, Çalhanoğlu said it. Every single one of them say they want to replay that game. So I don't think it's Atletico Madrid as such. It's the fact that they reached the final and weren't able to win that final. They will feel hard done by. Let's remember, they did have their chances in that final. Romelu Lukaku famously, you know, becoming the scapegoat, if you will. And then, of course, what happened in the summer didn't exactly help his cause of standing with the Inter fans. So, yes, it's that trophy is the one that's missing. But also, if you look at the makeup and age of this squad as well, Acerbi, Sommer, Mkhitaryan, you know, and also add to that Bastoni, Barella, Çalhanoğlu, Lautaro. Even though the latter, the ones I mentioned there at the end aren't exactly pushing 30, except for Çalhanoğlu, these are players that have won everything in Italy. They have 2 Scudetti, they have 2 Coppa Italias, they have 3 Supercoppa Italianas. Lautaro's won the World Cup, he's got 2 Coppa Americas. Barella and Bastoni, Acerbi have won the Euros. The one thing that is missing for them, the crowning moment, if you will, at club level, is the Champions League. Let's remember, Inter were in the final of the Europa League a couple of seasons ago during COVID season. They lost that. They were in the final against Manchester City. They narrowly lost that. So that is, of course, it's weighing on them in the sense that they want that trophy more than anything else.
Do you feel like this is their moment then to get it, Nima, or do you think that they will have chances in the near future with this team right now? Because there, of course, there's always rumors of certain players leaving. I mean, especially Lautaro Martinez, every transfer window, it seems like he's always a target man. But do you think that if Inter don't win tonight, or they do and they lose in the final, do you think they still will have an opportunity, and Inzaghi will have an opportunity in the next, let's say, 2 seasons to go for the UCL?
Well, Inzaghi, if we're just talking the next 2 seasons, I think the Lautaro, Bastoni, Barella, these guys absolutely will have a chance to do it. Mm-hmm. But I sincerely doubt that Mkhitaryan and Acerbi and Jan Sommer and Darmian and these guys who are 30 plus will get another swipe or shot at it. But the Thurams, the Lautaros, the Barellas, the Di Marcos, the Bastonis, you know, they're definitely going to get a shot at it. And so will Simone Inzaghi, even if that's not with Inter, because he's a very young coach. But I do think he'll stay, and all reports suggest that he will extend his contract with Inter by 1 year with a further option to expire in June 2028. So I think the core of the squad certainly does, the key players, as I mentioned. But there are, you know, let's remember, this is overall a rather aging team, so many of them probably won't. And I think that's why we've seen Inter produce such great football when playing, or playing or producing their best football, rather, in the Champions League this season, rather than the Serie A and any other competition.
Mm-hmm. Football seems to be so unforgiving, especially nowadays. And I was speaking to Lucrezia about this, but what would it mean for Inter if they were knocked out of the Champions League this evening, knowing that they lost 2 weeks ago to Roma, allowing Napoli to go up an inch closer to the Scudetto for now, and getting knocked out by city rivals Milan in the Coppa Italia? We saw this happen, Alex, a month ago with Atletico Madrid here in Spain. Obviously, they went from competing in all 3 to it all kind of slipping away so quickly. What would it mean for Inter if they were to get knocked out tonight?
Well, I mean, essentially, it would mean that the season is over, in the sense that before going into the Club World Cup, which is which is a target. I mean, Beppe Marotta, club president and CEO for sport, has been never stopped talking about the Club World Cup because of financial reasons, because it provides lots of prize money, and for an Italian team, not just Inter. That's a revenue stream. That's a revenue stream that doesn't come anywhere near. They're not anywhere near it, especially, they don't have the TV deals that the Premier League has, for example. They don't have the same sponsorship deals that the Barcelonas and Real Madrids do, and they can't pull financial levers either. Italian sports law prevents that. So the Champions League and the Club World Cup for the club is much more important than the league is. However, we also there's a sporting reality to take into consideration, and getting knocked out tonight would mean that Inter will essentially, unless they win the Club World Cup, end this season on 0 titles. Mourinho's famous zero titoli from all those years ago will come back and haunt them. And so that will be a disappointment, and it will be a failure. However, the club have made it clear going into this season that their ambition, their target for the season was compete on all fronts. Well, after a semi-final in the Coppa Italia, a final in the Supercoppa, being in a Scudetto race with 3 matches left to play, and a semi-final spot in the Champions League, they have hit those. But of course, were they to end the season with 0 titoli, history, at least for the fans, would be very unforgiving for them, even though the club itself will look at this season from a financial perspective and say it's been an absolute huge success for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, but I think that is just the current football world we are living in. We saw Denzel Dumfries last week was the man of the match for the match, obviously, and do you expect him to play up to this level this evening? And if not, is there someone in particular that you are looking at this Inter side that can be a game changer this evening?
Oh, for Inter, it's very simple. Bastoni and Di Marco need to be able to contain, together with Di Marco, Lamine Yamal. Çalhanoğlu and Barella have to have much better games than they did last week. And above all, Denzel Dumfries and Marcus Thuram have to be able to hurt Barcelona down the middle with the acres of space that Barcelona will provide Inter with, just like they did last week. I don't think that Barcelona will be pushing as high up as they did last week. I've seen some comments from Hansi Flick suggesting that he will perhaps be a little bit more cautious, or that he'll adapt more to how Inter play, which I think are minor tactical tweaks more than some sort of a shift in ideology. But Denzel Dumfries and his speed, attacking the space, his ability to cross early on into space from that right wing, and set pieces, Çalhanoğlu and Di Marco, 2 of the best, if not the best, set piece takers in all of European football. Those are going to be the keys for Inter.
Nima, not that Inter will want to get ahead of themselves and think about May 31st, but if you're in Simone Inzaghi's shoes and the players' shoes as well, they're looking at that other semi-final, PSG and Arsenal. Who do you think they would rather face in that Champions League final in Munich?
Well, I mean, they've already played Arsenal, and they did beat them in the league stage of this year's Champions League. So they will feel that better the devil you know from that aspect. But and there is of course merit to that argument. PSG, of course, I think suits Inter better because they are a side who have defensive weaknesses, and they also concede space. And I think Inter would rather play PSG than play an Arteta who, just like that game when Inter won at the San Siro, it's going to be an incredible tactical battle. It's going to be very, very draining. And Inter spent a lot of energy in that game, and it was a very, very tight game. So I think if we're just on the face of it, I think Inter will, if they play Arsenal, they'll be like, well, we know what to expect from Arsenal. But I think at this stage, it really doesn't matter. But I mean, if you were to ask me which team, if Inter have a bigger chance of winning, whether they play Arsenal or PSG, I'd say they probably have a better chance of beating PSG than Arsenal, because Arsenal, they're very similar to how Inter play, both in terms of how organized they are, both in terms of their balance, both in terms of how dangerous they are on set pieces, corners, etc. So, but I mean, at this point, if you're going to win the when you're at this stage, it really doesn't matter, because in my opinion, this year in particular, the 4 semi-final teams are the 4 best teams of this competition. And I think if you want to win it, you have to be able. You're just going to have to handle whoever's thrown at you.
To beat the best, you have to beat the best.
You do.
I guess we'll find out soon enough. By tomorrow evening, we'll know who's heading to the final. Nima, last question. I need a prediction for tonight's match.
I don't want to do a prediction, not because of any superstitious reasons. It's because
Okay.
I think I've played this game so many times already in my head, and for me, the biggest, usually when you go into these games, you have certain certainties. I feel that with Inter, there are so many unknowns. Lautaro Martinez, what's his fitness like? Di Marco, will we see another horror show against Lamine Yamal? Will Barcelona play as high up line, and will Denzel Dumfries be able to attack that space? I mean, there's so many unknowns, and also the fitness level as well. Yes, Inter rotated lots of players on the weekend. They rotated 10 players essentially, but also Jan Bisek, young player, has speed, very good aerially, but is also very prone to making mistakes, as all young players are at this level when they're under pressure, like he did last week as well. And him and Acerbi haven't played together as much, like we saw last week either. So there's, I really couldn't tell you, but my initial reaction is, I do feel that Barcelona are the favourites, but obviously from an Inter and Serie A perspective, I hope Inter can do the impossible in quotes, because one thing that will speak for them is the San Siro. I don't know if anyone watching this has had the great pleasure of being at the San Siro when the San Siro is packed at a semi-final in the Champions League in an evening game. It is unlike anything else. Barcelona will have to try to contain the enthusiasm of that crowd, because if Inter fans and that stadium feel that they have a chance and they can actually do this, they will be on top of Barcelona, and that stadium turns into a pressure cooker and a cauldron unlike any other in the world.
All right. Well, I'll allow you to not give a perfect prediction then, but it does seem like this one is really up in the air, guys. And from all over the world, no one seems to be able to pinpoint. No one has any certainty. But Nima, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you join us on the Sporty Show. Thank you so much, and we do hope you enjoy the match this evening.
Thank you. It's good to be with you. Buona partita a tutti.
Grazie mille. All right, guys. Well, from Nima to Eustace now joining us all the way in Accra.
Hey.
Sporty FM's
Yay.
very own. There he is. I hear him.
Eustace, how's
Big
your
man.
Italian?
Yeah. I'm doing great. It's lovely
He's still
to
smiling
see
because
you
he's
guys
still
again.
in it.
Can I just call the attention of the guys behind? I've just missed the whole interview from the previous guy. I had nothing, just to let y'all know.
What?
So when you guys were laughing, I'm like, I can't hear nothing.
Where were you?
Right?
You don't have an ear
here.
piercing?
No, I don't.
Oh.
So
So
yeah,
what
I
was
think.
You want a little summary?
Can you
of
hear
what was
Eustace?
said?
No, I can't.
Oh,
So,
okay, Eustace, he can't hear you, so I'll be saying what you say to
Yeah,
Clinton.
please, yeah.
Do you have any words for KlintonCod?
Well, I need Clinton to hear me directly.
Okay, it's come
Clinton
now.
is
It's
my
Oh,
come
it's
man.
now.
okay.
They've
No,
just turned-
it's
they've just turned
apparently it's
it-
working.
No, no.
They
they've just
sorted
turned
them
it on
out.
now.
Oh, they turned. Okay, brilliant.
Okay, now I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Eustace, what one?
You really get the ball rolling.
Charlie, you know how we do. We know how we do it in this part of the town. You know how we like it. Yeah, action all the way.
Yeah, Eustace, still smiling. I guess until tomorrow, right? We'll find out what your fate is. And so tonight, no drama for you. But are you leaning one way or another right now?
This is probably the most difficult game to predict in recent history. Both of the managers, I think, would have swapped the entertainment we had in the first leg for a much more effective result, if I should put it that way. It was a good game for the neutrals, but the second leg leaves everybody hanging. It's one where you cannot predict. Are we going to see a goal fiesta again? Are we going to see a more pragmatic approach? Because from my experience, what happens is that after the first leg, when we have so many goals, like in a circumstance like this one, you're going to have both teams pay attention to the defensive part of the game, and it's going to be, one of those games where everybody's tight at the back. But it looks like this game could either be a 1-0 or probably travel to extra time, because I think the fact that it's being played at the Giuseppe Meazza makes Inter, it gives them a slight edge as favorites. But you look at this Barcelona team and the way they attack, so much fluidity. You look at that first leg and the number of attempts on target and the possession, the number of chances created, and you wonder, will this Inter Milan team be as good as Jose Mourinho's Inter Milan team in 2010 that were able to hold Barcelona? I mean, they won 3-1 at home and then went away to the Camp Nou and then lost by 1-0 to that Gerard Piqué own goal. That was a really solid Inter Milan team. This team on paper looks like the real deal. But then again, we talk about characters like Lamine Yamal, who was a handful. At the end of that game, I was watching the second half, and I think Inzaghi had to put 3 men virtually on him to keep him silent in that second half. It was 2 men in the first half. They doubled up on him, and then they tripled up, and that leaves them deficient in other parts of the field and leaves the team a bit stretched. So I'm looking at the tactical point. Will Hansi Flick stick to his highline routine when he possesses the ball so much? What is he going to do? And it leaves you in limbo. This is one where you cannot be so sure how it will go. And I think probably a red card, a penalty, something like that is going to change the complexion of the game. It's a Champions League night, and I'm sure everybody will be fired up for it. I hope we have a great game, but to me, it looks like one that will be very deficient of goals, and the teams are fairly equal. So I would say that I just hope the best team wins.
Eustace, who's under more pressure tonight?
Well, I think Inter Milan will be under more pressure. I think Inter will be under pressure. The Giuseppe Meazza, with the home crowd bearing down on them, they will feel the pressure. They've scored 3 away goals, but it's an era where the away goal means nothing. So ultimately, they have it all to do. It's as good as a 0-0 scoreline. They'll have to beat a Barcelona team over 90 minutes. It all boils down to this game. It's a final before a final. I think Inter Milan will be under pressure because Barcelona are a free-flowing, expansive football team. I think Hansi Flick has never changed his philosophy. I don't think he's going to change his philosophy. I think he's going to come out and attack and be flamboyant. He's got Robert Lewandowski. I don't know if he's starting. I haven't seen the lineups yet. I don't know if he's starting.
He is not starting. He's on the bench. It's going to be Ferran Torres.
Well, Ferran Torres, he's been good since he's been given the opportunity. He's been very good for them. And I think Barcelona have all their arsenal. They know that they are fighting on 3 different fronts. They've wrapped up the Copa del Rey. This is probably the most important one for them. They'll go out there and play, and Inter Milan will be under pressure, even though they are at home right from the first whistle. Gun to tape, there will be pressure for both teams, but I think predominantly Inter Milan will face it the more.
Clinton, do you reckon you can have a go at pronouncing the Giuseppe Meazza?
Sorry?
Giuseppe Meazza?
Say that again?
Yeah.
Giuseppe Meazza.
Giuseppe.
Well, it's
Giuseppe Meazza.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Come on, I'm
Not
not that
bad.
Miazza.
Didn't know you've been learning Italian.
No, I don't want to learn Italian.
Okay.
Clinton, is
I
there
know our
any
language is not useful anywhere else besides Italy, but rude.
is there any way Inter can contain Lamine Yamal tonight?
Well, I think players that cannot contain Lamine Yamal, they are not just good enough. I've said it.
The rumor is that DiMarco is still sliding.
I mean, no, he's currently in South Asia now,
Remember the
and
clip.
he's still. And the problem now is that he's not even doing any kind of connective flights or any kind of thing. My man is literally on a direct flight, and he's not even. Like a week later, he's still on air. It's crazy, man. But no, listen, Lamine Yamal, he's a rare gem, and I think it's just very hard for. We can clearly see he's doing it to any kind of defense. It's not like there are teams where he selects and there are teams where he somehow, even if they are not winning a game, but Lamine Yamal just has a way of making sure that his name is announced in the game. We saw their last La Liga game, they played them Valladolid, and Jesus, listen, this guy just keep proving why he is him. If that makes sense, I think he's not gotten to that point where he's not doing it because he has to do it. He's doing it because it's just a way of life. And for you to be a defender marking Lamine Yamal, it's going to be a very long day for you, irrespective of how much you think you are good. The only person I think could be able to contain him proper, if the person got back into professional football, is only KlintonCod. But every other thing I think is going to be a proper struggle.
Of course. I'm like, why is
Why
he
did
not
I ask
mentioning
you
himself
this?
yet?
What am I-
It's been 55 minutes. I was like, it's coming.
We do have some booking codes. We'll go through them quickly, and maybe,
Yeah.
Eustace, you can tell us whether or not you agree with Alex, Clinton, and I before we let you go for this match. Alex, shall we start with your booking code for this evening?
Go on then. I've gone a bit bold for tonight. It's a little bit risque.
Okay.
Under 2.5 goals.
So you're
Is
sticking
my
with what
first
Eustace
pick.
believes. Yeah.
Draw. This is in the 90 minutes.
Jesus.
Draw. So going to extra time.
I want to see how many odds first of all.
So you've
Both
basically.
teams to score.
So it has to be 1-1.
Both teams to score and over 3.5 bookings. So basically, I've said it there. My
1-1.
prediction is 1-1 and
3
the
bookings.
odds,
14.50.
14.5.
Come on, that's low though for what you've chosen.
Yeah.
I also kind of think it's low too. I'm a bit surprised.
Come on, man. I was expecting to hear like a 40 something because I mean you've put a draw. That's one.
It's the correct score of it all.
And exactly,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think that would have been very high, but come on, Sporty Bet, you got to do better, man.
Clinton, you've got a long one here.
Yeah. No, so I've gone over 8.5 corners. Under 1.5 first half goals for Barcelona. So meaning I'm expecting 0 or 1, which I mean, like you guys have predicted, it's going to be a very tough game. And if we're going to go by Alex's logic and Eustace, I believe, you know, I'm pretty much talking in tune to what they think. I've also gone for 2.5 bookings. It's going to be very bloody.
Over 2.5 bookings you've gone for.
Yeah. Over
Yeah.
2.5 bookings. I think there's going to be a lot of problems. No peace.
No peace
No,
today.
this-
And remember, all cards get wiped for the final. So whatever happens tonight
Yep.
doesn't matter for
Exactly.
whoever goes to the final on the 31st.
Exactly. And I've also gone for over 4.5 away corners. So I'm expecting Barcelona to continue, you know, trying to knock the door and in the process getting a few corners from that interside. And then I've gone over 2.5 goals. So it means I've gone against what these guys believe would be the scoreline.
So you and Alex are basically going against each other. But even here, you've gone.
5.04.
Yeah, still
For
very
5
low.
selections. That's
Yeah.
quite low odds.
I know.
That is.
And that's what I'm saying.
Oh no! So well, wait till you see mine, because I kept it simple because we couldn't pick a bet builder with a team to qualify, so I just went for Barcelona to qualify. Could be in 90 minutes, could be in penalties, could be in extra time. I'm gonna back my team, but unfortunately we weren't able to do a bet builder with this one. 1.88. Eustace, where are you looking for these booking codes? Who are you liking? What are you not liking?
You know you want those Benjamins, Eustace. Go for mine.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm inclined to go with Alex. I'm inclined towards
man.
Alex's because, of course, number one, the code is juicy.
Juicy.
14 plus. Yeah, 14.50 is really good. And I think I agreed with most of what he picked even before the code came up. I think we are going to have a low scoring game. I think it's very possible that it will travel into extra time. And I do think that Inter will be a bit more rugged in the first game. For an Italian team, I felt they were too nice with the tackles, especially around the danger areas for Lamine Yamal. So I think they'll be a bit more aggressive. They'll like to take advantage of their set pieces. We're going to see more tactical fouls from Inter Milan in this one. I mean, if they've watched a recap of the first one, certain errors will be corrected in this one. So I think it's a great code. Clinton's own is great. I just don't agree with the over 2.5 there. Clinton had an over 2.5, but apart from that, it was a sweet selection. I mean, the over 4.5 corners was a brilliant thought. Inter will be defending with a low block. We're going to have a lot of corners in that one. I think it's a brilliant selection. It's just the goal part that I'm probably going to edit. So I'm going to pick up that
Prove 'em
code
wrong.
and I'll drop some Benjamins on it.
I can't prove it, right?
All right, Eustace, before we
yeah,
let
I
you
mean-
go, score prediction
Yeah.
from you and who is winning tonight?
Well, I do believe that after 90 minutes, we'll have a draw, either a 0-0 or a 1-1 draw. I do believe that it will travel to extra time, but ultimately, Inter Milan will qualify for the final.
All right, well, you've heard it here first.
Wow,
Eustace,
it's
you're-
Two of us now.
Inter!
It's two of
Yeah.
us. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just. So,
Yeah.
I'm suspecting you. This,
Is that because you would rather face Inter in the final?
Well, no, I mean, judging
Didn't
from
know they
the
were in the
balance
final
of
just
play.
yet.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the game plan and the tactics against Barcelona in the first leg. It worked if they had been a little more attentive defensively, which I think they will be on tonight. I think that Inter Milan have the tactical plan. This Barcelona team is great, make no mistake about it, but I think they can be neutralized.
All right, well, Eustace, thank you so much for joining as always. Good luck, enjoy the match, and good luck tomorrow as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'll see you.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, it is officially time. We are underway at the San Siro. Barcelona 3, Inter 3. It's all back to 0-0. And the second leg of the semifinal is here. Drop your comments on who will go through. Lucrezia, let's go through the lineup one more time, and then we'll come to comments. So, Jan Sommer, Dumfries, Bissek. Sorry.
Oh, that could have been.
It could have been like what we saw.
That's
Game
it.
did you see
Yeah,
when it was
yeah.
like it was like 20-something seconds into the game.
Yeah,
and
it was
Dumfries-
Inter.
It was the first leg.
Yeah.
Lamine
I thought Lamine Yamal was going to do the same thing.
ball to
Jesus.
Ferran Torres, and then I thought it was a corner, but did it rebound back
really?
off Ferran Torres and go out for a goal kick?
I didn't see.
I would have loved a very quick.
39 seconds in, and we're having some
Already,
some drama
already.
already. Let me try one more time though for this lineup. Jan Sommer, Dumfries, Bissek, Acerbi, Bastoni, and Di Marco. Barella, Çalhanoğlu, and Mkhitaryan with Lautaro Martinez and Marcus Thuram. And for Barcelona, it's Szczesny, Gerard Martin, Inigo Martinez, Cubarsí, and Eric Garcia, Pedri, Olmo, Frankie de Jong, and Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, and Rafinha. All right, guys. Lucrezia, let's do some comments.
Let me see. Sia is actually saying Lewandowski to score 10 goals in one match, I guess, from when he
Against
gets
who?
on the pitch tonight.
10
Sorry, how
goals.
many goals?
10.
No, that one is
History
that,
is going to
that
be
one
made.
that one is not weed. I want to know which strain, or even if there's a particular strain that person is taking. I want to try it tonight, man.
That's a crazy comment.
10 goals.
Imagine. No,
Has anybody ever scored 10 goals in it? No, I
No.
mean,
no, I don't think
not-
you
not
can
even in our
disrespect the
Sunday
other
league.
team as
Well,
that much.
I mean, the last time I attempted it, I stopped at 7.
Of course. Of course. Of course. And someone is saying it will depend on Barca how good tonight's match is going to be. So we're saying Barca is going to dictate.
That's
however
kind of
the
what you
match is
said
gonna
though
go.
last. No, you kind of said.
What?
No, you did. Well, someone said like it's up to Barca.
They're going to be the ones dictating the way the match is going.
Like if Barca want to play the way Barca want to play,
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I mean,
but I think it's the defensive
the
issues for Barcelona that Inter can absolutely get through on. Have we? Oh, we did our prediction. We just said you said it's going to be a draw though,
1-1.
and Barca will win in extra time.
Penalties.
You say in penalties specifically. You said Inter, but
Yeah. I'll say as well extra time.
penalties or extra time?
Extra time.
Extra
Probably a 2-1. for
Okay.
today, so an aggregated of what, 5-4?
Okay. KlintonCod. So you okay?
If,
Okay.
you know,
sorry,
aggregated, yeah.
Yeah.
Just 2-1 tonight, for just tonight only.
Clinton. Score. When?
I kind of feel like this game is a 3-1 to Barcelona.
3-1.
Inshallah.
Who's scoring goals?
I mean, I still see Ferran Torres scoring tonight.
More than
For
one?
some reason, maybe one actually. I don't think he's capable of scoring. I mean, he would have the opportunity to score more than one, but he's not going to score
I think
them.
it is.
He would always score that one. I see maybe a Pedri scoring one as well.
Poetic. Clinton, about Lamine Yamal, obviously last time they had 3 on him at one point. Do you expect Rafinha to step up
Absolutely.
in this
I was
game?
just-
Because,
Yeah,
we
because the truth is, I was just going to say,
Go for it, run.
you know, Hans Flick, I mean, just look at what this my man is doing again. What? Because Hans Flick knows. Hans Flick knows that everyone is going to try to mark that young man, right?
That was a little early message that was from Philip.
From DeMarco.
I'm here.
And yep.
They did this to him last time, remember? And then he decided, I'm going to go through you
Yeah,
all.
right,
They were
yeah,
aggressive at the beginning, and
yeah.
he realized, well, this is how I have to get past you. Sorry,
I mean,
continue.
yeah, so what I'm saying is a sensible manager would say, that's fine, they're going to take all the players to go start marking this young man. How about we use Rafinha as a decoy? Like,
Yeah.
basically
Pull
say-
everyone here, and if it's
exactly,
1v1,
go through.
I
Absolutely.
think
Absolutely.
tonight is going to be crucial for Rafinha if
Yeah.
that's the way they're going to end up marking Lamine Yamal and there's a shift in the lineup. If we do see that, otherwise, I mean, if they're going to let Lamine free, then we know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
But I think Rafinha needs to step up tonight. We've seen him step up in big games in the Champions League, so could it be the night for Alex's Ballon d'Or winner?
I think it could be. I was going to make a comment actually on that tackle, and I want to see the referees. I always like to see the referees let the game flow as Barcelona come on the attack. Here's a ball in from Rafinha to Jan Sommer, who gets the ball clear. But I also want to see those little fouls called up by the referee, and I don't. Almost in certain instances, you could argue that early challenge from Di Marco as a ball in from Lamine Yamal, out for a goal kick, could have been a booking. I think if we had that in minute 60, the referee might have been inclined to give that a booking. And you always see referees and you hear about it not wanting to give it in the first minute, but if it's a booking in the first minute or the 60th minute, you should still give the booking. So I think if this game is to play out fairly, I don't think Inter should be allowed to get away with too many fouls on Lamine Yamal tonight.
Well, like I said, no bookings are carried over.
No, but more just for
Just
the
fouls.
sake of the game.
I see.
If it's a foul, call it. If it's a booking, call it.
Was
Just-
it? Sorry,
yeah.
was it the game again? Was it the first leg of PSG and Arsenal that you said there were 2 penalties on each side, and you were complaining about the refereeing? I just got a flashback.
Yeah, well, I thought the penalty that
You thought each team should have had a penalty.
Yeah.
I do remember this
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
I think it was the tackle on Kvaratskhelia where he was brought down in the box, I think, by Mikel Merino, and then the challenge where Mikel Merino was stopped on his follow-through of his shot and
Yes.
it was fouled, I believe, in the box.
So yeah, how is everyone reacting to the first 6 minutes of the match here at San Siro?
We have a random comment. Mkhitaryan forever. I don't know what it means.
Forever.
Forever. Barca to win 1-3, 2-1 Inter. A lot of different.
Someone's telling you to cut your hair, Clinton.
Yeah, we've gone back to the
Oh my
Clinton
God.
Because
dyes
people
his
were asking
hair.
if the bet from last week was still on. It's
Because of the
not.
draw.
It's not.
Unfortunately,
because
it's
of
not.
the draw.
Yeah.
But someone said Clinton should cut his hair if Barca win. Let's bet.
I mean, so we've gone from dialing my head to,
Yeah,
just
just
cutting
cutting
it.
it.
to cutting it now.
I guess cutting that
bold?
just be bold. Yeah.
Should we buzz it on the show?
Oh my God.
Clinton bald.
So they want me to be Sanchez all of a sudden.
What?
Well,
Chelsea
Clinton-
Sanchez.
Oh my goodness.
Clinton, someone's also saying that the way you laugh is very enjoyable.
Oh, that's quite
I
nice.
mean, I've not laughed
Also-
today though.
There is a poll for you guys to go
Yeah.
and answer who's going to score first. Ferran, Lamine, Lautaro, or Marcus Thuram? Maybe it's none of them.
Let us know.
But let us know what you guys think.
Cagey first 7 minutes here. Not quite the entertaining first 7 minutes we had last week. Was it?
not yet.
Two? Was it? No, it's just the one goal in the
think
first
it was
7 minutes
one.
last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the other
But they
one.
did
The
go up
second
to
one
now.
came-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was about 24 minutes, I think, the second goal, wasn't
But then again, I think what's happened with that game is they kind of spoiled us to make us feel like, because we had those early goals, maybe this is what you would expect in our next goal. And now, because we've not seen nothing, we feel like, well, this is not what we expected. But, two really great teams playing in this kind of crucial moments where whatever output they put out today determines if they are going to the final. You will not be expecting that kind of early goal, though.
No, I think, as I said earlier, whenever you get a high-scoring game like that, the next one is always going to be a little bit more cagey. As Lamine Yamal, with a lovely little piece of skill.
my, Mkhitaryan, are you...
Cuts
This guy is
inside,
still walking
so
past me.
No.
Like, bro, man.
Lovely.
He actually just made Mkhitaryan
This is
touch grass.
This is
Yeah.
this is actually very, very. Oh man.
Oof. That was close. Lamine Yamal cutting in on the inside and taking the ball past Mkhitaryan. Bastoni, I think they're getting in with the clearance. Barca.
Literally, what the man is doing up front, right? Do you know something Lamine Yamal seems to be doing currently? He's actually taking leadership
Yeah.
in that front, irrespective
Sure.
of the fact that he's the youngest player there. He's saying, "Listen, just let me." And I mean, just look, though. Just look.
Lamine and Pedri with a
Again,
little
nice.
1-2 here. Pedri in the middle.
Can he do it from
Ball
there?
across.
Can he do it from there?
Gerard Martin with a cross.
It's Gerard
Lamine-
Martin.
It's not Lamine Yamal. Sorry, it's not Rafinha.
It's-
Rafinha probably would have taken that shot.
Markinde wants you to use multicolour dye like Zazu.
Do you know who Zazu is?
Yeah, from The Lion King,
Oh.
the bird.
You need to go.
Wait,
You
is
need
that who
to-
you're talking about,
you need to-
Markinde?
Attack here.
Chance.
Oh,
What?
there's a push to the ground there to in the middle, waiting
I know,
for a
he's
pass from
confused.
Dumfries, but
What was... That was a bit of
ball-
a strange
I think
play.
that was a foul.
Yeah, they kind of slowed
Dumfries
down.
pushed. I think it pushed Gerard Martin to the floor. There was a bit of a hustle and I don't think it was as. It looked worse in when we first saw it, but there was no foul given. Chesney collected the ball. Ferran Torres
Get
here
out, seems to be. This guy's in fast.
on the right-hand side, trying to get in past Acerbi. I think, well, so far Barcelona the team on the front foot after just under 10 minutes gone here in Milan. I think for Barca today, it's evident that they're going to be ones controlling the possession. I thought Inter would be a little bit more in control, but maybe they're going for that counter-attack style and trying to catch Barca off guard.
They're looking confident.
Hmm.
I see a comment about tomorrow's match, guys. PSG and Arsenal.
Yeah, do you see the last?
Sorry,
The last one?
the last
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
No.
Is this Nuha with a burner account on YouTube?
Yep.
PSG
Maybe.
is going to shut Arsenal's mouth.
And also their fans.
Yeah.
Hala
Blimey.
Inter Milan.
As we spoke about, the first leg of this one was obviously, oh my goodness, Mkhitaryan is going swimming today. You know, we saw the 3-3. Now we're expecting maybe less goals. Well, not Clinton.
Yeah.
I think this could still be high scoring. I don't know if it'll be 3-3, but does anyone expect maybe tomorrow at the Parc de France, PSG Arsenal to be a high scoring affair?
I don't
Yeah.
think that was going to be a high scoring affair. Honestly,
No?
I think that is the game I see, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
What do you?
I
We'll
think
talk
that
about it tomorrow too.
yeah,
but
yeah,
could you
yeah,
give us a
that's
little,
Yeah.
just a little
Okay,
taste?
I
preview?
think more. I'll be probably seeing max 2 goals in that game.
I don't know why I can see it.
I mean, that's what I just think. I don't see. It's going to be a tough game. Don't get me wrong, but it's just that we're not going to be seeing that kind of goals that you would expect from a PSG caliber of a team playing against an Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, they do score goals, but you know,
Sorry, you're just watching Lamin's antics
Oh.
once again.
I can see.
Oh, Araujo giving the youngster a bit of a clap from the sidelines.
I know I'm 24 hours in advance,
But-
but I think PSG will win 2-1 tomorrow night.
the thing.
I thought you had Arsenal.
To be
going
honest,
through,
I
Alex.
kind of share the same feeling as well. Like I feel,
I just don't see Arsenal winning.
yeah.
But didn't you did pick them to go through? our-
Before the first leg, or
Yes.
yeah, I
It's
think
only 1-0, Alex. You have to stick to your gun.
No, I just
Now,
I just
after
think PSG are
the
too good.
Or
performance.
the loss to
just
Bournemouth, the
Yeah.
draw to Crystal Palace.
I'm not focusing on those too much because, like Man United, they're just bothered about the Champions League, understandably so. But I just, given the performance in the first leg at the Emirates, where they would have been hoping to take control of the tie and go to Paris with a lead, they didn't. I just don't see a world, and we've seen how PSG at home against Villa, they were strong. Against Liverpool, yes, they were unlucky, but were the better team all night long. I just really find it hard to nod it towards Arsenal, but you never know. Football, these things can happen.
That's very true.
As Barcelona come on the attack again here. It's been.
I think this game is going to be one of those where we'll see Barcelona, playing everything, and then, Inter just gets that one opportunity, and boom, it's some goal somewhere.
So you just think it's going to be 1-0?
That should be
It's a break.
offside. That should be offside.
That is surely offside. Marcus Thuram, one-on-one with the
Oh my-
goalkeeper. He
oh,
takes
no.
it on Chesney, who
For real?
stops him.
Yeah, I mean, he has
It
to be
is
offside.
offside.
But hang on, if he wasn't off, is that how he was
Wow.
going to deal with that?
He has to wait. And
He's definitely
I
guilty
thought
of that
you
charge,
usually wait
man. That was
until
on
the
social
player
media. There's no way he's not
touches
guilty.
the ball. Oh, it's about a yard or so offside.
Now, for this
Thuram.
rubbish, is just done.
It was
Yeah.
a lovely piece of goalkeeping
For
from
nah,
Wojciech Szczesny.
I told you he's thinking about stuff. That accusation he had is true.
What accusation?
No, Alex.
Oh,
no.
sorry. I thought you were
Let's
talking about.
not
I thought you were
get
talking
in-
about Szczesny and his
No.
quiet game.
Thuram's
about Thuram.
probably a little worried about things.
Oh, right,
He's
I know, I
saying,
see what
so
you
it's
mean.
not fully in the game.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
he
what
was
he's
on
saying.
about. I thought
Yeah.
he was on
Like-
about Szczesny.
Like if that wasn't offside, it's literally, oh man.
that was offside.
No,
But
I'm
we've
saying if
seen
it
loads
wasn't.
of strikers
No, but in
have
this,
that.
of
Yeah.
course, but this is literally this is not the kind of game where you want to start doing. I mean, we saw Lamine Yamal doing exactly the same thing for Barcelona in their last two, not this last one, but the previous game. Can't remember. I think it was Osasuna. Was it Osasuna they were playing? No, it wasn't Osasuna. Sorry, they are playing
Barcelona.
Yeah.
When?
You remember the goal that Lamine Yamal had? Literally this same kind of situation where he got a true pass.
Celta Vigo.
Yeah, it was Celta
Yeah, it was Celta.
when they won.
It was literally one-on-one. My man wanted to do exactly what Thuram was going to do again, and I think they need to stop. Like, keepers are becoming to be very wise. If you're in front like that, just find an angle.
But I think also in that situation, Marcus Thuram had loads of space and time. I think he should have done something earlier. He left it too late, and Szczesny was allowed to come forward and get close to him.
No, this is exactly what.
Somewhere under a little bit of pressure, gets the ball clear. Barca really putting Inter under pressure. Sorry, Clinton, you
Yeah.
No.
go ahead after this Barca attack as ball goes to Lamine Yamal, who cuts inside, gets the shot off, and it's a comfortable save from Jan Sommer. Clinton, carry on.
With what?
What were you saying?
Lamine makes you forget about all the thoughts you've ever had.
Doesn't remember. Well, guys, there's a comment saying if this goes to penalty, Inter wins. Let's not forget Sommer is excellent with penalties.
No, definitely.
Remember what you did against France in the Euros. Oh,
Remember what Lamine
forward
did
here.
against France in the Euros? No, it's true. I think Barcelona do not want this to go into extra time or penalties. Hansi Flick doesn't want that. Inter, Jan Sommer, brilliant keeper. Penalties, you're leaving way too much to chance. You're not. No. But I would give Inter the leg up if it even in extra time. Honestly, yeah. That being said, I mean we saw what Barca did in extra time against Real Madrid, but this is chance here.
no.
So I told you, Thuram is guilty. You guys, just watch what's going on, man. This guy is guilty. Like, bro, no, we need to go investigate that stuff because there's definitely something off.
It's not my
I mean, he wasn't
competence.
offside from the looks of it.
I
But
will
come
leave it
on, man.
to-
What is that like? What?
It went the wrong way, and I think took too long on the ball again.
Yeah, even Lewandowski. Did you see his?
said,
It was like, yeah,
nah.
he's guilty. Yeah, definitely he did.
You think
that.
Lewandowski's
He-
having your
he-
same
he done that
thoughts?
stuff.
Okay.
Inter slowly getting a foothold in the game. Here.
Yeah,
They've had
they
a few
are-
chances
Yeah.
as the ball comes out to Di
Marco.
Marco on the left.
If that went,
Good interception by Pau Guarci there to stop the ball through to Lautaro Martinez.
to be honest, I kind of think this is a better first half than last first half.
It's been cagey, but it's been tactical. It's been interesting to see both teams. They've been moving their pawns forward, and the
Yeah.
horses are slowly starting to come out.
Yep.
Well, the actual term isn't horses, is it? It's there's another term in chess, but I've
Definitely.
completely forgotten it.
Are you good at chess?
No, I'm awful at chess. Our producer,
Inter playing some good football though.
as Inter come marauding forward here.
Oh, this is risky.
Okay.
Mkhitaryan with the ball through.
Nice. I think he delayed a bit though.
Good clearance
He delayed.
there
Okay.
from Inigo Martinez there to stop the ball getting to Lautaro Martinez. Inter with a quick counter attack. That's obviously their ploy tonight. Ball out.
So this is where I felt like he should have released
He
it.
should have released
Yeah.
it to it was too late.
Yeah, it was too late.
Too late.
Definitely. I
Once
think
again.
he let the defender catch up a bit.
As
game's
Simone
Bro, I need
Slap it
paracetamol.
on the
half
It's
for
like-
the face.
Well,
did not like
danger
that.
I saw in the corners in the last match. Can they do it again? They love a set piece. They're bigger than Barcelona.
Where is Dumfries? Come on. Are you doing it again?
You have to make the face, Clinton.
Ball whipped in, and it's headed away.
What's the face?
Throw in.
You know the funny thing, I've seen him. I mean, the face is natural of him though.
What? Dumfries' face? Oh my god.
Did you know? I didn't realise he's
Let him
named
be.
after Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Named
Yeah.
Denzel because of
Yeah.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, because parents like Denzel Washington.
No, but you know what the crazy thing is though? Okay, no, if I say this, I'm sure you guys just say I'm just talking rubbish, but this is actually a real life story. No,
What?
real life
As
story.
opposed to
okay.
the other time when you're not talking rubbish.
No, I know. No, but this is some real life story. So back at uni, I had a whole bunch of people who just called me Denzel.
Why?
Literally, I can literally go to.
Because they thought you looked like
You don't look like
I
that.
mean,
No.
I personally don't think. I
No,
mean,
you don't.
I mean, the only person they've said to me, I look like the guy that acted Blade. Do you know the actor that acted Blade?
No, I haven't seen Blade. Was a chance here for Milan.
Blade?
Block there from Frankie de Jong. Ball out for the corner.
Oh, Wesley Snipes.
It's two separate conversations.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now.
You don't have an earpiece in, do you? No. Alex, did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was just to me
Just
then.
for you.
Yeah. Me and Alex are on another.
Keep it to
Another line.
myself.
Don't worry.
No, another corner for Inter here.
Ball in. Barcelona dealt with the ball as well so far. There's a few
It
players
was
on the floor
Dumfries trying to
As-
score.
there. DiMarco looks to get past Lamine.
I mean, actually.
Got it.
There's some good defending from the 17-year-old who comes forward,
Wow, Lamine has really
gives the ball
To be
just assassinated DeMarco.
to Pedri, but Inter win it back. And that left-hand side, I think Inter are looking. We've seen a few balls head over to Di Marco on that left-hand side, and I think Inter are going to be trying to make the most of perhaps Barca, well, without their two starting centre-backs, of course, Koundé and Balde, out injured.
Guys are asking, if Inzaghi decides to sub off Thuram, who would be the better choice? Taremi, Arnautovic, or Correa?
Ugh, Arnautovic, even though I want to say Taremi.
I didn't see enough from Taremi last week.
I haven't seen enough from him this
Yeah,
season.
no, the
He was
season
like the
hasn't
top, one of
been-
the top goal scorers in the Champions League with Porto.
Yeah, the season hasn't been.
Under Francisco
Fast.
Conceição, and
Oh, is this possible penalty shout? for
it's
Inter Milan?
absolutely he's sitting on the floor. Get out.
It's, I don't
He
think it
took a
was
seat.
penalty.
He took a seat. But I think Arnautovic brings also a little bit more physicality to the game. That's
man.
beautiful from Nico
Lovely
Barella.
save from
That was
Chesney.
Beautiful.
really good work from Nico Barella.
Barella testing the Barcelona goalkeeper for the first time.
But what he's done here, though,
A lovely little flick over.
and that was literally on target.
Chesney having to collect it on off the initial save.
Okay, I think Inter have come with proper problems here.
Inter slowly starting to take
It
control
didn't-
of this
yeah.
first half.
Oh, it's finished.
Oh, Martinez, open goal. 1-0 to Inter Milan.
Lautaro Martinez.
Denzel Dumfries with another assist.
Wow.
They risk it and
Wow.
What?
Denzel Dumfries with another goal involvement. Lautaro
Wow.
Martinez
Wow.
with a goal, his first goal of the tie.
Damn.
yeah.
No, I just love the beautiful ball they played there, man.
Inter are 1-0 up. A little bit of luck for Inter as Barcelona get a
Not
lovely
ready,
ball
yeah.
from Federico or from Di
That's
Marco.
twice from Inigo Martinez.
Oh, man.
Wow. Dumfries is.
Dumfries is on fire, man.
Right?
But remember our conversation before this game started when I was speaking about the fact that Martinez today could be his day.
Yeah.
Right?
I initially thought Martinez had put it too
No.
close to Chesney.
No. Funny enough,
No.
I thought it was going to be one of those. And, you know, we've seen these situations
Never.
where it was Nicholas Jackson versus Cole Palmer,
Yeah.
where there's that pass where people felt like Nicholas Jackson could have just, and he's trying to then hold the ball, finding who to pass it to again. When you're meant to be a striker, this is what you will see from a striker normally. Of course, this might look more easier, but at least as a striker, still try it.
Yeah.
You know.
Nine goals in 13 games in the Champions League this season for the Argentinian striker.
At this point, do you think we're going to be seeing a Lewandowski coming in?
Well, it's looking more likely now as
Yeah.
we're
In a
22
little
minutes
bit,
in.
yeah.
Inter are 1-0 up. I think when you look at, I think it's still a long way to go. It's
No,
20
There's a
minutes.
lot
Of
of,
course.
yeah.
I
that's
know
fine.
usually when Barcelona goes down like this is when they tend to
They'll come
wake
back,
up. No,
yeah.
I definitely see Barcelona scoring.
We saw
Yeah.
Inter last week. They struggled to hold on to a lead.
Yeah,
They,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
didn't like it, and
But then again, would you not think that they've learned their lesson from last week, though?
you'd think they would have.
I mean,
You can learn all the lessons you want in life, but sometimes against teams like
True,
Barcelona,
true,
those
true
lessons
that.
will happen.
I
to
mean,
you
especially
again.
what we're saying with the Lamine Yamal, of course, they will be
Yeah.
like, listen, tonight, Barcelona, what's the name of the man?
DeMarco.
DeMarco, listen, you're not letting this guy. But fam, he's walked past quite a few people already.
He's done well.
I would like to see a little bit more from Rafinha, though.
Nah, I think.
But I think he hasn't
honestly,
really got the ball.
Nah,
Yeah, but they need to. Oh la la.
It was Lamine Yamal
Oh, are
He's
you
not letting it happen.
joking?
dispossessed eventually, looking for a
That
foul.
looked like a foul. I mean, he had two on him, and I think he was getting held
I
back.
think
Let's say.
if he probably went to the ground.
Sorry.
Hand on the neck from Federico.
Yeah, that's a foul.
Nah,
Broad
this guy's
daylight.
strong, though.
Broad daylight, and he's also
But you
impeding
know-
him from
but you
going
know-
forward.
but Sarah, fact is, this is what everybody would expect that would be happening because they pretty much know what I mean.
That doesn't mean that it's legal.
No, of course,
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not legal, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that this is.
No, it's the only way.
I mean,
It's
every
the only way you
player
can
who's
try and
seen
stop
Lionel Messi
them.
playing against Nigeria had 5-6 players on
Totally.
him. They just kept. I would have thought if we're not seeing this from Inter against Lamine Yamal, then what people would be saying is this guy's saying learn their lesson. If they were just letting him just walk through them like that, right?
No, I mean, they have to, but like I said earlier, I would like to see the refs. I don't want to see the refs allow it to
Too
go
much
too
of it.
far because that was a foul. It was a hand on the neck, and you could see Lamine Yamal getting frustrated as
Two on
17-year-old
him.
on the ball, ball in. There's no one in the box.
I think he needs to be a bit
Sarah, this is another thing again. Oh, shot.
Pedri has a shot.
Pedri,
So sorry.
back to
No.
Garcia.
Pedri,
It's in the box. Tries to get the shot off. In the cross. Fumbled.
That was so close. So close.
Sorry, they're
So
calling
close.
for a
Pedri
handball
looking
here.
for a handball.
take a
Let's
little
see
looky
it.
look.
Does it come off
I think it's here where they think it has.
Gracerbi, they're
Acerbi? Oh no.
I think it
don't
was.
think
It
No,
was
I think
20.
no.
Is it-
I mean, there was a handball, but that was one of those you cannot control that one.
Yeah, no. Because there's a comment saying maybe Dumfries should just play as a centre forward instead of Thuram.
In all honesty, I see Dumfries playing as a proper winger.
He's doing good.
Trust me,
Doing good.
because he's got the energy. My man he's a defender, but he's doing as good as
Yeah,
playing as a right winger.
Yeah.
I just want to see if that's a handball, then it should still count because the rule though is that even if it's intentional or not, that's what's been
done.
changed.
I mean, it was-
No, I'm not saying that, but that's what the rule is now. We see it in the Prem all the time. There are handballs that are so unintentional, but it's a penalty because that's the new rule.
But then again, we'd also still believe in this whole irregularities and inconsistency in refereeing. But I think in this kind of situation, somebody going to the ground, there's
No, I don't like it. It was not his intention whatsoever.
Check is over. No penalty. 25 minutes in, 1-0. Slightly calmer than last week.
Fam, but one
That's
goal
what
in the
we-
first half.
we
Like I
expected.
said, this point out last week. I was expecting so much.
Well,
now.
this
like
last
this is a
week,
goal.
Inter were 2-0 up with this.
Of course.
Yeah.
2-1, I think, by this time.
There's so much happened already.
I think we're seeing Inter. They're a lot more defensively solid tonight.
Yeah.
They're harder to break down. I can see Pedri maybe finding a few gaps.
Yeah.
Marcus Thuram, they're almost.
Thuram might not be guilty actually, but let's see.
Thuram almost getting through that Barca defence, trying to do it all on his own, really. You see Simone Inzaghi.
Birds at the San Siro though. this
Yeah,
evening.
they're
Yeah, they
right
keep
in front of the
going
camera.
on the
These
camera.
guys, that particular bird that flew, I recognize that bird.
Are they always like that?
I think there's always
Where do you recognize?
There's a lot
I
of
recognize
urgent
that one.
in the
Those
city.
birds, they always disturb that stadium. Man.
And the
Come on,
stadium's
Eric,
open.
Eric,
Yeah.
come on.
So it's very easy for them to just fly in and not find their way
Oh
out.
my.
He still managed to get the thing through.
Pigeons don't exactly have the intelligence to fly somewhere and then get out.
And then find their way out.
Pedri on the ball here. Gets it to Lamine Yamal, but Dimarco comes in and intercepts, sends the ball forward to Marcus Thuram, chests it down.
Oh, this is a
lovely
crazy
little
counter
play.
already.
There's Lautaro Martinez on the left, he's open, but it's all just a little bit behind him. Frankie
Nice.
de Jong gets in and
Sorry,
Go slip.
do you guys see how far back
Craig
Rafinha's
Mahrez.
playing because of Gerard
Oh, Barcelona, come on, do something with this
Danny
one.
Olmo with the chance to shoot. Inter
Yeah.
getting
Oh,
back.
what was
and
it?
I think
These
it's
guys,
going to go out
they've got
for
some
a goal
indecisive
kick.
though.
Felt like
Martinez.
he
You
could have
saw
done more
that
there.
moment where he looked and wasn't sure which
I know,
way.
it
to
is.
Yeah.
Corner to
Yeah.
Barcelona. It did come off. I think it was a.
No, I mean, it was a corner, but it wasn't like he wasn't going on target
It felt
either.
like he took too long there.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And
By the way, there's a new song for Lamine Yamal by the other guy called Skills, the one that did the Shake Body song.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
kinda new. And now he started this one, Lamine Yamal.
We
And this
should
one is
recreate that.
Dance like Lamine Yamal. Anyways, I think it's Lamine Yamal just needs to perform more, and that song is probably going to go proper viral.
Jan Sommer controlling his troops. Ball in, away from Mkhitaryan. Barca with a throw in.
I think they need to just settle a little bit.
Some,
Simone Inzaghi looks still
some
a little concerned.
Some concern on Simone Inzaghi's face there.
Yeah.
So we've so far we've had 4 corners, 3 for Inter and 1 for Barcelona. Did either of you have corners in your booking codes?
I did.
You did. How many did you have? Over or under?
Over 8.5.
Okay, so we've had 4 and it's been 28 minutes.
And then I
Looking up there.
actually had over 4.5 for Barcelona alone, at least.
So they've had 1 so
I've
far.
had one, so I mean...
So you need another 4 for Barcelona.
Which is definitely doable, if you ask me.
As well, Barcelona looking to get back on level terms here. The ball out. Rafinha seems to have come into the middle of
Okay, shot from there.
with a shot. It's gone over the bar.
Yeah, I was kind of referencing that not too long ago because one of the biggest reasons I think we haven't seen the best of Rafinha in the last few games is because Balde isn't playing, and the two go hand in hand so well. And you notice that when Gerard Martin is playing, Rafinha drops back a lot. He doesn't feel like he can get the support. He's not getting the ball. You see him slide into the middle. It's definitely affected. Oh, that's a bit
he
of a
still got
fun
it, you
play.
know.
It's affected Rafinha. Oh.
See
Ball
if
forward.
this chance. Oh, Bissek got it.
Ferran Torres
Wow.
is possessed.
Bit of a.
What?
Everyone's
What did
just,
that ball just do? Did that ball?
That's Juju.
Jojo, yeah, exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Chance for
Rafinha
Barca
on the
here.
ball in.
Oh, Ferran.
Good
What happened? Was
defending
Varane
there.
defending?
Yeah, that was great defending.
That Bastoni
Bastoni.
there with the clearance.
Bastoni. See?
Was it Bastoni? Wait,
Yeah.
hang on. Let's watch that ball.
It was Bastoni.
Bastoni has been
Oh,
fantastic.
wait, I mean, Bastoni hit Ferran's leg to get it out. Of course, he did something defending, but
Well,
exactly. So you see,
got the job done.
yeah, he did.
Anyone paying attention
Well,
to how
that's
much
two corners now.
Pedri is running around this pitch right now?
Pedri's been the best player on the pitch for Barcelona tonight. There's a ball come in. Jan
What's
Sommer
next?
punches. I think
Wow.
that
You
could
would
have
have caught that one. Exactly, yeah. I mean, Alex, you would have caught that one.
He sent it right away.
You overestimate my goalkeeper.
No, maybe
Goalkeeping
I'm just looking at
abilities.
how tall you are, and I'm like, yeah, you could
Yeah.
do everything a goalkeeper should, but sorry, I think
No.
that's me being stupid.
Yeah, I'm not a world class athlete like Jan Sommer.
To be honest, if I had your height, I would be a goalkeeper.
You would?
Of course. I would a basketball at least.
not a
Good at keeper. I think it's
Fam,
the
not a
best
centre back.
position.
What?
Not a centre back.
No, I think I would be more. I mean, because that's where your height comes in place.
You could be the new LeBron James,
Sure.
Well,
who is the same height as me.
is this same height as you? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Ball in from Barcelona. It's
Wait,
good.
what's up with Summer, man?
It's just
Is it just trying to be
punching
safe?
it out,
it's just
punching it
getting
away
getting rid of it,
fast.
not
I
wanting
think they have
to
to keep
mess
the ball on
around.
the ground.
Does Barca come again?
Rafinha, literally in the middle of the
Rafinha.
pitch.
Rafinha's really gone over. We've
He said, I'll play with you, Lamine.
Gerard Martinez has taken that left wing
Can somebody not take it from here, though?
position as
Oh, my God.
Gerard
the ball
Martin,
in.
actually.
Dumfries again. There's a comment saying Barcelona isn't creating much. Credit to Inter, they came with a game plan.
no, Inter are defending very well.
No, definitely. I mean, apart from even playing very well, when it comes to the attacking as well, they seem to be very
Yeah.
strategic. You know, seeing even the
Agree.
goal that was created, I felt like
Agree.
that was so easy to beat at Barcelona, creating that chance and scoring at the same time. So, I think they came ready for this one.
And you can see the defence tonight. They've just sat up in
Yep.
in that five, and
Yeah.
Barca is trying to find the gaps, but really struggling. Pedri seems to be the only player up till now that has pushed that into defence. Marcus Thuram with the ball here. There's a ball out for a Barcelona throw-in. Just over half an hour gone. 1-0 Inter. It's been a cagey first half so far. Barcelona perhaps with more of the ball control, but Inter with the only goal of the game.
Alex, they're saying you should be a commentator.
Ah, well, thank you.
It's good.
Thank you.
Good
yeah.
to know. Good to hear.
Yeah,
You know, I think
I
they
appreciate
trust and
the,
appreciate your narration of the game.
Well, more to come. We've got an hour left and potentially more. Ball forward here.
Yeah, anything could happen. Oh,
No way.
no.
Bastoni, he does like getting forward, Bastoni. And I suppose if I was Simone Inzaghi, I think my heart would
What are
be
you doing?
beating a little bit too fast if I saw my centre-back running forward to the other side of the pitch. DeMarco committing another foul there on Dani Olmo. Won't be long, I don't think, before we see our first booking of the night for the
Nerazzurri.
defender.
I mean,
Yeah, for
DeMarco has no chance.
Ball
against
to Eric
me.
Garcia, who puts the ball.
Oh,
What
was that?
so close.
Was that the
again.
racist?
Ferran Torres, I think he gets a foot on it, and I think Rafinha also gets a touch on it.
Wait, is Eric saying, bro, you need to score?
As the ball there,
All right.
Oh,
See
he's
what
very
was
stop
I
it,
think it's
yeah.
come off Jan Bissek,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
Rafinha's not obviously expecting it.
That should be a corner though.
No, I think it came off Ferran.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
I think the ball last came off Rafinha just as it went out. But yeah, I don't think he was expecting it. But a good ball from Eric Garcia, who seems to be, I think, well, he's put in a few crosses already. It's just trying to find that man on the end. I think that's perhaps what Ferran Torres doesn't bring that Lewandowski does, a little bit of aerial prowess that you would want.
Or just a clinical finish.
Ball
Yeah.
out again to Eric Garcia. Into on a man within seconds, no space. As
Honestly, if I'm DeMarco, like I would actually just give up.
Lamine Yamal and
I don't think he's been able to stop Lamine Yamal once.
Well, he's been fouling him every time. He's been,
I mean,
at the end
no,
of the
Lamine
day,
has
that's
sent
the only
him.
way. That's the only way you can stop Lamine, yo. Remember, I told you, I'll break his leg. Like that's you
Like
can't
that's
pass
the
him
only
that
way
leg again.
it will
Don't
be
say
able to.
that.
No, I'm saying
say
you
that.
can't pass
But
it
you have to
Lamine.
put your body. You know, you're saying you have to put your body to like actually stop him.
No, of course, absolutely. Go all in because he is skillful. Like he's
course.
like skillful as hell. And especially looking at fam, DeMarco is bored. Man, that guy's like 48 next month, right? There's no way.
Unfortunately, he's not even 30. Yeah,
Wow.
I think he bleaches
Let
hair
me
a
see.
little too
My
many
man, they are breathing hard. Like you can't do nothing on it. Lamine. Like
Yeah.
for me, he's doing his job. It's just
he shouldn't feel bad. No one can do anything.
Well, exactly. Okay.
Before Danny
that
Olmo with a
was-
chance to Lamine Yamal. Can he get a shot off? And he just
Lamine
goes past
Yamal
the
should be
post.
going straight to the goal, man.
No, but he was getting cut. He was getting watch it again. That was brilliant.
Bastoni
from
on his
Pedri.
back
My
there.
God,
Let's see.
Pedri is silly.
Bastoni putting enough pressure on Lamine Yamal to force him to put that shot wide. We see Lautaro Martinez limping a little bit after that challenge. Hopefully nothing serious for Simone Inzaghi.
No, I don't. Lamine wanted to cross, but listen, for me, right? I still. In
trust
Lamine
him.
caliber,
Don't trust
Lamine caliber, he should be taking that by himself.
Bastoni just putting enough pressure on Lamine Yamal to force the shot wide. We see Danny Olmo getting some attention from the Barcelona medics here. And, well, it looks like... Oh, no. For a minute there, I thought that Barcelona had a penalty. No, it's a
For
goal
fun.
kick. It's a goal kick to Inter Milan. Something we've seen with Inter Milan, Jan Sommer not taking the goal kicks, but his two centre-backs dropping back to take the goal kick for him as Hakan Çalhanoğlu gets the first booking of the night.
Who has bookings?
I
Both of you?
have over 3.5. Clinton, you have
Got to 3.5.
Wait, you have under. You have
over 3.5 bookings.
Clinton?
3.5
Over?
over it. No, I think I've got 2.5. Can't remember now.
But both of you have over.
Yes. So we've had our first booking of the night for Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Inter coming forward again. Marcus Thuram with the ball. Balls to Barella.
Chance for
Gets it to Dumfries. It's a good tackle there. Chances here for Inter. Gerard Martin doing well there to get the ball clear.
Lucrezia, I feel like we haven't spoken to anyone in a while.
Yeah,
Okay, I've
lots
got
of.
sorry, I've got over 2.5 bookings actually. So
And Alex, you have over 3.5?
Yes.
Okay.
3.5.
Yeah.
So one booking so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a comment saying, honestly, Thuram should be benched for Arnautovic. I've been saying this since the first leg. Thuram is lazy and not an active striker.
Oh, chance.
Shot.
Oh, so close again.
It's a lovely shot that was from
Who was that? Oh,
Mkhitaryan.
Mkhitaryan.
Just past the post.
That was.
Wow.
I think Szczesny had it covered, but maybe he didn't actually.
if that wasn't
No,
happening,
I don't. I think that would have gone in.
I think that would have just snuck into that far corner. Szczesny flat-footed. Back to you, Lucrezia. Sorry, you were saying.
No, we're saying that they're saying Thuram is lazy, not an active striker. I believe Arnautovic. If Arnautovic is brought into their attack, that will be lethal.
He doesn't know Rafinha to do that. No, but you know what I mean. Like, it's just, he's not on your level.
I think
Oh la la.
Arnautovic would just offer that. He holds the ball up well.
Yeah.
I think Thuram struggled to get a hold in. And to be fair to Barca, Cubarsí and Inigo Martinez have been defending well. Gerard Martin hasn't been. I know the attacks have been coming from Denzel Dumfries on that right-hand side, but Gerard Martin has held his own so far. I think it's fair to say.
I don't know if that's fair to say, Alex. I don't know. I think Ronald Araujo is going to be coming into this match.
As a left back, or would you put
No,
him as centre
Inigo
back and
Martinez
move?
will shift.
Yeah.
I think.
So who would you think would be the first to be
Gerard
sent off?
Martin and Ferran Torres. 2 subs, 1 time.
Could we see another appearance from Andreas Christensen in the Champions League
Absolutely,
semi-final?
actually. Absolutely. He also brings the height.
Yep.
Yeah, he played well. He played well. I think it's just the lack of playing time.
Lamine,
but-
do it again now. Come on.
I mean, up against DeMarco. Can he get past him?
You probably
Or will
would.
DeMarco foul him again? He won't now because he's in the penalty area. Oh, dangerous tackle from
Bastoni.
Bastoni.
Oh, but no, he would always pass. He would always pass, man. Like there's nothing you could do about
He
it.
won't. He won't. He won't.
Dangerous
He'll
tackle.
stop. Wow, Eric
And
Garcia
ready
is
to
having
do
a
whatever
great
it
game.
takes
Eric
to
Garcia has
stop.
been the workhorse for Barcelona
Actually,
today.
he's been working hard, to be honest.
Pedri plays it to Rafinha.
Rafinha does not trust Gerard Martin open on that wing. Sends
Surrounded
it back
by
into
Barca
Pedri into
players.
pressure.
As
That's
Inter win the
so
ball back
interesting to
here.
see.
Marcus Thuram. He's got Denzel Dumfries running free.
Oh, speaking of guys, there's a comment saying all goals Inter might score will be through a counter attack.
There's a counter attack now. Denzel Dumfries
Yeah.
cross blocked by
Yeah.
Inigo Martinez. And
Denzel Dumfries just wiped himself out from that round.
He has. Well,
Did he
Denzel
just-
Dumfries, he looks a little bit tired. His
That shot, kind of, he just.
his UEFA badge peeling off his shirt.
Oh. That's not good.
Lamine Yamal.
Lamine is giving this guy's
Ooh.
headache. I mean, he had to do that because if he didn't do that,
Yeah.
It was a dangerous tackle from Bastoni.
Bastoni's following what you were saying, Clinton.
It was a dangerous
Whatever it
tackle.
takes to stop them.
yeah, no, that's usually what they are doing.
Yeah.
They know if it's by to
They have
the ball,
to,
it's not
have
going to
to.
work.
Dumfries making one of your faces, Clinton.
No, he does.
That's dangerous.
Oh my God. Çalhanoğlu very close to scoring.
Çalhanoğlu.
Very close to
A
scoring.
shot. It was open inside the
Wow.
box. No one near him. Arguably
Very
had more
scary.
time to control it and do that, but it did come to him quick,
Wow.
past the post.
I think a bit unlucky there from Kubarsi. He didn't get 100%.
Yeah.
He just tried pushing
it
it
looked
out.
like it bobbled a little
You
bit.
know what
Yeah.
the crazy thing is? If they are getting all these balls on target,
Yeah.
these are because you could clearly see that Chesney is big. Like he's just there. He can't. There's nothing you could do about that one.
I said I would like to see at the beginning of the game, I want to see them keep Chesney busy. Because we've seen a few times tonight, he's been flat-footed and he's not been, that shot from, who was it that had the shot where it was going past? Was it Mkhitaryan? Where it looked like if it was on target, it could have
Yeah, of course. Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And yeah.
Clinton, there's a comment saying, Clinton, why are you supporting Barca? You are a Madridista. Like, what are you doing?
Clinton wants goals. Oh, is Lautaro Martinez on the attack here? Can he get a shot off? As a lovely tackle from
That was a
Pau
good
Barsi.
Keep rolling, my friend.
Oh.
Keep it going. Roll yourself right off the.
Simone Inzaghi, heart in his mouth now as his
No, I
main
mean, this
striker
was.
goes down
Kubarsi
again.
has this in him, really. It's.
As he's screaming at the fourth official on the touchline there to stop the game.
Maybe you guys get another card.
Lautaro Martinez down again, obviously, not, as we heard from Nima earlier, not at his fittest. Pedri comes forward here. Rafinha sees an option to his left. Barcelona taking things slowly as the referee does stop the game. And I think they're going to go over to Lautaro Martinez and get him some treatment. 42 minutes gone, Inter 1, Barca 0. We see that counter-attack again. It's a lovely tackle from Pau Barsi. And we see it's just, I think it's just the way that his ankle seems to roll over. It wasn't a foul, it was a good check.
Are you
they are
taking
checking
the
for a
piss?
penalty.
Oh, don't ruin the game. That's so shocking. That was
Checking.
all ball.
Checking for a penalty as Lautaro Martinez gets some spray on his ankle. Was that a penalty? What do you guys
No.
think? Comment.
I don't think that was a penalty.
That he literally got the ball. That was a brilliant tackle. What are you talking? That's all ball.
Wait, I mean,
No,
they
no,
might,
he got.
they might argue.
No,
He didn't actually touch
he
the ball.
didn't
get
touch
the
the
ball.
ball. He only got Lautaro's.
I think
foot.
this might be given.
This might be given, actually.
He didn't touch the ball.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is a crucial one.
He didn't
This
touch
is
the
a
ball.
crucial one.
Penalty
Oh,
check.
this one is it.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
my God.
The referee puts his finger to his ear, and I think he's going over.
Oh,
to the
my
bench.
God. Oh,
I think we
That
might
could
see a
change.
penalty here for
That could
Inter
change
Milan
everything.
just before half time. How this would change the game.
Wow.
Bruh! Inter!
Wow.
Inter about to go to the Champions League fight. Anyways, a whole second half is a long...
Barca were down 2-0.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. But then again, this is a kind of a different game.
As
Ooh.
it's very hard to tell.
Sorry,
I
he
wouldn't be
hits the
giving
ball.
this- I
What
wouldn't
are-
be giving this as
Oh,
a
they're going to
penalty.
give it. This is a long
Penalty to Inter Milan.
That is an absolute robbery. I think he got his foot on the ball. I think that's
this,
a bit
this
of a
angle
shame.
did not show it properly. The one we saw before, it seemed like it didn't touch the
Yeah,
ball
no,
at all.
yeah, the previous one we didn't, yeah.
In the other angle, it showed like only Lautaro's foot being under Kubarsi's one.
Again, Kubarsi involved in an incident. We saw him get sent off against Benfica, this time giving away the penalty. And one would assume that Lautaro Martinez will be the man to take it. But as
I guess
he
could be
comes over-
Çalhanoğlu.
Could be Çalhanoğlu.
Yeah.
They do have the option.
Honestly, I would trust Çalhanoğlu
Don't even
better than
complain,
Lautaro.
just
I don't
allow
think
it.
Lautaro's not a great penalty taker.
I agree with that too. I agree with that too. I think
Çalhanoğlu with the ball in his hands. It looks like
Yeah.
he will be the one taking
Great
the
choice
penalty.
because it's the only way.
The Turkish midfielder with a chance to take or double
Oh, this is such a shame.
Inter's lead. Szczesny makes himself look big. Çalhanoğlu lines up, the referee sorts out the players.
Is Szczesny going to save it though?
Szczesny, can he keep Barca in this game just before half-time?
God, please.
The referee's still trying to keep players back from it.
I mean, for some reason, I don't like penalty goals in the game.
The referee
I also
blows his
don't
whistle.
think this was a penalty.
Çalhanoğlu gets ready to tap, to stake it. And it's
no.
in.
Wow.
That's a good
Beautiful
penalty.
man.
That's a
That
great
was,
penalty.
Çalhanoğlu.
that was a beautiful penalty.
Çalhanoğlu was one of the best penalties.
There's
in
nothing.
history.
That was a beautiful one. There's nothing. I mean, even if Szczesny went the direction, he was
Still
not
be
catching.
hard to stop, yeah.
Nah, that one is a very critical.
And
one.
with that goal, my bet is over.
I'm sorry.
Both
Sorry,
teams to score
Alex.
I think
under 2.5.
I think Clinton was right with the goals though.
You
Like
had-
Would you say
you
Clinton
and
for your
Eustace and you didn't you say 1-1?
I said 2-1.
2-1.
But I think I said extra time, yeah, and 2-1 tonight.
Barca players surrounding the referee.
Wow.
But it's not going to go extra time anymore.
No.
I mean, for a 2-1.
sorry, those are Inter players, Alex.
There were some Barca players as well.
That's a Cherby getting involved in something. For what? Your team just
Wow.
went up
Lovely
2-0.
penalty.
My bet seems to be on the right track, you know.
Yeah?
It seems like this one is definitely going in.
What just happened after the
There you
penalty?
go.
You guys need to start following my Champions League code. Because, listen, it's like I said in future, man. I literally went under 1.5 for...
The interdelegates.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm still on track because I went under 1.5 first half goals for Barcelona.
Okay.
I'm 0.
So they're going to do it.
So it's there.
Unless they score 2
Exactly.
in the next
the
2
next 1 minute.
seconds.
Second.
Yeah, I don't
have
know.
1 minute
I
of
don't know
added
what
time.
discussion's going on.
Inigo Martinez and Ferran Torres, or Inigo Martinez seems to be annoyed at what you would assume
Ben.
to be the referee, as Lautaro Martinez and the referee do get involved in some discussions. Marcus Thuram as well.
Milan
Referee-
should not be getting involved in anything after going up 2-0 and scoring that penalty.
I know,
referee-
Inter should just keep
Just
quiet,
be happy.
accept the lead, and don't
Bro, what's the
complain.
argument going on, though? What was this?
I don't know. They didn't
We don't
show.
know,
We saw the
yeah.
celebration and then we. So there's some.
As we,
Brilliant. As we head into
That's a very good first
halftime.
half-time.
As we head
2-0
into-
to Inter at the half, guys. Drop your comments to Lucrezia and let us know if you think it will finish 2-0, if you think it will finish a different scoreline. Will Barca come back? What will happen in this one? Let us know and we'll check in with them momentarily here. Having some technical problems on our end. And
well,
we're
we're
back.
still
Be
going.
back.
As Barcelona give away a free kick. We're 2 minutes 25 seconds into our 1 minute allotted added time,
Yeah, good one.
as the referee seems to be trying to
Your
make his
both
mark on
of
this
your
The
cards are going to
bookings-
be
the
are going to
bookings
definitely be coming in by the second half.
do look good, the bookings on this game. We've had 2 so far. Barcelona with potentially one last chance before the half, but now Inter have a throw-in. Simone Inzaghi still complaining here to the fourth official about something, as Inter send the ball forward.
Sorry, guys. There's a comment saying "La remontada" with the little Italian hand gesture. It's like "La remontada."
I do love that they made that an emoji. As the referee blows
Like-
for half-time. Not
Seems to be
players
quite a bit of tension.
players heading
On the
to
field.
Oh, that
referee.
zoom out from the camera
No.
showed the severity of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lautaro Martinez and Inigo Martinez in some discussion here as the players come off the pitch. Frankie de Jong also speaking to the referee.
Look, Lamin's getting the dogs
Lamine
in
Yamal.
order.
Lamine normally would be very pissed, especially with, you know...
He was when it happened, but I think he's trying to listen. The call was made. There's nothing they can do. They're down 2-0. Time to go into the locker room. Handsy flick time. So he's getting his boys and he's saying, "This is it. We got to go in and change the way we're playing." I think it's a better attitude to have than being pissed off. 'Cause
Yeah, no,
I don't think that. I think this was a bit of a poor call from the referee, but it happened. You now have to come back.
No, of course,
can't
absolutely. I think
stay in this.
at the end of the day, you know, you just got, you know, trust the. I mean, I would love to hear from our audience if they thought that was a penalty. But in my honest opinion, if he didn't get the ball, the 2 angles, one of them showed he felt like he got the ball. The other one, we saw he didn't get the ball, right? And sometimes
It
they
was
kind of like
hard.
play.
I think they went through the angles too quickly. I couldn't really see it properly.
Because you wonder if that was meant to be a penalty and he was the last man, but then it wasn't a red card.
Well, funny you say that. Markinde did say it should have been a red card for Kovarci.
Oh la la!
That's what Inter were protesting about.
Okay.
Oh
Because
wow!
I don't think so whatsoever.
I mean, come on, man. I wouldn't think that was a red card. That was,
No, there was nothing in, like, there was no malicious intent. You could see that he went for the ball, and like I said, from the angle that
And
I saw.
he wasn't the last man as such. There were players, defenders alongside him. As in, like, it was on to the side. He wasn't exactly the last man.
It's hard, yeah, it's hard to say, yeah.
Wow, what a first half that was. Inter Milan
Right?
2-0 up.
crazy. I mean, that's how they started their last one, right?
They did, but there was 2-1 at half-time,
God,
wasn't
can you
it?
believe it?
Last week?
I think it was 2-2.
2-2.
Can you imagine if this ends 3-3 again?
Oh la la!
My whole soul.
Like 4 goals in the second half or whatever with extra time as well.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Does this... I know it's very early to say there's still a long way to go. Barcelona can still come back into this, but does this feel... I don't know, trying to pick the word, not anticlimactic, but does this feel a bit like a... You know how we've been talking about Barcelona, the treble, the quadruple, winning the league, winning the Champions League, they've won the Copa del Rey, they've won the Super Cup, getting knocked out tonight. Does it feel a bit? I'm trying to pick the right words, but what would you be feeling if you were a Barcelona player or a Hansi Flick and Barca fan? Would you be feeling a bit disappointed? Obviously, be gutted, but do you think this team has maybe been overhyped, or is this just a case of Inter being the better team on the night?
I think it's not really overhyped. We've seen Barcelona play very good football, especially when they face their rivals, Real Madrid. You know, we've seen how sharp they've been, and obviously winning a Copa del Rey as well. I don't think that's...
Yeah, I definitely overhyped. They're definitely not overhyped. They're a fantastic team. They're the best team in the
a very
world.
good team. But I just think it's just going to be a case of Inter. They've also come prepared. You know, this is not just a random team. This is a team that pretty much currently contending for their Serie A title. You know, so you're not going to... you know, this is literally the best coming against the best as well. So we see how much... This could have been worse for Barcelona, if you ask me. We've seen Inter take shots that, if they went on target, it could have been goals. So I think it's just going to be sad knowing that Barcelona will just not have the Champions League that a lot of people would have thought that they would be having, considering how good they've been so far in the season. So in all honesty, of course, very sad, but you know, they've got the league to still look out for. I mean, there are teams that they only just have one to watch. Look at Liverpool, took their league title, dropped off Champions League. So I just feel like it's hard. Champions League is a very huge title for you to get in a season, knowing that you also have the league title just waiting for you somewhere as well. You know, imagine being able to flex. You know, that you have a treble. You know, it's massive. But then again, you know, the best team seem to be leading. Honestly, doesn't mean that Barcelona, they've not been playing well, but Inter, they've just been the better team.
I think maybe perhaps the way I was trying to say it is, does it feel like if you come to the end of the season and they didn't win the Champions League, but they win the league, they win the Copa del Rey and they've won the Spanish Super Cup, does it leave a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth that they weren't able to do the quadruple and win the Champions League, or more to the point, win the Champions League and the league? I think if you'd have said to Barcelona, which two would you rather win? They'd say League and Champions League over
absolutely.
Super Cup and Spanish and the Copa del Rey. But
Yeah.
does it leave a sour taste in the mouth for Barcelona?
No, of course. At the end of the day, I think the Champions League is a very huge title. I think it's literally the most important one that every team would want to win. And I think, you know, apart from the fact that it's a Champions League, it's one of the titles that determines usually things like the Ballon d'Or. So when we speak about the likes of Rafinha and even Lamine Yamal being...
Where does this leave
you know,
them in?
I mean, that's a very good question.
Luis
Because at the end-
Dembele licking his lips?
Well, no, of course. Whether you like it or not, that is what would be happening at this point. You know, a lot of fans, even from Real Madrid, would be saying, thank God, you know, because imagine winning the quadruple, for example, and then Ballon d'Or being nominated is like most players from Barcelona. So it becomes like, okay, we are literally the face of football for this whole season. And a lot of teams like the Real Madrid, the PSG, you know, all of these things, they'll be looking at this stuff going, thank God, you know, at least we would have some breath of fresh air to know that it's not just this one team clinching everything. So even me being a Real Madrid person, I'm kind of like, okay, I mean, this is some kind of good news, you know, to know that, listen, the league is not even done. When you look at even the fixtures for Barcelona in the next couple of games, it's also still very difficult games. They have Real Madrid, you know, they have Osasuna at some point, whom we saw how they faced. I mean, listen, the fear for Barcelona fans will now be, what if?
Talking about Real Madrid, I mean, Lucrezia, do you think that as a Real Madrid fan or Real Madrid player or Carlo Ancelotti, what do you think they're thinking looking at this? Do you think they're thinking, obviously, there's always that rivalry, so it's the case that they'll be glad Barcelona are losing, but are they also thinking, we're playing these guys this weekend, if they lose tonight, they're going to come with a vengeance on Sunday?
Probably. I just also read a comment saying, we're really going to discipline Real Madrid this weekend if we're knocked out.
Yeah.
It does leave a sour taste in their mouth, as you said, and I'm sure they will come even more motivated.
But then it could,
Real Madrid.
if you flip the coin over to the other side, you could say that maybe this will...
Will it kind of demoralize them as
Yeah,
well?
it could also bring,
absolutely.
moral down, for sure.
I think it depends on the team and the players now. Which
Could go
area
either
they
way.
want to bounce on, which area they want to follow.
You'd feel like this team could turn it around, if any team could.
I feel like when you look at the way Barcelona has been set up, I think what's going to happen is they are going to see this as some kind of, listen, we've lost this one. And when you look at how young and how motivated the players are, when you look at the likes of Rafinha, look at Lamine Yamal, who seems to be taking authority in terms of how much he seems to be calling his shots on the pitch whilst the ball is going on, right? I think, they're all going to come together to say, listen, I can't believe we're actually speaking, thinking they're not going to make it. But, I mean, there's a whole 45 minutes to come. Who knows what's going to happen? But, what I'm saying is, I think it's going to even motivate them to say, listen, Madrid, you guys are going to be the one to suffer the loss that we've just had against an Inter. Because, listen, we've lost one. We're not going to come to you again. We've beat you 3 times. First of all, that's also a motivation for them to go into that game. If there's any team who the pressure is going to be on in that next Clasico, it's going to be Real Madrid, knowing that they now have to prove everybody wrong to say at least 4 Classicos, at least let's just to have one. No, so and usually, sometimes when you have this kind of pressure, it can either go for you or go against you, because at this point,
either way.
It could go
we
either
don't
way
know
at this point. So I think with Barcelona, it will just be more of a pity for Real Madrid if they don't go through, because they are going to bring out all their anger on a Real Madrid. If they were going to go through with, they say they qualified, right? It could still serve as some kind of motivation to say, let's just go on with our winning spree. Or it could also be, listen, we have a final to look after. If we draw this game, we still have other games to make it up. I'm talking about the league game now, so it's not going to be that kind of pressurable type of game. But if they don't go through today, I think it's going to be a very critical condition for that next Clasico.
So where do you land on those two? First one, say Barcelona do get knocked out tonight, but they win the league. Are you left at the end of the season with a bit of a sour taste in your mouth? And then secondly, do you think that this is good for Real Madrid or bad for Real Madrid in the sense that Barcelona will come with a vengeance on Sunday, or they'll be a bit demoralised, as Clinton said?
In terms of being knocked out, if that's the case, I think it's going to be sad because of the way they've played this season. 1 second, sorry, guys.
They're probably
Also, for all of you who said, Sarah, you're so quiet today. Unfortunately, Sarah is very sick today, guys. Hence the tea. As you know, I never have a mug on set. And I have a bit of a very sore throat, actually. So I'm trying to conserve myself. Alex is doing a wonderful job commentating this match. But I think it will be upsetting because of the way they've played. That being said, if they do still win the league and the Copa, it is
still fantastic.
It's still a good. It's still, they're in the semi-final, pardon me, of the Champions League. I think it's still something to take away, considering how bad the football has been at Barcelona lately. Because it has been. Because we're used to seeing Barcelona as a team that plays beautiful football, whether you support them or not. And being a Barcelona fan myself, watching them of recent, years, the last 4 years, it's not been enjoyable. And I remember watching games on the weekend and I wasn't excited to watch them because the football wasn't good. Now you can at least say, okay, they've changed it. They've won some silverware. It would have been lovely if they did. They still can. I still have faith. They have some subs they need to make, but let's see. But I think there are positives, and because the team is so young, Hansi Flick is here for a little bit.
It's not like Inter, where this is maybe a last chance saloon.
Yeah, exactly, as Nemo was saying earlier. Yeah, it's definitely going to be painful because when you're going for a treble, there's so much on the line. But I think it's been an incredible season for Barcelona considering how bad they've been recently, and the future looks really bright. Now, in terms of Real Madrid, I think if they lose this, they're going to... I think if they win this, they're also going to.
Yeah.
I don't think Barcelona is ever going to take a match against Real Madrid lightly. And I think you know, for them, if they win against Real Madrid over the weekend, that's not, like you said yesterday, technically, mathematically them winning La Liga. But if they put themselves 7 points clear with 3 matches left,
Basically done and dusted.
that is a very nice cushion that they would want. So,
With 3
I mean,
games
I
left.
think they have
Only
to,
needed one more
they're
win
going to
after
think
that.
about it like that. I know Madrid are going to come out swinging as well, because for them, what left do they have? Basically, they have just their pride. You know, of course, if they win, they only make that 1 point, but they still have to hope Barcelona stumble somewhere else. But I know they're going to come out swinging for their pride, but it's El Clasico. And no one's gonna come lightly in this one, regardless of what happens, in my opinion, to Barcelona tonight. Substitutions to be made for Barcelona tonight.
Who would you bring on?
Dani Olmo is coming off for Fermin Lopez. Ronald Araujo is coming on for Gerard Martin. I think has to. And bring in Lewandowski. Don't waste your time. You're down 2-0. You know you can come back against this team. You know you can come back against other teams, but I think you have to be pragmatic about it. Like we saw last week, Simone Inzaghi made those really quick subs at half.
Yes.
Let's make some quick decisions
Yeah.
here, because the more you wait, the more Inter is
Of
going to
course,
say,
of course.
you know what, we have a 2-0 lead.
Yep.
We don't mind sitting back. This is our home. But I think Barcelona need to make some serious changes up front. Ferran hasn't been clinical, and honestly, Dani Olmo has made some really crucial mistakes, in my opinion. I don't think he's 100%. He hasn't been, in my opinion, since he came back from his injury. So I think Fermin has been on fire, and I would bring in those 3. Alex, Clinton, Lucrezia, anyone else? You guys?
No, I kind of think that the way these are good subs that would pretty much change the game. I think.
Ansu Fati warming up here with Hector
To be honest, I would love to see Ansu
Andreas
Fati, but I don't know if this
Christensen.
is the game to see it. And Ansu,
Let's one step at a time.
Imagine Ansu comes in and scores 2 in like 10 minutes.
I'd be very happy for him. I'd be happy for me. I'd be happy for them. But I think the situation with Rafinha on that side with Gerard Martin is not working. Unfortunately, Gerard Martin is dulling Rafinha, and that's
He's
why we...
come across the middle quite a lot.
Well, that's exactly it. And I think there's too much going on this side, and even though Lamine Yamal has done extremely well against Di Marco, you need some more... You need to have both
absolutely.
sides, right?
I mean, we've seen times where Barcelona have been very effective with that, attack. It's always been. Of course, Lamine would always give you the skills. He would always make you scream. He would always give you that show of a player. But when it's coming from both angles, and because now the hits seem to be coming from the right? And we are seeing Rafinha now coming to the middle. It's only because everything seems to be happening just around that area. There's nothing going on from that left side. If the heat was coming from, I think that's where Inter Milan would kind of feel the pressure and start making all these kind of mistakes that could kind of maybe lead to a goal somehow. But we're not seeing it. And this is not the first time I'm saying that. It almost feels like we're not seeing that much of a Rafinha, but then you would understand it's only because you're not having Balde playing, because they pretty much understand this is the standard Barcelona that we know. And when you start having this kind of subs, it's almost with Real Madrid as well, where, you have a Valverde coming to play right back, and it almost feels like that midfield. There's now something lacking, and it is that...
Plugging holes where...
Yeah. So I just hope that, whatever changes Hansi Flick will be making this evening, he's making it as soon as possible. Don't wait till 80, 75 minutes when it feels like Inter would now fall down to start defending all through the game till the finishes. Like, this is 2-0 up, and you want to be making those changes right in the moment the second half starts. Even if you want to even delay a bit to see how the game pans out in the next 10, maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe at least 60 minutes. 60 minutes, you're making those effective subs, and you're changing the game around. Exactly, you know what I mean? So let's see what happens, man. They are coming back on the pitch already.
Doesn't look like any subs are going to be made in the first minute of the second half, but maybe by minute 50, 53, I'm hoping.
You have to give some credit to Inter, though, as well. I think they've
Sure.
defended really well. They've taken their chances. I think the counter-attacks we've seen in, I think, that right-hand side with Denzel Dumfries and even the left as well with DiMarco and Lautaro Martinez coming out on the left, they've really spread that Barca defence, and I think the counter-attacks have been really successful for Inter tonight. And I think Barcelona will come into this second half. I know Hansi Flick would have given them a telling off in that half-time break and would have said, guys, we need to be a lot more secure because those counter-attacks are dangerous, and we know the pace and the speed that Inter Milan have got when it comes to those wide areas. Çalhanoğlu still on the pitch. He's got a booking. That could be something that could be weighing on Simone Inzaghi's mind, not wanting to go down to 10 men, because
He's one to sub players when when they got
If he
cards.
does want to
Yeah.
make a change.
Yeah.
Of course, well, a disappointing performance so far from Marcus Thuram. Could we see Arnautovic come on?
Probably.
Could we see Mehdi Taremi come on?
To be honest, right, I don't think they're going to be subbing Thuram because in as
No.
much as he's not.
He's
They're up
been
to
dangerous.
no.
He's
yeah,
been in dangerous
exactly.
areas.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
With the
Here we
with
are.
the
I think his presence kind of like has some kind of threatening behavior to that Barcelona defense.
We're underway in the second half. Barcelona attacking.
we're on the
from
wrong
right to left.
side now.
It's actually very sad to really see Rafinha not trusting on.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't at all. He gets the ball.
Yeah,
Gerard Martin's
exactly.
open. He turns around like I said, goes into pressure. That's why I cannot understand how Ronald Araujo is not
man.
coming in and it's Inigo Martinez there because Rafinha clearly doesn't trust Gerard Martin.
Okay, from there, take it.
Good tackle there. Inter doing some defending here as Barcelona come out strong in this second half.
It's only been like a few seconds.
No, but they've come out on the front foot.
I mean, they've been passing it. Like.
They've come out on the front foot. You know what I mean.
Who would you guys, if Inter goes through, who would you like to see interface in the
PSG.
final?
Like or think?
You don't care who goes through. You want PSG to
just want
face
PSG,
one of these two
honestly,
teams.
That's it.
Like or think?
No, like.
Oh, I think it would be a better match if they face PSG. It would be more enjoyable than facing Arsenal. And as we said before, they already faced Arsenal in the league phase of this Champions League. So I wouldn't want to see that again.
I think it will be PSG in the final. I don't see
think
Arsenal
yes.
making it to Munich. And well, tonight it's looking like we're getting a PSG Inter final. Well, obviously, given if PSG win tomorrow, Lamine Yamal on the attack here. Can he make some space? He takes it past Bastoni. Ball in the box. One
Wow.
comes all the way out to Gerard Martin, who puts the ball back in the box, but there's no one there again, and Di Marco heads away for it was going out for a corner, but he clears away, and it comes
Ooh,
to
okay,
Gerard
that
Martinez
was
with
the
a
ball.
lovely piece of control there, something only Clinton could dream of.
Oh, no.
No, but
See Frankie de Jong complaining to the referee there as Eric Garcia with a, I think that was a foul from Frankie de Jong, but Eric Garcia doing well to shield the ball. What were you going to say, Clinton?
Can't remember.
The memory of a goldfish.
Yep. I like gold, so
Bisek passes the ball forward to Barella.
that was too much.
Gerard Martin intercepts there. Pedri coming forward. Pedri needs to be the one. I think he's the game changer in this one for
Yeah.
Barcelona. Him and Eric Garcia, which is not the two usual names that you would say, especially not Eric Garcia as Frankie de Jong comes forward here. He's challenged by Thuram.
Oh,
who nicks the ball
Thuram
off
got
him.
the ball though.
He has Lautaro Martinez to his right. He's got Mkhitaryan to his left. Is he going to give the ball to one of them? No. Well, he finds Lautaro Martinez.
What was that?
All the way. That was a poor.
Wait, what was that?
Yeah, but that was.
Milan.
bro, that guy's getting paid like thousands of euros a week, you know.
More than that, hundreds of thousands of euros.
Oh my God.
Barca on the attack. Lamine Yamal gives it in.
Oh,
gives
Dani
the ball
Olmo.
away.
Dani Olmo, I'm telling you.
Dani Olmo's been off the pace tonight, I think.
Yeah.
But also, I think perhaps because we've seen Rafinha come into that 10 role, that area's been a little bit crowded.
Probably.
He hasn't quite had the space. And Inter have done well to as soon as anyone gets the ball, there are men around them within seconds.
Yeah, I mean, there's usually men around them. Yeah. Oh my God. And they keep having all these misplaced passes, though. DeMarco getting it? He got it.
DeMarco on the counter-attack here.
Frankie
Pedri running
decided
back.
to not do anything there.
Looks like good
Nowhere to
defending
go.
from Pedri. As Barella sends it back to Jan Sommer. Sommer sends it long to Eric Garcia. Barcelona. There's a lot of balls being given away here.
Yep.
Dani Olmo. Can he find Lamine?
Okay.
Needs some
Lamine!
Yamal in the area. He's been brought down, but the referee has pointed towards
I wouldn't give that to be honest. I think
the goal kick. No penalty.
definitely no penalty for me. That one.
Not a penalty, did you say?
No.
Did you see it again? Bastoni.
Sorry?
I don't think that was.
Come on, this is football.
You can do this, but you can't go and get the ball on the other side?
This is.
Alex, actually, I'm shocked a bit that you're not calling for a penalty because you always say once your hand is on the player.
I think his hand was on it, but I don't think he was dragging him back.
That's also a foul.
That
Blatant.
was a foul.
That was, yeah.
There's a few fouls not being called here by the ref, but I don't think that was enough for a penalty for me.
That was definitely not a penalty.
I don't think that was a penalty, but I don't think what Kubarsi did was a penalty either.
It was. It was. No. Because from that angle, you could see he clearly did not get the ball.
Oh, la, la.
Yeah, they're not letting Lamine anymore.
What are people saying in the comments? Any comments on the penalty yet?
Yeah, we had a comment before.
Thuram with a hefty first touch, and that's a tackle from Inigo Martinez. The referee coming over and giving a yellow card.
That's my card done now.
That is our
2.5. Well, yours is 3.5.
second card of the night, believe it or
No,
not.
this is the third one.
Chalanoglu and him.
Chalanoglu and Inigo Martinez.
Oh.
No one else has been booked.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have like 2-3 more though.
Yeah, the penalty comment was saying Kubarsi did not get the ball. It looked like it, but from one angle, from just one angle, Martinez got there before him.
But Markandé makes a good point. Then why wasn't it a red card? Like, it's such a
That
sketchy
should've,
call
yeah.
from the ref that I think I'm not sure about this. And
No, but I don't think you would give it as a red though.
I don't think
I
it's
wouldn't
the
give
last
it
man.
at all. But the argument then is if you're giving it, then why wasn't? Like, I think the whole thing was sketchy, in my opinion.
Ball in, Inter. Oh, it's 2-0!
But that's offside though.
That's surely offside.
That's definitely off.
That was
Barcelona did their job right.
Yeah.
good high line from
Wow.
Barcelona.
Wow.
Chalanoglu with the
Jeez.
free kick, and that
Miles.
Yeah.
was a header from Acerbi, but the linesman did have his flag up, so no third goal for Inter Milan.
Oh, baby, I love your way.
I thought we'd ended that song. You've been singing it
For months.
for months.
Sometimes I sing it in my house, and I'm like, why is this in my head?
I've had it stuck in my head for the last 9 months,
Yeah.
ever since I started working with you, Clinton. I'm gonna have to quit. It's the only way. Barcelona coming forward again. Frankie de Jong to Pedri. Pedri out to Gerard Martin on the left.
But they're running in.
Dumfries quick to a man to keep the pressure on him. Inter really stopping Barcelona's free-flowing football here. As Gerard Martin gets it to Pedri. Barella in front of him, stopping the ball through as he sends it out to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal.
Oh,
loses
you
the
silly
ball.
boy.
As
did not read
Inter
him.
come forward here. Mkhitaryan back to DeMarco.
In all sincerity, Inter came prepared for this one. Like,
Inter have been fantastic.
We've got to give them credit, man.
And they've, I think, what the difference is this week between this week and last week.
No way, this is
forward.
actually on. No way.
And I think
No.
Igor Martinez will deal with it comfortably, but I don't think that was offside.
No, it wasn't offside, definitely. I saw that one well.
It was tight. And those balls forward, those runs from Marcus Thuram have been dangerous. Lamine Yamal picks it up inside his own half, takes it, gives it to Pedri. Pedri looking for a movement towards the left. Gerard Martin wide in space, but no one gives him the ball.
Take it. Oh, no.
Lamine Yamal back to Pedri. Pedri looking to get a ball forward. He gives it to Gerard
Okay.
Martin. Gerard Martin with a cross.
Oh,
Intercepted.
yo.
Gerard
That's a
Martin
good
back
one,
in the
though.
middle, and it's all.
Barcelona scores!
Garcia.
Barcelona! Whoa, this guy!
Eric Garcia, I think, deserved that one maybe for Barcelona after the way he's played. Look at what it means. That was a good goal. Little
Eric
volley
Garcia.
action.
What a finish.
But we were speaking about how much Eric Garcia was working, maybe him and Pedri, the two most, Alex, you were saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and Lamine, obviously. But, yeah, I'm happy for him. It's... I think it's going to give him more motivation to keep doing what he's doing.
Poor defending from Inter Milan, leaving someone like that open. I don't care
Yeah.
who it is. You can't leave anyone
Wow,
open.
that's a
at the
great
back-
goal.
Nobody,
back
yeah,
spot.
nobody was on him.
That you look at Di Marco and Acerbi and Bastoni for not marking their man or picking up the zone. As Barcelona are back in this. 2-1 to Inter, 5-4 on aggregate.
5-4, guys.
35
Whoa.
minutes of normal time, 36 minutes of normal time to go. Are we heading for extra time?
Alex,
Looks like it.
Stop.
Looks like
One
it.
step, one step at a time.
Looks like it. Well, my 2.5 goals is gone in now, and
What else do you need now?
I think Barca need to
need,
realize that they're not going to call anything for you, so keep playing. Like, what?
Another foul given.
Yeah, but Barca stopped. Like, there was a foul, and then, yeah, you play the whistle.
Just my corners and one yellow card.
Wow. Just the corners.
It's going to be a boom.
What if we all boom today?
Carlos Augusto.
And but then
Okay.
again, with
Who's
3
coming
goals,
off?
Coming for the
some
Marco.
people are not.
Oh, Alex is out.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot.
Marco
Alex.
off for Augusto.
Yeah, that's a great sub for Inter. Di Marco,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, he was
no,
definitely
no
like-
chance against Lamine.
He had
Let's
the
see.
energy anymore.
Bro, look at my man is 58. Like,
I-
what do you mean, man?
He's younger
You know what I
than you.
think it is?
Bro, this. What do you mean? Like this is the first time I'm literally younger than somebody. I'm mad.
So what did you need for your bet? Over 2.5 goals, which you've got.
Hey, speaking of,
You need what was it that you else?
Chance. Wow, big save for
Good save.
Chesney.
So you needed over 8.5 corners.
Yeah,
We've
and then
had 5 so far.
yeah, and there's a new one now. Is that one recorded?
So 6.
6, and I need four over 4.5 corner for Barcelona.
Barcelona have had 2 so far.
Hang on, what have I done here? No, I think
I don't know.
they made a mistake there because they have. Okay, yeah, no, sorry, it's correct. Over 4.5 away corners. So
Yeah,
I
so-
need over 4.5 corners from Barcelona.
Scary here.
Okay, this is
Ball
not-
in for Inter. Barcelona get the ball back out to Lamine Yamal. Counter attack here.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Gerard
Send-
Martin.
Pass that ball,
Pedri.
silly boy.
He gives it to Eric Garcia, who gives it back to Pedri. Gerard
No!
Martin gives it to. Oh!
Wow!
He not
Someone
scored.
what a save!
Eric Garcia.
Someone saved it!
What
Wow.
a save!
How on earth has he not
It was
scored that?
such a
No,
good
it
save.
wasn't his
What a
fault.
save.
Someone saved it though.
No, it was such a good save.
No,
That was an
I
amazing
would not
save.
expect someone to save that stuff.
Wow.
What?
That was amazing.
I was almost. I wasn't even watching the goal. I wasn't even watching.
No,
the goal.
I thought that was
waiting
in.
for the
I thought that was
celebration.
in. I thought that was in.
Wow.
Oh, a
Ooh.
little fight.
Wait, how did someone save that one?
Bastoni
That was
getting
amazing
involved with
from
the
Sommer.
referee.
I want to see that again.
Wow.
'cause
How did he save it? Listen. Jesus Christ.
This
Wow.
is unbelievable. We see the ball forward to
The
Gerard
counter-attack
Martin,
was amazing.
Ball.
who gives it
The
to
building up to the-
Pedri.
yeah.
Oh no, gives it
Pedri alongside
to
Eric
Garcia.
Garcia and Gerard
to
Martin.
Pedri.
Oh, there was no opportunity to see that stuff.
Well,
There's
it'll show,
more
they'll
things
show it again.
happening right now.
Wow!
That was
How did someone save it, man?
amazing.
Unbelievable.
amazing,
That
amazing.
was save of the season.
Jesus!
Gerard Martin putting in another ball.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Nah, I think this game is just started
Eric
now.
Garcia looking to get on the end of it. It's another cross and it's going to go out for a goal.
I think they need to breathe from this last 2 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah.
Nail they'll
Take
show
a little
it.
break.
Yeah, yeah.
although,
Start again.
although defensively,
Here.
They're showing it here. Yeah.
oh my.
Oh, I see what he's done. Yeah, I mean, he's not striking at all.
You have to no.
Come on, man.
You have
Like,
to put
you have
that
to
in
take
here.
some-
No, that.
Wow.
Listen, I'm not going to take away from Summer, but Eric Garcia needs to do better than that.
Yeah,
You got to
no,
go
definitely,
way
definitely,
closer to your
definitely.
near
I think.
post.
I mean, just choose the left or the right.
Or
By the
even
way-
just hold off a second and
Yeah,
wait for someone to make his
maybe.
move and then put it the other way. Someone's diving this way, put it
Yeah,
the other
because
way.
he was free. It wasn't like he was being.
On
Okay.
Sporty Bet right now, Inter to win 155, Barca 7.5.
7.5.
If you're feeling
to
like
win
a
the game.
sprinkle.
To win
This
the
is
game?
90 minutes, ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen, to win the game.
That's understandable. To qualify, do we have that?
Yep. Barca 3.50, Inter 1.30.
It's still quite, really, Inter really favourite. I mean, understandably, they're the favourites, but quite high favourites.
Oh my God.
Lami, stop this
Augusto,
thing now.
DeMarco, let me
Wow.
make a list.
Lami, stop this thing now. You can't be doing this to.
Who else is on that? Your one from Atleti. Garay? No.
Say again, sorry. What's the question?
Lamine's list of defenders that he sent.
Oh, Javi
packing. Javi Galan. He also went sliding.
Oof.
There's nothing you can do.
That is Augusto there getting sent back to the clean.
Bastoni said.
Oh,
But would you
That's
think
only
this is
gonna
a
get a
foul?
card.
yeah. I think you got, yeah.
I guess, because I guess.
I felt like. I mean,
I was going to say, Eric, it's a ball in for Barcelona.
I don't know
in
where
to
he was
deal
trying
with
to
it.
do that, but-
Although Gerard Martin defensively has been weak, I think going forward he's offered something
Why
for,
they
for
play the ball?
Barcelona.
Like, why they doing all these ground crosses?
The crosses have been fantastic from him and Eric Garcia's. Another one from
Exactly,
Gerard
this is-
Martin. Oh, 2-2. 2-2. Dani Olmo. What a cross. Call me
Bro,
Mystic.
the game is up, man.
Call me Mystic Meg.
Wow.
Because
Bro, they've done it twice.
I was praising Jadon Martin's crosses. He puts in a curl, a beauty of a cross, and Dani Olmo finds himself on.
Bro, are we witnessing last week all over again?
I just want to remind all of you
And
that
it was
have
onside,
been
man. It
commenting.
was onside proper.
What a cross.
Sorry, I just
See, that's
have
why I
to.
kept on saying though, like they need to start getting these crosses up. Like,
Let me just use my voice
Okay,
if I
use it.
can.
A little bit, yes.
For all of you who have been saying, "Oh, there's no remontada," Barcelona created la remontada. Please, please, never rule this team out. I think that's amazing that Barcelona have come back, considering they haven't made any subs yet. But now this next 30 minutes is going to be, I think, chaos.
definitely.
No
Now
one
we're
no
back
one is safe.
again, back
Inter
at
is going to
square one.
press. Barca is going to press. Defensive errors
Oh
are
my
going to
God.
happen.
Rafinha on the ball here. Can he find someone in the middle?
Rafinha, pass the ball. Pass the
Finds
ball.
himself, gives it back to Pedri.
Okay, take it from.
Dani Olmo with
Nice.
the
No,
shot.
no. I know. I mean, it just needs to bring it down. But this, if you want to get
Slip.
goals,
I don't
you
have
start doing
the
it.
ability today for this one. We're going to set this.
Wrong day
Wrong day.
for you to watch your team.
Well, as poor as I thought Dani Olmo was in the first half, and I think he was, I mean, a brilliant goal from him. Wow.
Barcelona.
Sorry, 5-5.
5-5.
For any of you at home that are just here enjoying a good football match,
We've been really treated to.
Goals.
What a
Goals.
semi-final.
if
Galore
it ends
tonight.
tomorrow 1-0 for PSG again,
Oh,
everyone
0-0.
cries.
God.
0-0.
Everyone will just hop on
Yeah,
whichever
no
team
goals
goes
tomorrow.
through.
No goals tomorrow, imagine. Not even a single one.
This,
I would have needed that today.
I think we can see. Well, we can definitely say that Barcelona have got the momentum, and you wouldn't be surprised if they get a third even tonight, whether that's in normal time or extra time. The players. This is something I was going to say based off that last shot from Dani Olmo. I don't know whether it's been raining tonight in Milan, but
The slippy.
the pitch does seem a little bit slippy. Pedri with the ball here.
Nah,
Gives it to Jadon Martin. Jadon
Inter,
Martin with another cross.
they're definitely not going anywhere. No,
Was that a hand?
that wasn't a hand.
I think it was
You
That looked a little
change.
confusing.
ball header from Inigo Martinez.
I
Finds Barella.
I just know that Inter they are not. No, this is offside.
That's
Proper.
offside.
Color, yeah.
Shazzy said, I'm not even going to allow you.
Or there's a flag up here from the linesman, but I believe that is for the offside.
Inter.
Sometimes I want to
Inter,
know.
man.
I want to know what Hansi Flick says to these guys at halftime because this isn't the first
It wasn't
time.
off, you know.
He shouts at them in German.
Yeah, and they just get
Probably,
scared.
like, okay,
Just a
we
little bit
probably
scary,
we
huh?
have to do more.
Well, it means just a kid.
Funny enough, Hansi Flick doesn't look like the kind of person that screams or shouts at you, or you know.
No.
He looks like a good guy.
I'm not angry, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, he feels like the kind of
Yeah.
person that'll be like, guys, this is not good, you know.
But have
He's
you
got-
seen him
he's
shout
gotten
at
mad
the
at the
video when he
refs.
was shouting at the German players during the World Cup? I think it was Qatar, when he was shouting at, I want to say it was Joshua Kimmich, I think, if I remember correctly. He can
He's
shout.
gotten mad at the refs a few times with Barca here, but he is really lovely to speak to. I mean, outside of football, he always has a smile on his face. But yeah, I would
you
love
always
to
have
be.
a smile on your face when you're always winning, though.
It's true.
Fair enough.
I mean, imagine the Leicester coach.
That being said, though, Carlo Ancelotti is like known for being expressionless, whether he's winning or losing.
Yeah, he's always
It's Van Nistelrooy.
Leicester coach, yeah.
pretty neutral.
Okay.
Leicester,
Wow.
No, I think the game just started, man. Like, and I'm
Oh,
happy
we
it
still have
started
half
at
an
a very,
hour.
it started at a very good time.
mean,
Like we have
yes.
Is this where you say the first half was boring?
no, the first half definitely wasn't boring because both teams were playing.
Oh, into the attack
Oh,
here.
they can't see. He can't see.
They can't
Denzel
see.
Dumfries is on the
No,
right. in
that was very
space.
poor.
Poor
Very,
pass.
very poor.
The pitch didn't allow it to carry,
It
but
wasn't
it
the
wasn't
pitch, it
enough
wasn't
weight
the
on
pitch,
that
it was
pass.
Rubbish. Rubbish player.
As Bissek gives the ball back to Çalhanoğlu, and Mkhitaryan finds Bissek again into.
Oh!
On the break. Can he find Dani Olmo, who's in space in the area? He gives it to.
Oh, what happened?
Torres. Ferran Torres not able to get on the end of that pass there from. Jan Bissek giving the ball away.
Wait.
Poor from Inter Milan, and a wasted opportunity for Barcelona.
Damn.
So the last comment is saying these two teams are constantly drawing. It might go to penalties.
Nah, but there's something about these two, though.
Lucrezia, can you read the comment to Clinton?
I love you, Clinton, but who do you actually support to win, Barca or Inter? 'Cause apparently it's not clear.
I think it's quite clear if you ask me.
Tell us.
You do you want it to be clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who are you actually supporting
No,
right
they
now?
just asked for you to be ambiguous and then not give an answer.
I mean, I just support any team that plays well, man.
So both teams.
Wherever the goal is going to, I'm screaming.
Okay.
True. Yeah, we noticed.
Yeah, because my team is out.
Which
Real Madrid.
one of them wasn't in it.
One of them is about to play final.
Yeah, and they'll be in it next season if they win it,
Exactly.
which is unbelievable to think.
Very
Given they're
unbelievable.
15th.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's unbelievable.
What God cannot do does not exist.
There's a
Curious as to when these subs are going to be made.
miracle.
I'm also kind of expecting some subs for Inter
Yeah.
soon because these players are looking a little
They look
tired.
tired. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Maybe
I
now.
mean, look at the body language of Marcus Thuram.
Yeah, it might be time to sub him off now.
And they're not.
But
How come Lamine only has a way of? Wait. Are you guys not seeing the fact that my man 10 out of 10 is passing these guys?
and the Inter players aren't pressing as
Bro,
much as they were.
Lamine is passing this guy so easy.
he's
Again,
just something special.
Gerard Martin looking to put in another cross, but he finds an Inter shirt.
Oh my Pedro,
Pedri
jeez
with the ball.
Louise, relax.
You know, yeah.
It's been fantastic. Lamine Yamal, looking for Ferran Torres. Can't quite find him.
Did you see that pass?
Varela coming from
No, these guys are not playing football anymore, man.
Inter, looking tired.
They are
it's fair
looking
to
Oh,
say.
tired.
Rafinha,
Rafinha on
that's
the ball.
you can
Need
take
subs
that,
somehow.
Rafinha.
Oh, Rafinha out of sorts tonight, not been involved
Oh,
in the play as
man.
much as the ball goes out for a throw into Barcelona. Some changes for both sides, I think, needed at
Oh,
this point,
here we go.
as we see some of the Inter players get warmed up, ready to come on.
Yeah, Thuram needs to.
Who are we bringing on? Arnautovic?
Yeah, I think
Already
Arnautovic.
Tony.
But
Arnautovic
it's a
would be
bit
the
concerning
best
because
big
you don't
team.
know how fit Lautaro is either, right?
Yeah.
But he's the one you're keeping on if you're taking one of these guys
Yeah,
off,
no,
for
I think
sure.
Thuram is.
Would you
the
take
one
both
to
of
pick
them?
off. Or both.
Okay.
Okay,
I
you
think
never
not,
know.
not both
Surprise.
now, but maybe you take off Lautaro Martinez
Yeah.
if it goes to extra time.
Later.
As the game goes on, as he tires, he's looking visibly tired,
Yeah, but
not chasing. Inter aren't, I said it, they're not closing down the Barca players as
Barca
much as they were
need
in
to
the
score
first half.
one and then absolutely lock it down. Because, like I said, with extra, oh my gosh.
Lamine Yamal again, the ball forward.
Dani
Olmo
Olmo.
with a few wayward passes tonight.
See, this is what I mean, you know, like it
Lamine
was.
Yamal.
No.
That's
penalty.
a penalty
Penalty!
for Barcelona.
Penalty for Barcelona, bro!
Mkhitaryan with a foul on Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal being,
Revenge best, a dish best served cold.
as
No
the
penalty.
Mkhitaryan arguing that the foul was on the edge of the box.
Right, okay, might be at the edge actually.
I think, yes, that is outside the
It was
area.
outside. That's
outside.
crazy.
So I think it will be given as a free kick, as the foul
Have they
was
go
outside
check?
the area.
'Cause that was not.
That might be a saving grace for Henrik Mkhitaryan. Are they going to look at it?
Okay.
They are checking it.
Checking.
I think this will end up being given as a free kick to Barcelona as
I mean, it's
surround
safe.
the referee.
It's safe to say that Inter, they don't seem very solid enough.
They've been out of sorts in the second
Yeah.
half.
Mm-hmm.
Barcelona
They are
far
literally
better.
doing the opposite of what they did before
Yeah.
the last game.
And I think this tackle is
so
the
wild
the
that-
epitome of this second half from Inter Milan. They've been reckless, they've been sloppy, they've not been quick to a man as the
Free
referee
kick.
Yeah.
is.
That cool.
I love that he's giving it.
He's
For everyone
given-
in the stands here,
It was this
much,
close.
guys, just to let you know. Everyone back
penalty.
home, this much.
But it is a foul and a
funny.
free
Who
kick
takes this one?
to
Rafinha.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Saving
Rafinha can
grace.
score from here. Actually, they might let Ferran take it.
It's a sloppy tackle from Henrik Mkhitaryan. It looks
Stop.
like Rafinha is lining up over the ball.
Oh my God, I would.
Lamine Yamal as well. No, he's heading. Oh no, he's sticking around with Rafinha. It's a close one, so it'd be difficult to get it up and over the wall. You have to get
Yeah.
it round the wall, I think, and beating Jan Sommer will be even tougher.
Yep.
Yeah,
Does
it's
look like
hard to do.
Rafinha is the man to take it,
Left foot.
as we see Inter line up in a wall with a man below.
I
as
see
well.
this going to Sommer's left, like literally a roof type of. Oh man!
The referee blows the whistle.
Are you
Ball
serious?
in.
Are you
Danny
ser-
Olmo back to Lamine Yamal.
Wow.
Frankie.
It's a deflection that goes over
That
the
was-
bar.
Frankie
was a-
saved
that was a
the
good
goal.
plan, you know.
That was going to be in. That was
Damn.
they've,
Have a look
they've
at this.
practiced this.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh my God, that should have been a goal. You
I
know.
think it was going wide.
You think?
I think it was going wide, but it was
Ah.
going to challenge Sommer. He would have had to potentially make a save, and that would have given Barcelona a corner. But Frankie de Jong getting in the way of the shot from Lamine
Matteo
Yamal. there.
Darmian.
Matteo Darmian coming on,
And
Mehdi
Taremi.
Taremi coming on
Okay.
for Inter Milan.
Not what
Lautaro
we
Martinez,
expected.
the man to come off, and Jan Bisek.
But let's be sincere though. Take away the Lautaro Martinez's goal. In all sincerity, I don't think he's these last two games.
He's not fully
He's
fit.
injured.
He wasn't, yeah, it's not fully fit.
As he claps for fans as he comes off a hearty performance from the Argentinian, getting that important first
He did
goal.
his best, and like Nima said, he took the initiative to come and play this game, and I think that's good. And you do wonder how his fitness will be for the last couple of games in the Serie A, because obviously Inter chasing Napoli still, but it shows a lot of heart from the Argentine for sure. 20 minutes of regular time.
Inter playing with fire here,
Yeah,
passing the ball out from the back.
Wow.
Bastoni forced to get rid of it. It's a throw in for Barcelona.
These guys
Good
are
pressure.
confused, man.
We got 20 minutes to go now.
Good pressure from Lamine Yamal.
No subs yet
I'm
made for
surprised,
Barca.
yeah.
Hansi Flick is hanging out.
No, but in all sincerity, though, I think
Why
Barcelona
would
they're playing well. I
No,
feel
I
like
think they are too. But I also think, like I keep saying, Barca should win in regular time. First of all, they don't need to play any more extra football than they already are. Second of all, I think Inter in penalties, I'd give them the edge over Barca.
Although Inter did lose to Atletico Madrid on penalties last
Yeah,
year.
fair enough. You don't ever want to leave it to penalties.
No.
It's so
No.
much risk, and it's,
yeah, no, I don't want to leave it to that.
Yeah,
So
so I think
unfair.
for Barca, you want to get this done. You got to play Real Madrid in a couple days. You just played 120 minutes against them,
Yep.
last week. They don't need extra football. Koundé's out, Balde's out, Levy's just coming back.
Okay, go. Oof.
Especially
Long.
now that Inter have made changes, there'll be
What?
fresher
They
legs
really
on the
don't-
pitch as Lamine Yamal looks to take the ball. It's a cross in and it's going to go over everyone. And
How
back
does he
out
still
to
beat everyone all the
Gerard
time?
Martin. And it's a corner or throw in for Barcelona.
I think that's a throw.
But yeah, now Inter have fresh legs on the pitch. I think Barcelona might need to make some changes of their own just to avoid any counter-attacks. We've seen Inter be very dangerous on the counter
Actually,
tonight.
corner.
Corner for Barcelona. Clinton, I cut you off there. You're about to say something, I think.
Me?
Do you not remember?
Well, the only thing I remember now is one corner from Barcelona helps my booking goal, so.
Have you hit yours?
No, I think
mean,
he still needs a
it's
couple
just the
more
corners.
away corners.
How many
Danny Olmo plays it to Lamine Yamal.
away corners do you need?
4.5.
4.5.
How many has there been? 2?
I think 3.
3.
3. So you need 2 more.
There's a player on the
Okay.
floor. Is that Pedri on the floor there outside the box?
He's up.
He's up complaining to the referee. Potential foul there, maybe. As
Oof, look at all that space.
Lamine Yamal with the ball in, it's gone over, and Inter will collect or let the ball run out for a throw-in. Well, we see Rafinha really dropping back quite deep there.
Yeah.
He helps Balde out a lot and defends actually quite a bit. He runs, I think, more than maybe anyone on this pitch. He's all over the place.
And he's been, he's definitely playing more in the middle. Gerard Martin has almost come up into a left wing role.
Like Inter, it seems like they don't have any game plan anymore. Like everything they wanted to play, they just did it in the first half, and that's it.
Yeah, they look a bit lost now compared to
Yeah.
before. They're much more organized. I'm surprised Thuram was not also. I mean, I guess Lautaro though is not. At his
Danny Olmo with the
100%.
ball in. Can he find Ferran Torres?
Oh,
Over him. Denzel Dumfries collects it.
What is going on?
Rafinha challenging Denzel Dumfries as he gets the ball clear.
Oof, Barcelona
Back to
just
Gerard Martin.
calmly bring. Oh man.
Gerard Martin gives the ball away.
I think you're
again.
right, Alex, about the rain.
Yeah,
It seems like everyone's going
It's very
skating a
slippery.
bit.
Yeah.
as the ball forward. Can Marcus Thuram get on the end of it? No, he can't. Whew. This
Yep,
has
I
been,
think this is now everything. I think everything is being played by Barca right now.
just over 15 minutes to go. 2-2
Wow.
5-5 on aggregate.
I think the next goal scorer wins it.
Confirmed rain in Milan.
Well, there you have it.
Alex,
Call me a meteorologist.
That you took the words out of my
A
mouth.
meteorologist, and I predicted Gerard Martin's. Well, I just was praising his crosses, and then he put in a beautiful cross for.
Ronaldo Araujo getting ready to come in. Sorry, Alex.
That's all right.
Got excited.
We will probably see Inigo Martinez come off though, because he is on a booking. I think with the counter attacks. If we see Marko Arnautovic come on later on in this game, and maybe even in extra time, as Inter look to make the most of those counter attacks that they've done so well tonight with.
Inter really got to be very. I think they need to really fix their game, man. Are you serious?
I think now Inter looking like they're trying to hold out for extra time.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah.
But that's why Barca need to score, and in the final moments, Lewandowski.
There we have it.
Araujo.
Inigo Martinez coming off for Ronald Araujo, and Barcelona now have a clean slate of no yellow cards on the pitch, which will be an extra help heading into what could be a long night of football here in Milan.
Is this in Pigeon, or do I not know what that is?
That seems like a German stuff.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
The Nathan Davids comment.
Yeah.
It looks.
I think it means it's, and then
Oh,
there's a swear word.
It
and
looks
then
wet.
Yes. Yeah.
I won't repeat the swear word. But you guys can guess what it is.
Guys, what if the last goal comes literally at like 89 minutes?
All about 93 minutes.
I mean,
Too stressful.
too
Gerard
stressful.
Martin coming forward again.
He's already very
Ball to
stressful.
Ferran Torres. Ferran
Long.
Torres
Give it to Lamine, man. He's going to
back
create it.
to Olmo. Lamine Yamal has the ball
Okay,
on
cut.
the right here. Is he going to get the ball in? He looks to get past that wall. As he
Are
gets
you
the shot off. What a
Wow.
save. Jan
Wow, Sommer.
Sommer. What a save
Jesus
from Jan
Christ,
Sommer.
God.
What an amazing performance by
God.
Sommer tonight.
That was the goal, you know?
Wow.
What a save.
What a save, man.
Jan Sommer deserves
Tonight he
man
has
of the
been
match.
amazing. He deserves it.
Oh,
Sorry,
Joan
he
Laporta
wasn't
and-
even looking.
Joan Laporta and Deco there.
You clearly
Who
read what he
possessed
said
this child?
on the lips.
What was that, for Christ's sake?
What a save.
Wow.
Lamine, oh my God.
Jan Sommer, the best goalkeeper in the competition. Ooh. Ball in. To finally get the ball clear as Mediterranean looks to get under it. Pablo Garcia, no, sorry, Gerard Martin gets the ball away.
Donnarumma's had a good performance in the Champions League of late, and also,
I
I
think
mean,
he's
Chesney's
more-
made some good saves for Barca as well.
I'd say Jan Sommer is more reliable than Donnarumma, though.
No, 100%. Come,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sommer is a next level goalkeeper.
Donnarumma will trust more for penalties.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
though,
no,
Then
I mean,
no
he's a
more.
this is
penalty.
Champions League, you never know.
Yeah.
Although
It's not David Raya though.
Jan Sommer, wasn't he part of that? And our French producer won't thank me for this, part of that.
In Switzerland.
magnificent Switzerland
Did he pass him?
win over France as Lamine.
Wow, Lamine actually has
Wow.
Jan
goal.
Sommer.
Pass him, man.
Man of the match.
Denzel
Ferran
Dumfries
Torres is not moving.
getting the ball clear. Yeah, Jan Sommer part of that famous French loss to Switzerland in the Euros back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the penalties.
Gerard Martin.
Kylian
back to
Mbappe
Pedri.
missed.
Pedri on the edge of the box, yes. I think it was the quarterfinals, if I remember correctly.
Oh my
All
goodness
in.
gracious.
Gerard Martin
This is so stressful.
out again.
Oh my God.
Inter are so bad, man. Even Inzaghi is like, what? Oh my. He's like, what?
He's
Inzaghi is-
always screaming, going outside of the box.
Very animated manager, actually.
Proper-
Clinton, you would like that, like
No, that's what I'm
Diego
saying.
Simeone.
Yeah.
Another yellow card.
Clinton, you hit it. Oh no,
Italian.
you already hit it. Zielinski and
another sub.
Fratesi coming in for
Okay.
Inter.
As it looks like.
Is that all their subs?
Çalhanoğlu and Mkhitaryan coming off for Inter Milan here. You said there, Zielinski and Fratesi coming on for Simone Inzaghi.
Inter have made all 5
Might
subs.
be, yeah, we had all 5.
Fresh legs for Inter Milan, especially the 2 players that were on a booking, Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Henrik Mkhitaryan,
Yeah.
now off. And I think we could see that, especially with Henrik Mkhitaryan, was tiring. We were seeing less and less of Çalhanoğlu as the game went on. I think it was the right decision from Simone Inzaghi to make those substitutions.
I mean, Makini just made a comment, right? And, I mean, sorry,
Go.
Lucrezia, I would
Don't
help
worry.
you. But says, with Real Madrid's present predicament, I don't think they would surrender a 2 goals lead against any team, not to talk of doing it twice in a week, which is something I'm so surprised that it's happening with Inter Milan. Like, literally, last week, you were up 2, they came back,
Yeah.
somehow, you repeat it, like, literally a week apart. Like,
Yeah.
what does it tell about your team, though?
Well, Real Madrid almost did it at the weekend. It was against Celta Vigo. They were 3-0
Nah,
up.
but come on, this is a different caliber kind of game, man.
No, but you wouldn't say.
I mean,
it was-
especially the same team. Like it's not about, like this is you played a week before. You were two goals up. They came back and drew the game. The next week you got 2 goals up again. At that point, let's say you have the 2. What should be going through your mind? Listen, we've done this mistake before. Okay, they score 1, it becomes 2-1. At this point, I'm like, okay, you know what? Okay, listen, we're just going to defend at this point.
But
Yeah, of course they will say, are you going to defend for a whole?
you can't
60?
afford to shut down.
Yeah, but come
because
on,
then
man.
you invite
Because
pressure
you keep making the same mistake.
Well, 10 minutes to go, normal time. Inter Milan 2, Barcelona 2, 5-5 on aggregate. 10 minutes to potentially decide who's going to be going to Munich. Lucrezia?
No, I was gonna say, and we thought the second leg was gonna be more quiet.
I was wrong.
More cagey.
No,
more-
I never thought it was never. I wouldn't. Even from from last
It
week,
was
I knew this is where it was
you
gonna be.
and Alex.
No way.
Wow. Oh, 10 more minutes.
Yes, not long to go.
Fermin.
Lopez
Oh,
getting ready
there's
to
something
come
nice
on.
about getting the hug from the manager before you come in.
And you would assume it's Dani Olmo who's going to make way for
Yeah.
Fermin Lopez there, as Barcelona look to make their second substitution.
Second, that's it.
Inigo Martinez.
But I
the
do
first
think we might see Lewandowski. If we get to, that 86, 87, it's still 2-2, maybe you bring him in.
Or do you leave him to extra time? Maybe bring him on in extra time, make that sub at the end of the game.
Or what if he scores in the 95th minute, like you said?
What if Denzel Dumfries on the attack here? Can he get the ball in too? Nico,
Wow, well done, Kubarsi.
It is Inter coming forward again here,
Step.
looking for an opening. Ball out. It's fallen to Araujo, gets the ball clear.
Okay, this is the one time I've seen Inter have been dangerous in the last 15, 20 minutes.
Inter waking up a little bit.
Daniel,
I
coming
think
off.
the fresh pair of legs pretty much done a difference.
Here we are. Dani Olmo, confirmation of that substitution. Dani Olmo coming off for Fermin Lopez. Barcelona making their substitution, or their second substitution of the night, sorry. As we have about 8 minutes of normal time to go. You wouldn't imagine there's much added time after this one, guys? Maybe 4 minutes?
Probably.
I think they'll probably get 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
Yeah.
I,
say
I do
4.
think this is something we've sort of forgotten about, but towards the beginning of the season, we saw like 9, 10 minutes
Yeah.
because the referees were really clamping
Yeah, but
down
then
on
again-
time wasting, but they've stopped doing that.
Yeah, but then again, remember during the Euros though, we saw
Yeah.
them kind of high extra.
They're not doing it anymore.
No. I think what they've changed is, and this is something I've noticed, is
Ball forward. Barcelona looking to get out. Frenkie de Jong challenging.
So what I've noticed is when there's any kind of pause, so what they do is I think they kind of like pause the timing. I think they have a different kind of equipment because I've seen refs do it a few times where they kind of like, try to see how much time that's being spent on if a player's on the ground or. And then I think at the end of it, they kind of like do some kind of average, whatever.
Well, they'll have someone who keeps an eye
Yeah.
on it.
I mean, this is what I would think. Though.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the ref. It would
Someone
be
would
the fourth official.
communicate
The
it
fourth
to them.
official is the
Yeah.
one who's keeping track of all the stoppages, and at the end he'll be the one that adds it up and gives the additional minutes.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Guys, we asked on our
Sloppy
YouTube
from Pedri.
who the MVP of the match.
Jan Sommer
would
for
be?
me.
Okay, a lot of
Or
people are
Eric
also
Garcia.
saying Gerard Martin.
If I was going to give it to any fullback, I'd give it to Eric Garcia.
Definitely, yeah.
Beautiful goal. He was
Martin.
fantastic in the first half.
Gerard Martin, but a lot of saying Sommer as well.
Yeah.
Jan Sommer's
I think-
MVP.
Honestly, I would easily give it to Sommer because.
The saves he made.
But then again, I think because Lamine Yamal is not scored a goal, it's not we kind of like don't tend to see how much he's doing from that right wing. He's literally been the creator
He's
or even
been
been
getting
done
in the
the
right
most
positions,
exactly.
no one
Yeah.
in the middle
But
to finish the crosses.
but then again, he's the only person who's been taking on defenders as well. Like that's what I'm saying. All the heat coming from Barcelona is come from Lamine. Oh, la, la.
Inter gain possession here.
That's so
Denzel
silly
Dumfries
from
gives it to
him.
Marcus Thuram. Marcus Thuram
Is that
has
off?
players in the box, but it is
Okay, that was off.
a
If you give it to someone from Barcelona, Pedri has been incredible in this game. He's been all over.
For me, I wouldn't really give it to Pedri though.
I think he's been good, but I couldn't. If I had to give it to just a Barca player,
Yeah.
I couldn't not give it. I couldn't.
Eric.
Yeah, Eric Garcia has to be.
For me, it's either Eric or Lamine. In all honesty, like take away Lamine, you will not see this Barca you see today.
I think also
Oh,
What's,
that's unlucky. Oof.
coming together there. I think with Fermin Lopez and is that Mateo Darmian there. So look at this.
Oh, we're not getting to see.
We're looking at this Hakan Çalhanoğlu penalty, the one that gave Inter the second goal of the night, and a fantastic finish from Eric Garcia, and the cross from Gerard Martin for Dani Olmo's equaliser. It could be 4-2 to Barcelona if it weren't for Jan Sommer.
No, 100%.
Could be even more.
But then again,
Those
it
some
could have been 4-4 or even 5-5 if Inter, some of the chances we saw that they've taken, that if that's not been on
Yeah,
target,
they
it
have
could have been
quite a
goals.
few chances
And
that
you
should have gone
clearly
in.
see that they've beaten Szczesny. So
Yeah.
like Szczesny is just watching it go, but it's just not been on target.
No, we've not been given the option to vote for
Yeah, got a
Gerard, for
poll
Eric
going
Garcia.
on.
I want Eric Garcia in that Sporty Hero of the Match vote. I'm going to advocate for him.
So wait, it looks like this is definitely going to extra time.
Looks like it
Looks
is,
like it.
unless
We only have, what, 5 plus a few
Five.
out of minute?
5.
I mean,
9
5 minutes is still a long time for goals, though.
Yeah. No, I'm saying total we might have, what, 7, 8 minutes, 9 to go before extra time?
Yeah,
Roughly.
yeah.
Barcelona.
This is just as stressful
I mean,
as last week's game.
if it was still 2-0,
Yeah.
right? We would have said, okay, yeah, definitely this is Inter.
Yeah.
It's definitely going Inter.
No, now you just don't know.
Now it's like you don't know where it's going
It's
to
so
go. Like,
stressful, so tense again. Oof.
oh my God! I think I think it's this.
Ferran.
Oh God! It's,
Oh, Thuram not being able to get on the end of that run.
Oof.
Chesney
Ram
coming
looks
out and clearing.
tired.
I just think
But-
Ferran has made a few mistakes like this, though, where I'm a bit. I don't know the state of Lewandowski's health, but you do kind of wonder.
If he was fitter, I think he would have come on already.
Yeah.
As Barca look
Okay, Lamine again.
inroads into defence. Lamine Yamal
Clinton is
Oof.
the Lamine horn.
takes it past.
I know. For me, I just love the fact that he's this confident in, and like I said, he's the only one making things happen. Look, listen, there's a whole left part of the pitch, and the ball is coming. Rafinha,
Can
right?
he get the shot off? What a save
Wow.
from Jan Sommer. It's again. Rafinha.
Barca scores!
3 minutes.
Barca
to go.
scores! What?
Rafinha does it.
And they've done it so clean, so sweet.
That's unlucky for Jan Sommer, though, because he did the
Wow.
best he could.
Yeah.
Early.
That's,
Oh,
Wow.
Rafinha.
Good job as well from whoever that was at the far post to not get a touch on it, because they would have been offside. I think it was Flores. And that is 3-2 to Barcelona with 2 minutes of normal time to go. We're looking like
Hold on to that goddamn ball, Barca.
we're gonna get 5 minutes of added time unless the referee is signalling something else.
yeah, that's what I also got. Let's see.
It looks like he was signalling 5 towards the fourth official. Rafinha with his
13
13th
goals,
goal.
officially tied with Sergei Guirassy, but doing it in 1 game less.
And
That's
also
silly
his
behaviour.
21st goal involvement in the Champions League this season
How many games
Which
have you played in the show? Like
is
20? Like, isn't that just...
equals Cristiano Ronaldo's best in 2013-14 for a single Champions League campaign.
Goal contributions, he's tied with Cristiano Ronaldo in the Champions League.
For a single season, 21.
Doesn't that make you like, isn't that just...
It's unbelievable.
That's crazy. That's unbelievable.
Yep.
Wow.
Take your time. Take your time.
Shall we stretch? We'll go for a
The
walk.
clock is
The
ticking down.
Inter fans with
Denzel Dumfries, the
Wet
man who
eyes
was at
crying.
fault for the goal,
Yes, Kubarsi get
too
loud.
busy in no man's land watching a Denzel Washington
never.
film. As it's back.
Kubarsi, that's
Let's see
twice.
there.
Get
Looking
rid of it. No,
get
no,
a
no.
shot off, and that's a foul. I think will be given. Acerbi there fouling Pedri.
What
Oh,
a
I
game,
can't
man.
even scream.
Okay.
No.
No, but I
Wait.
thought it though. I said, what if a goal comes in at 8? Was it 90?
Yeah.
Or
Wait.
87th.
Stop. The
Yeah.
game's not
I mean,
over.
the goal
I think
came.
you said, you said
The goal
either
did come in the 87th minute.
89th or like 93rd, something like that.
I said 93rd.
You said
Clinton
93rd.
Oh, well.
Lewandowski
Oh,
coming.
Lewandowski's coming in.
But
Just for fun.
do they need him?
They don't need him.
Would you
all
bring him
honesty.
on? Is this too much of a risk?
No.
You're
Just
3-2
5
up.
minutes, get some minutes in.
No.
To be
Prepare.
honest, they should be bringing even an average.
Because he's
defender.
going to score.
I
Four.
wouldn't risk it. 5 minutes of added time.
Like literally,
Consider.
if I was Hansi Flick, I'll be bringing out Pedri.
I'd
Yeah.
Don't even,
No, honestly.
everyone, there's 5 minutes left. Just play. Don't take anyone off. If it goes into extra time, you can talk about those substitutions. This is not the time to be taking out your most crucial players. You have to just hold it down for 5 minutes, and then they're going to a final. Don't do anything.
I'd bring you.
Don't breathe.
I'd be bringing on Christensen, Hector Fort, and all of those.
Well, that's why you're not the coach of Barcelona. I
I'd
think
be
it's
setting
too
up with
risky.
7 at the back. 5 minutes to go.
Look at the benches of Barca and Inter. Everyone's up.
Everyone's up.
I think everyone's up at the San Siro as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Hansi
people
Flick
starting
You
getting
see
to
a lot
walk
of
out.
a lot of faces in hands here in the stadium.
Very quiet now.
As Nicolo Barella gets ready to take this free kick on the right-hand side for Inter Milan. They've got 4 minutes to go to claw this back onto level terms and send this game to extra time. The ball gets sent in. Can
It's a good
anyone
ball.
get on the end of it? It's not quite far enough into the penalty area. As Inter will have a throw in. Garcia letting it run out of play. Bastoni here taking the long throw, signalling to his teammates to get in the box as he throws it in. It's a long throw. It's a ball towards the centre. Pedri looks to get rid of. Bastoni again with the ball, and he lets it go out for another throw. And is he going to take another long throw?
Yeah,
He
you
is.
have to. You have to.
With like
As they look to find the head
3 minutes and a half.
of
Clinton, I think you
What's the
can throw
ball
farther
in?
than
Wow.
Bastoni.
someone shouting for a handball in
Oh,
the
Lamine,
box
just
there.
run your little heart out. Run, look at
Lamine,
Rafinha, look at
Rafinha
Rafinha, look at
sprinting on the
Rafinha, look at
left.
Rafinha.
Pedri getting the ball in the middle. Rafinha and options coming down. Fermin Lopez as well. Lewandowski going into the centre. Lamine Yamal with a shot.
Oh my
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Barcelona still looking for a fourth.
Wow.
Can they make it 7-5 on aggregate? What a shot. That
Wow. Perfect on.
Jan Sommer
Wow.
was not getting anywhere near that.
No, definitely not.
There's a potential shout for a handball there from some of the Inter players. Fratesi there screaming at the referee for a Lewandowski handball. As the linesman flags for a foul there, I think. But play goes on. Ball forward. Marcus Thuram, who's been rather quiet tonight. Denzel
Looks
Dumfries.
very
Wow, Pau
They
Barsi.
all tired. They
Oh,
all
Denzel
tired
Dumfries as the play goes on. Oh!
Wow.
And Germany,
Unbelievable. Imagine the
Wow.
people that left the stadium.
in the 93rd
No.
minute as well.
Yes.
Wow.
No one was gonna leave.
No, there's a lot of people that were walking out.
Words.
No way!
3-3.
Remember when you said it wasn't gonna be goals and it wasn't gonna be 3-3?
6-6 on aggregate.
Oh my
Going
God!
to extra time.
Told you we wanted Lewandowski on the pitch.
Wow.
That's incredible.
ball
This-
from Thuram.
Who is this?
Dumfries, I
That-
think some of the Barca players asking for a foul
Yeah,
there.
that looked like a foul.
But
But what did I say in
Wow.
the first half? The ref is not calling anything for you, so
No,
play the
no,
whistle.
and arguably Araujo could have done
Wow.
better to get the
Oh my God!
Serbi.
What? Oh.
What?
Wait, do we have 3-3? Like twice?
exhilaration from Simone Inzaghi on the sidelines. Inter Milan.
Horrible.
Wow, a total 12 goals
Wow.
between the two legs. That is.
The pressure on PSG and
And
ours.
that's a yellow card coming out for Acerbi
Yeah.
for taking his shirt
Yeah.
off. But I
What a
think
game.
he can be excused
He had to. He had to.
as he
Imagine what you feel at that moment.
G's the crowd on. Pedri talking to the referee, I think asking about that foul, or potential foul from Denzel Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries making up for his mistake for that third Barcelona goal and getting the assist. As Hansi
be
Flick
honest-
gets a booking
Oh.
here.
Dumfries has been very crucial for this team.
He has.
It has.
And one of the other
Dumfries wasn't
Barcelona...
on this team. If Dumfries wasn't on this
No,
team.
no. I mean, it's the same thing with, like I was always say, if there was no Lamine Yamal for Barcelona, trust me, I don't know where this Barcelona
Different.
will be. Trust me. This guy, you
will
don't
be
understand
different.
how effective he's been for this Barcelona. It's crazy. Okay, let's just go to the extra time. Nobody should score, please. Like, I don't
10 seconds left.
Unbelievable.
Barcelona with one last chance. Pedri, come forward. He gives it to Rafinha, who sends it back to Frankie de Jong. Into setting up in their defensive rows here.
Lamine, the creator.
Looks to find Fermin Lopez.
He gets it
Sends
again.
Back to Lamine Yamal, who finds Lewandowski, but there's no one on the end of there. Bastoni getting the ball
sends it away.
clear. And Eric
Wow.
Garcia will take the throw in here.
Ah,
And
la,
sends
la,
it to Lamine Yamal, who's just inside the area. He takes on Bastoni, but he loses the ball. Eric Garcia with one last shot cross.
Cross it
Can
in.
Barcelona make the most of this? But no, Inter come forward. Will there be one last
like a
attack
push.
for Inter? Ball forward to Fratesi. It's given away. Araujo thumps it forward.
That's it.
Ref, just end this game, man.
Yeah.
You're giving me high blood pressure, man.
The 36 seconds over the allotted.
Oh, my God.
Lamine Yamal, he's through on goal. Can he finish, Jan?
Christ!
Wow.
End this game. Come on, man. I'm tired.
Jan
MVP.
Sommer with a
MVP.
fantastic
Bro,
save.
Sommer is the man of the match. You can't even take it.
Jan Sommer
He was, wow.
with a good defending from Carlos Agosto.
No, it was,
to keep
yeah,
the
yeah,
pressure
no,
on
no,
Lamine
yeah,
Yamal.
yeah.
And that is it.
Oh, thank God.
Wow.
Full time in Milan. Inter Milan 3, Barcelona 3, 6 all on aggregate.
Wow.
We're going
Oh,
to
my.
actually. Can Inter Milan book themselves a spot in their second final in 2 years? Or will it be Barcelona who go to Munich for their
Clinton, are you
first final in
breathing?
10 years?
Man, I am literally, I don't know where the hell it's going. It's crazy.
Wow.
Breathing
God.
a sigh.
We're like,
Sorry for
Oh,
spoke
man.
Spanish and
Oh.
those words there from Clinton. Frankie
Oh,
de Jong
guys.
still talking to the referee. Lucrezia, what are people saying?
personally, I feel as speechless as last week. But anyways. Wow. People are, I feel like everyone's just surprised about the 3-3 twice in between the first, both 3-3 on the first leg and second leg. Wow.
I feel bad for
Yeah.
both of these teams in a sense because the fight, there's been goals. You can say one team was better than the other, but teams came back, and this is not the final. This very much
But it
felt
feels like a
like
final.
last week felt like a final.
Yeah.
Tonight
Yeah.
feels
Feels
even
like a
more
final
so
again.
because we are going into extra time. And again, this isn't to take away from PSG or Arsenal, but there's something about this matchup, and we knew it, and we called it. I mean, I said Barcelona was going to struggle against Inter. I've been saying Inter are the dark horse since, the quarterfinals. I think people ruled them out, but this is showing that, these two sides are, I don't know, so just
Wow.
fighting for everything. Really not loving the fact that Barcelona are going to play another 120 minutes of football and Balde and Koundé are injured. I don't want anyone to get injured. Please.
Wow, guys.
Oof.
This might be the best semi-final tie ever.
This
in
is
the
up.
Champions
Honestly,
League.
I was not expecting this much.
This has been fantastic. We've been really treated. Inter obviously making all of their changes in the first 90 minutes. Barcelona still have 2 changes left. Araujo, Fermin Lopez and Lewandowski, the 3 coming on. Still a chance for players like Gavi and Ansu Fati to make an inroad onto this game. So we're going to see the referee do the coin toss. Extra time. 3 all on the night, 6 all on aggregate.
Wow.
Referees asking for a coin, I think.
Do you have one, Clinton?
Yes, I have a lot actually. They want me to
A lot.
mail them,
I know,
get to them by tomorrow, and we'll continue the
I
game.
think he's already got one.
It's ready.
He
It's
does.
okay.
I was going to give him a golden coin.
Varela
A golden coin.
will pick, I think. as it looks like the sides will stay the same. Barcelona will kick off. Or no, Inter Milan will kick off. Marcus Thuram there. The ball.
I can't believe Inter literally came. What game am I watching, man?
Markinde saying Barca playing 120 minutes and losing will make me sleep like a newborn baby. I'm sure it will. I'm sure Real Madrid is, regardless of what happens, happy Barca have to play another 30 minutes of football. Oh la la! I worry so much for these players.
No, but then again, actually, sometimes I feel like Inter, you don't blow a 2-0 win or it's
Twice.
Lead. Sorry, like twice. But then again, the fact that they still somehow find a way to still manage to draw and then go into extra time, especially in the last game, this one, I think there's just
Last
something
game
about
they scored first. Barca came back to draw at 3-3.
No,
This game was the opposite. Marcus Thuram, just
Contemplating.
Fam, he's thinking about court cases, man.
Inter fans chanting and jumping up and down like they've won the game. Still 30 minutes to go.
The atmosphere in there must be crazy.
I can imagine it's buoyant, to say the least. Inter get us underway. 30 minutes of football to go. Who's going to be booking themselves a spot in that Munich final? The first team to book their spot in the final. Arsenal and PSG playing tomorrow at the Parc des Princes.
Okay,
we're back on Lamin's side.
Lamine, yeah.
What game were we at where we realized, was it the Copa del Rey final? Where we realized one half we were going to have a great view and the second we were thinking, not so good.
I mean, the first half was nice.
Yeah. Because we were behind Madrid's net. Oh. Wow, guys, let Lucrezia know in the comments, where do you guys rank this in terms of the best semi-final matchup over 2 legs? Where does this rank in terms of UCL semi-finals? Jesus. You can't be doing that.
Another yellow card.
Yellow.
Carlos Augusto
Absolutamente.
with Inter's first yellow card of the extra time. That is the 4th booking on the night, I believe. Acerbi, Çalhanoğlu, Mkhitaryan getting the other bookings. And I think it was about time for someone to get booked after a challenge on Lamine Yamal. He's been
Alex, you've been singing.
It's been the target.
Singing for it, asking for it.
Rafinha lining up over this free kick. Can he start life off to this extra time for Barcelona perfectly? Ball swept in. Back to Rafinha, who gives the ball away to Barella. Sorry,
I
not
think that's
Barella.
Zelensky.
Zelensky. It's the hair. They've all got wet hair.
It's okay, Alex. It's okay. This game has been so.
We're all tired. They're all tired too.
Free kick.
I can't
for
believe I'm
Milan
seeing
on
a
the
6-6 aggregate. This is just very unusual.
There's,
Maybe they've scored each other 6 goals each.
yeah.
Damn.
12 in total.
12 goals.
It's so crazy because Thierry Henry was talking about how Inter scoring 3 goals away at Montjuic isn't going to mean anything because of the away goal. But now it doesn't even matter if the goal was here because that's so rare.
I'm glad they got rid of away goals.
I am.
I think.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As Inter send it forward, Bastoni
Oh, God.
finds Barella. This is Barella. As he loses the ball to Fermin Lopez. Fermin Lopez working hard to get rid back towards the halfway line, but it will go out for a Barcelona. Pau Victor picking up a yellow card, although they're showing us Inigo Martinez. I assume Pau Victor picking up a yellow card for some sort of complaint towards the referee on the sideline.
Markinday's comment. Savage.
Inter get the ball back.
You don't need to read, you can just have a chuckle about it.
Wait, what's going on here?
Chance for Inter here. Ball to Marcus Thuram, who looks to find.
Yeah, no, he thought the.
He looks to find Mehdi Taremi, but gives the ball away with a needless back heel.
Oh la la.
I think it's been the story of Marcus Thuram's night. As
Oh
Zelensky
my
puts the ball
God.
through, looks to find Taremi, but he goes down to the floor. There's no foul play involved. Whew.
I think
Okay,
Pedri's
Inter,
calling for
Inter.
Barca
I
to
don't
get
know
a
what's
short
going on with this
cross.
game. It's like 1 minute this team is on fire, next one is like, oh la la.
I will give credit to Gerard Martin. I think he's been good tonight. I think he's been solid defensively and going forward he's been fantastic. Matteo Darmian
Yeah, I think he's done well, to be honest.
trying to dry off the ball here. One of the perils of playing in the rain. Sends it in. Can anyone get on the end of it? Barca get the ball clear. It's back to Inter.
It's offside, I think,
As
though.
it comes off. And Eric Garcia going down, rubbing his knee.
I don't think it was off. I think it was just more of a foul.
Carlos Augusto with the... As it comes off his back, I think, and Eric Garcia just landing awkwardly on his knee, on his right leg. There's a foul. Barcelona have the free kick. Ball forward to Lewandowski, wearing his trademark Jamie Vardy-esque wrist cover.
It's filthy behaviour from Rafinha.
Eric Garcia finds Lamine Yamal. Can he cause some more trouble for this Inter defence? Varela gets in with the interception. Back to Eric Garcia. And then back to Araujo. At what point do we see Marko Arnautovic come on for Marcus Thuram? Does that change into should... Well, actually, I retract that question. We won't see that at any point because Inter have already made their 5 substitutions.
Yeah. I was like, wait, is there extra ones I don't know about?
They've been given a special substitution because of
Just
extra time.
because they look extra tired, because
Yeah.
Thuram is not.
Just this once, guys. As Gerard Martin gets the ball in, can he find... I think that was Fermin Lopez on the end of the cross there, but he was being held back by Bastoni. Eric Garcia to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal up against a multitude of Inter defenders. Not finding the space. He gives it to Pedri running through, but Jan Sommer smothers it.
Pedri, I think, could have...
You know something I realized today. Keep watching Lamine Yamal, expecting him to now, okay, come dribble us. This is what they're expecting. And now Lamine is not he's not having to be wise enough to say, okay, since you were in for me.
He's learning and adjusting.
Exactly, that's literally what it is. It's crazy.
like-
And this is what I'm saying, that it's the mental capacity, like at 17, being able to understand
Maturity,
this.
yeah. Yeah, it's a bit spooky.
Although I do think he has Carlos Augusto's number if he wants to.
I mean, he has all of their numbers. He's put them all in his pocket, taken them for a ride downtown. Like, if it wasn't for Jan Sommer, you'd wonder, Lamine probably would have had 2 goals by now.
No, definitely.
Oof.
Come on, those doves, man.
More pigeons. It's pigeons.
Pigeons.
Oh, sorry, pigeon. Okay, you were pigeons.
In
Wasn't
Milan,
doves.
it's pigeons.
We don't get doves. in this
No,
part of
I
the
mean,
world.
when I was younger, I
Yes, you
raised
do.
dove.
Wow.
Morning doves.
Oh, I used to just feed them, and they would come to my window eating. And one of them kind of
Sure
knew
it
my
wasn't
name
a
as well.
seagull.
Huh? No, it wasn't a dove.
Barcelona coming forward here. It's a ball through to Rafinha. Can he salvage any attempt of a cross? But no, it's been given offside, I think. The Brazilian not too happy, I believe, with Gerard Martin for the late ball. As Hector Fort gets ready to come on for Barcelona. Looks like Eric Garcia is the man to come off. Potential
don't
man
know
of the
about
match
that.
performance for Eric Garcia. Hector Fort coming on
Tired.
for these last 20-25 minutes as Barcelona use their 4th substitution. They've still got 1 left.
You can see like the lack of depth right now with the injuries though in Barcelona. Eric Garcia's tired and
Is it time to, maybe bring on Gavi for Frankie de Jong just for some fresh legs in the midfield?
let's see.
Or
I
even
think
Pedri.
Frankie has also had a really, really good game for Barcelona. He's been defensive. He's,
You don't bring
collected
off Pedri though, do you?
Oh, this
No.
is dangerous.
Marcus Thuram on the ball. Gerard Martin battling hard with Araujo to try and get the ball back.
Oh,
Marcus
no
Thuram
way.
with a turn of pace. Can he get the ball
Oh,
in?
no way.
It's back in to have a chance in the box.
Inter scored! Inter scored!
and it's Francesi. Wow. 7-6 on
Davide
aggregate.
Fratesi.
Oh, my God.
4-3. He's climbing the fence.
Wait.
He's running out of the stadium.
Bro!
Wow, Inter are 4-3. It's 7-6
Wow.
on aggregate. Wow. Davide Fratesi,
We still have.
with all the time in the world, he could have had a cup of tea, he could have read the newspaper and then taken a
Jesus
shot.
Christ.
Hansi Flick.
He's not happy, man. He's like, what?
Poor defending from
Did you
Barcelona.
just watch him kick the ball?
What
Yeah,
are we
but-
seeing?
This is
wow.
unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
Let me see
Marcus
this again.
Thuram with a lovely turn of pace to get past Araujo.
Araujo, that's two.
As that is Davide Fratesi calling for the ball early, but he's in
That's
miles
two.
of
Ay,
space.
la 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 la.
He could have had a cup of tea.
Oh.
What
Clean.
a finish as well. Mediterranean with the assist.
Two goals from
Wow.
Araujo. Oh la la.
Wow.
Pau Gubarsi there trying to get the block, but what a finish this was from
Wow.
Fratesi. What a goal. Chesney had no chance
Oh,
to save
man.
that one.
Barcelona without Koundé and Balde are getting like so picked in defensively. Like the thing is I'm still looking at some of these plays and I'm thinking, this isn't necessarily brilliant from Inter, but Barca are just, I don't know.
Barca are thin, I think, is probably the fair.
Yeah,
fair way
and
to
also
say it.
I think we've said it before, you know, the offside trap works when you have your four starting guys that know each other so well and that have like that connection. When
I
you
think when you got someone like Marcus Thuram who can turn and run like that really quickly, it is.
I don't even
dangerous
think
game to
Marcus
play.
Thuram ran fast there.
No, but the way he turned and
Is the
quickly
way.
got past Araujo.
I think, I don't know. I think Araujo has to do better. 2 goals right from Araujo.
What is going like? What kind of game are we watching though? This is over 6.5 already.
Wow.
Oh, what do you reckon the odds would have been for over 6.5 goals?
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Wow.
Got
Oh,
the goal scorer down.
This is the time to stretch the legs,
This is-
waste
this
the
is-
time, go for a walk. The usual.
As the medics come on to give him some treat. You're going to see this goal again. It's a lovely ball from Marcus Thuram to Mediterranean and then a fantastic finish from Davide Fratesi.
wow.
Finding the corner, it could not have been perfect.
No, honestly, that was-
That's a
played.
beautiful
Best
goal.
Chesney had no chance
No way.
Nope.
as he bangs his chest.
Beat him.
As his
Big
UEFA
goal.
badge is coming.
So like
few
in there.
players tonight with a few stickers peeling off their kits. It's the
Oh, look at the old lady.
old lady with
Look at her, solo.
Only
solo
Inter.
Only Inter.
Yeah. Oh, so precious. That's,
She
that's
has a very good spot as well.
that is going to be me. When I'm that old, I'll be in San Siro, be like, solo,
But what colors are you wearing?
yeah,
solo Milan.
red
I'm
and
saying.
black, red and black as opposed to blue and black.
Yeah.
But that's literally
Hopefully in
some
50
Atalanta
years
jerseys.
we'll a little better.
A lot of time.
We got 50 years to
Yeah, you've
get
still
better.
got a
Oh, look
long
at
way
the
to
was
go.
rain.
pouring.
It's
It is
tipping
pouring
it
right now.
down here in Milan.
Adds more to the drama of this
drama,
game. It
yeah.
seems like it has to be a rainy night at the San Siro.
Yeah.
It's not quite a rainy night in Stoke, but it is a rainy night in Milan.
Stoke could never.
I know I would
Stoke could
rather,
never go on a 7-6 aggregate.
I'd rather be in Milan on a rainy night than Stoke, but here we are. 4-3, Inter Milan 4-3 up, 7-6 on aggregate.
There's still like 20 minutes of, oh my God.
Marking the comment, thank God for being alive. Honestly, witnessing this match, it's unbelievable.
This is unbelievable. This
wow.
is why we
what
love
a
football.
game.
And I think whoever prevails at the end of the night tonight, we can surely say we've been entertained.
Definitely. Definitely.
Clinton, does this live up to your high
100,
high
yeah.
standards?
I think
You've not been
in
It was
all,
bothered at
enough?
any point?
no, in
enough
all honesty,
drama?
I think this has been a good full game.
Yeah. Barcelona looking to get back on level terms. There's just under 2 minutes to go here.
But
before-
I still see Barcelona scoring though.
Oh yeah, you'd think there's one more goal in them.
I think Lamine Yamal is due.
As Lewandowski has the ball here on the edge of the box, can't quite find the
Shots.
space. Hector Fort with a shot
Wow.
Oh, good idea.
over the bar. Someone can watch it sail away into the stands.
It's really coming down, eh?
It is.
I feel like it's raining much more now than it was.
What a
earlier
shot though.
on.
That was a rocket.
Just over a minute to go until half time here in extra time. you think there won't be too much added time here in the first half, a minute or two max, as we see
Yeah, we
the
only
Wow, look at the
stewards
security.
putting on their
It's proper.
what are those coats called? There's
Orange.
a name for them, isn't there? The waterproof ones.
Don't know.
A rain jacket?
The anorak sort of. They are literally just pieces of plastic, effectively.
The ponchos.
Yes, that's the.
There
Well,
you
I don't
go.
know if poncho is the word, but you know what I'm talking
A rain
about.
poncho?
A jacket for the rain.
Poncho, yeah.
I would
The
have.
raincoat.
Yeah, something.
No, but none. It's okay. You know what? Let's move on.
Not an important subject. Pedri gets the ball here. Can he find Fenemy Lopez?
Pedri, you're doing too much
Ball
there, man.
away.
Come on.
Needs to get rid of it quicker than that if he's
I
going
mean,
to
there are caliber of. I mean,
Pedri.
Pedri is capable of holding ball that long, but this is. I don't think this is the point where you want to do it. To just get the ball out.
And it allows Inter to set up and watch
Exactly.
the play
Yeah.
in front of them.
Yeah.
Can Barcelona get one back before the half?
No.
Or will Inter go into these last 15 minutes?
Okay, Lamin.
Lamine Yamal on the right-hand side.
Let's also see how
Ball
much
in,
other
heads out
time.
wide.
3 minutes.
3 minutes of added time. Gerard Martin ensuring the ball goes out for a throw-in instead of a goal kick.
He
to
looks
Inter Milan.
knackered.
He does. Barcelona still have that last substitution.
There's no one left to play in the defense.
They wouldn't want to bring on they've got a few options of Andreas Christensen. Of course, some youngsters, Landry Farre, Noah Darvic.
I know what Lamin's behavior is going to be after this game.
Ticked.
Yeah, he's just literally going to walk off like that.
Don't worry, he'll still score. We have another 15 minutes of football.
I mean, it's a long time to be honest.
I do think Lamine is due. Like, I feel, if anyone, the chosen one.
Here's Araujo out to Hector Fort. He plays it to Frankie de Jong. Still going, Frankie de Jong, who's been a workhorse in that midfield. Ball in for Jan Sommer, who collects it and falls to the ground. Make the most of those 6 seconds that referees never penalise goalkeepers for taking longer than when they have the ball in their hands. Hansi Flick, is he looking down at a notepad?
Maybe the time.
Just over a minute and a half to go until half-time. Simone Inzaghi running on the pitch, appealing for a foul
Classic
there
Inzaghi.
from Araujo on Marcus Thuram.
Not staying in the box.
Inter, no substitutions. They used all their substitutions by the 80th minute. It's a beautiful image, just the rain falling
In the rain.
on Simone Inzaghi. As Inter will look to wind the clock down and take as long as possible with this free kick. Nicolo Barella standing over it. Is that Mario Balotelli? No.
That's Thuram's dad.
That's to Ramsdale.
Lilian
I
Thuram.
thought it was Mario Balotelli.
Lilian
I couldn't see in
Thuram.
the light. I was like, what's Balotelli doing at
That's
San Siro?
Lilian Thuram.
No, that's...
I couldn't see in the light.
Not
And he had a
Balotelli.
hat on.
Yeah, would Balotelli wear that hat?
Yes.
Oh my
You know
God.
Balotelli would wear that hat. As Dumfries takes the ball past Rafinha. Into looking to get another one here. Ball in the box. Hector Fort with the header away. Barcelona breathe a sigh of relief. And I think this will be their last chance of the first half of extra time if they are to get a goal back. The rain really taking effect on the players tonight. And the way it would pass as Augusto takes the ball and he gives it to Thuram.
Thuram was quite slow there though.
Thuram.
I think everyone's kind of becoming slow,
Still-
but it's also the
still
sloppiness of
extra
how wet it is.
Yeah.
They're tired.
Then
Like
you have to
we're
calculate
wringing them
yeah.
out for the last bit of football that they can play, especially some of these players being on since minute 1.
Into forward. And we've used up our 3 minutes of added time here.
Oh, what was that?
Barella, and it is
They called and then he
Are you
said,
serious?
half time. The referee has blown for half time. Simone Inzaghi's suit absolutely drenched.
Drench.
As
Wow.
Dumfries is finally
Dumfries-
smiling, you know. I'm
Dumfries
surprised.
coming over to have a chuckle with the referee.
He was smiling.
4-3. Inter with the goal in the 99th minute. Fratesi
Wow.
with that wild celebration. Can Barcelona pull this game back? 15 minutes to go. How are the nerves, Sara?
it's been a long one. I kind of wish I wasn't feeling so physically ill so I could feel the mentally ill that I know I'm meant to be feeling more.
Double whammy.
Yeah. I think when you asked me before getting knocked out of the Champions League, obviously, with the way Barca are playing, I stick to that. But this defending was so poor from Ronald Araujo and Gerard Martin. And they had, 2 minutes left of football to play, and you just think, oh, this is so unfortunate. But, I mean, it's football. Like, I just think defensively, without Balde and Koundé, you really feel it with these guys, and it's tough. I think they can still come back, but then again, we go to penalties, and like I said, I think Inter have the level up on penalties. And also, it's just, then it's, like I said, then you don't know what's going to happen. It's just... This is ridiculous of both of these teams, truly. I mean, I'm starting to really feel bad for PSG and Arsenal because I feel like everyone is getting their, their stomachs full from this football.
And then tomorrow we have a quiet man.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it.
It's
Final substitution.
Gavi.
Cubarsí and Pedri coming off for Gavi and Pau Victor.
I don't know.
Hang on. Barcelona have already made 4 substitutions.
No.
Well,
Hector Fort, Lewandowski, Fermín López and Araujo. That makes it 6.
They have then you
So
have 6.
Inter do still have another substitution. So could we see Marko Arnautovic come on?
For the penalty.
They've still got some options on the bench. Nikola Zalewski, Alsani,
Aslan,
Stefan de Vrij, Josep Martinez, Giuliano. Options for Simone Inzaghi if he does want to bring some players on, or one player on, for these last 15 minutes. Gavi and Pau Victor, confirmation of those substitutions. Pau Cubarsí and Pedri coming off. Pau Victor coming on with a booking already. Clinton, did your bet come through?
Yeah, of course. It did eventually.
No, but isn't that in 90 minutes?
Yeah, in 90 minutes it did come through.
Did it?
Yeah.
We're underway.
We have 15
minutes to go.
I mean, I've told you guys with my championship,
Barcelona on the attack.
That could have
everything went for me. Literally.
We got a boom.
We've got a boom.
Say it with your chest.
I mean, twice now. Actually, this is probably the 3rd time in Champions League. I come with the proper juju on this stuff. But when I tell people that I cook, this is what I do.
You really did cook.
I cooked, man.
What was how much? 5?
Yeah, it was a five thing.
Just a small appetizer then.
Yeah.
Gerard Martin with the ball. Back to Frankie de Jong. Barcelona need to get a goal here if they are to take this to penalties. Lamine Yamal coming in from the inside. It's a good tackle there.
Oh my God.
As he wins the ball back, but Inter managed to get the ball clear. Araujo coming to collect it. It's been end to end tonight. We've been entertained.
We've been here
very much so, right?
We've been here all together for 3.5 hours.
We are entertained.
We are. It's been a crazy semi-final pairing.
Ball out to Fermín López, who plays it into Rafinha. Rafinha looking to get the shot off, but he's closed down quite quickly. Back to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal with space and options to his right, but he takes it on.
How does he still have
get
the ball?
in?
What is happening?
Oh, Lewandowski with a
Wow.
open goal.
But you see, this is what I keep saying, right? Lamine Yamal was taking the ball towards the right.
Wow.
You saw 2 defenders. One of them behind, the other one in front. The one in front just stood
Look,
there.
look,
Like,
look.
just watch. Just watch that. Like, is this defended for Christ's sake?
Lewandowski with an open goal header opportunity
That's gonna haunt him.
over the bar.
He was already up a bit too much in the air for
Matteo
that.
Darmian not really offering any challenge, but as you said, yeah, probably the upward trajectory of his.
There you go.
Stefan de Vrij coming on
There's your 6.
for what will be Denzel Dumfries making way, who's limping a little bit. Denzel Dumfries, of course, with 2 assists tonight. 2 goals and an assist in the first leg.
Look at the San Siro.
San Siro giving him a round of applause, a standing ovation, as Inter make their last substitution of the night. Can they hold on? They've got 12 minutes of normal time to go at the San Siro. Will it be Inter Milan, the first team booking their spot in that Munich final?
Wow.
Ooh, this could be dangerous.
As Inter come forward again. Mediterranean with the ball. As he looks to find his options, gives it back. Inter coming forward again.
Oh, no.
Fratesi!
What a
my
save from
God.
Chesney.
Oh, Fratesi with
save.
another fantastic
Wow.
shot. Szczesny keeping Barcelona in this. Marcus Thuram probably offside.
Yeah, that looked offside. Sorry.
Fratesi,
I think these are the
Also-
times when people get frustrated when they don't call it. Szczesny having to do some work that he probably
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want to have
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, that's not offside.
It wasn't
wasn't
off, you
awarded.
know.
so...
No, I knew what happened. It wasn't off. So by the time he took the ball, there was a Barcelona foot that obviously pretty much was out before he kicked it out. So that kept him on. If that, I don't know if you...
Ball in. I don't quite understand what you mean.
It did the cheese,
No,
everyone's
so
slipping.
basically when he kicked the ball,
It is
there was a
soaking. They
Barcelona
don't
guy
even know
that
where the
got
ball
I
is.
see what you mean.
So
This is just becoming one of those.
But I
What?
think it's when the offside is from when the ball is played, and he was offside. So we see.
No, by the time he played it, there was a
No,
Barcelona leg
but-
out.
Oh, you mean the ball into Marcus Thuram?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
right,
yes. There was a
okay.
Barcelona leg that literally came out before he kicked it. So I guess that was why it didn't go as an offside.
I mean, your mouth.
I mean, try what
with
you
a
do,
shot.
exactly.
Oh, and it's wayward.
For me, you got to make that run to the net.
Jan Sommer watching it go wide. Lamine Yamal.
You can
he's
just see.
he's giving his all though.
No, you can just see every player on this pitch is just drained. They're soaking wet. They've been fighting for 110 minutes. It's just an absolute battle between these two sides. 7-6.
Denzel Dumfries getting his rest.
He's still catching his
It's
breath, I
actually so
reckon.
pouring. Though. Look at that.
No, it's really, you can see it's like affecting.
Ball forward. Can Marcus Thuram get on the end of that?
And Marcus Thuram, though, there's something he brings to the team, right? And he brings that whole thing that we see with Erling Haaland, where he kind of like comes to intimidate a defender.
Ball in from Matteo Darmian to Mediterranean. He's that, I think, that target man that can hold the ball up quite well. And he does have that turn
absolutely.
of pace.
Yeah.
Zelensky there.
And he's got that physicality too.
He does. He hasn't quite had the output tonight, but he's been a threat.
Yeah.
And he's kept the Barcelona defence on their toes. Simone Inzaghi looking quite just as exhausted as the players on the pitch. His suit will probably need a visit to the dry cleaners after this one. As Barcelona come forward, can they get that?
Guys, we get to do this again all tomorrow.
Fermin Lopez with the ball, cutting in from the left-hand
Get
side.
somewhere. Oh.
Referee,
Oh,
gets
don't-
it
Oh,
right.
that's a long day.
The referee holding his hands
Well,
up.
ref is defending as
Apologise.
well. Defending for Inter,
The ball, it will be
huh? Drop ball.
drop ball to Barcelona. As Gerard Martin and Frankie de Jong
Thuram must be so tired though.
all together.
Oh, you can just tell.
Some of them have been
he's
playing.
been looking tired, but all of them look
Rafinha
drained.
to Gavi.
No energy.
Gavi with a fresh pair of legs. Can he introduce something into this game that Barcelona need?
Call
Ball
for
in.
it.
Are you serious?
It's a wayward cross there. It's a Hector
That
Fort
was silly.
with a wayward cross as
A comment
that-
saying, "I bet the whole planet is watching this game, even Cristiano Ronaldo." I know.
Can you imagine not watching football? When there's matches like this,
And
that's
not, yeah,
like
not watching.
not
this,
watching
we're
the sport.
missing
It's
an
actually crazy.
incredible
I know
game.
there are people on this planet not watching this game.
Fam, there are so many women that you would tell about this game. They say, sorry, who and who is playing? Like, sometimes
There's
you try to
also so
explain.
many men.
Of
There's
course,
also men that don't care about football.
but you would agree with me that there are more women not watching compared to men.
I couldn't say.
I can say.
Thank
like
you, Alex.
sometimes let's stop this whole whitewashing on like everybody knows this. There are more men watching football than women.
Do you have the stats?
Are you guys actually being serious now? Oh my God! This
Told
world
you
is
it's
turning
the
into
politically
something
correct
else.
side here.
This whole feminist people, like bro. No, but Lucrezia, you agree with me, right?
Well, in my family, me, my mom, and my grandma watch football, so I don't know.
There you go.
We're
Did
not
your dad watch this?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 3-1.
So can't tell you.
Argument settled. There are more watching this game than men.
I can't,
Oh, Barcelona with the ball through
can't believe this, man.
here. Inter defending well. Frankie de Jong challenging here with Mehdi Taremi. Frankie de Jong using up the last little bit of energy he has. Can Inter get a fifth and put this game to bed? Marcus Thuram still in the box. It's gone over him. I think
Too tired.
the ball will go out for a throw-in to Barcelona. Fratesi battling with Fermin Lopez there on the left-hand
That was
side.
in. Yeah.
We'll go to Barcelona.
Inter seems to have suddenly found some strength from.
They do. I think
I'm
Barcelona are
sorry.
tiring.
Yeah.
You can tell that Barcelona are tiring, but as Rafinha looks for Lamine Yamal on this right-hand side,
actually
he
very
finds him.
dangerous.
Lamine Yamal, can he cut back inside?
Oh my God!
Oh.
Wait, did he go in?
Lamine
No.
Yamal.
No.
I think
No.
Jan Sommer might have got a touch on that.
Oh my God!
Wow.
If he did,
Wait,
Lamine.
that was-
Wait,
let me
Jan-
see
I thought that went
that.
in.
Let
I
me
think
see that
Jan
again.
Sommer got a touch on that.
let's see.
A goal-saving.
He did.
Oh, Sommer saved it.
Oh my God.
Sommer saved it.
Jan Sommer with yet another fantastic save.
Sommer has to be the best goalkeeper right now, man.
Fermin Lopez lining up to take the corner as Barcelona player on the floor in the box. Ball goes in, Jan Sommer claims and will go to
Sommer
the goal.
is literally the man of the match.
Jan Sommer yet again saving Inter Milan, keeping them ahead in this tie. It's a lovely turn and move from Lamine Yamal.
Damn!
Oh, I thought
save.
he was gonna score. He's
No, but he did everything right.
no. He did. I just feel like he has one.
Sometimes luck is not on your side.
See.
And sometimes you have Jan Sommer.
Yeah.
As Rafinha comes forward here, gives it to Gerard Martin. Gerard Martin not as involved in the last couple of minutes as he would have liked to have been.
Last comment. Sommer is my man of the match. I think it should be.
I mean, he
deserves
he
it.
has to be.
He has.
He has to be. Otherwise, there's something wrong. He saved.
No, carry on.
No, I'm just saying, he had so many great saves. Unbelievable.
Unbelievably, though, on this football app that I'm looking
Okay,
at the
let's
moment,
go.
Yeah.
other apps are available. He's got a 7.2 rating at the moment.
Only?
For this particular app.
Oh.
Other apps, of course, are available.
7.2 ratings in this game.
Yes. According to this,
Man should be getting 12 over 10, man.
Lamine Yamal, Dumfries, and Gerard Martin are the highest-rated scorers. Lamine Yamal with the ball into the box. Can Barcelona
Okay.
find some space? Fermin Lopez, who's been active in this extra time,
Son.
gives it to Rafinha. Rafinha
So nobody can just take some crazy outside shot. Like,
back to Hector Fort on this right-hand side. Frankie de Jong.
Barcelona, you guys are a few minutes away to getting out of the Champions League, bro.
Frankie de Jong to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal, can he create some magic? Jan Sommer with a lovely save.
Wow.
It's a goal
But it felt like there's something happened prior to that shot.
Goal kick to Inter Milan. Lewandowski unable to keep his header down. Lamine Yamal creating yet another piece of magic. It was a little deflection towards
Oh, okay. I think Barcelona was calling for a handball or something.
as it came off. It was
Oh,
a save
Lamine.
from Jan Sommer. You see the Inter
Inter
fans.
going to final? Hey.
This is unbelievable.
Wow.
Do we have any odds for the last minute of the game, Sara?
Asking me to check and take my eyes off the game. It's interesting.
Sorry.
Oh my. Okay. I mean.
Barcelona coming forward.
Oh my
A wayward
God.
pass there as Inter get the ball clear. As Fratesi challenges here with Rafinha, is looking to get past him. He does, and I think the referee will blow up for a foul. Fratesi continues
This
to.
has not been bad though.
He's been good. He's come on. He's scored the goal.
Change a lot of narrative for Inter.
1.05 for Inter, 9 for Barca, Alex.
9.
To qualify.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes, well,
I mean, it's only like 3 minutes left though.
No,
yeah,
if
but
get
they
a
just
goal-
then
Go
go
into
score and then they could go
penalties.
into, they don't need necessarily 2 goals. Oh la la.
I would love to be there.
Oh
Just
my
be
God, I'm
your
so I don't
fans.
understand. My heart is pumping. I don't know, for some reason, like, oh God.
Bro, we even said it last week. We were so tense by the end of the first leg.
I couldn't sleep for like 3 hours after.
This is the same feeling all over again.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Barcelona come forward. It's Araujo who finds himself in the middle, gives it to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal.
Oh, that's a
that's
long
a yellow
day.
card,
Come
man.
on, that's like
That's surely a yellow card. And the
Taking one
referee-
for the team.
Yeah, you have to.
I
Because we said,
sometimes
stop
you
it.
You got to, man.
And
It's 2 minutes.
I mean,
and
do
a
it,
little bit.
get the yellow card, catch your breath, and
Bastoni, I believe that was, goes into
Yeah.
the book for Inter Milan.
how many cards are we?
We are up to I will tell you just after this attack, as we have Inter getting the ball clear. So, Mkhitaryan, Çalhanoğlu, Acerbi, Inigo Martinez, Pau Victor, and Carlos Augusto.
And Hansi Flick for good measure.
Flick.
And now Bastoni.
And Bastone. Jeez Louise.
See, look at Lamine.
Lamine Yamal with some movement here into the box. It's a corner for Barcelona.
Wow.
One last chance, perhaps. There's just over a minute and a half to go. Bastoni confirmation of that yellow card.
It's actually quite sad, though, that, you know, what people get from Lamine from that right wing, you don't get it from the left from right. Like, sometimes I feel like this is, you know,
Oh
part
my
of-
God. Sorry.
Rafinha's been quiet, but I think also as the ball comes in here for Barcelona, back post Sommer tips it over the bar. Sara made a good point about Balde not being there, and don't think Rafinha feels all certain. He doesn't feel confident that he can link up as much with Gerard Martin. So he's been moving towards the middle, and we haven't seen him. Ball in from Barca here. Rafinha with the ball in. Back to Lewandowski.
Is that not offside?
Inter get the ball clear. It's a throw in for Barcelona. Just under a minute to go. Simone Inzaghi's going to be looking at it.
That was enough. Offside.
Couple of minutes. Barcelona with maybe one last attack in them here.
Oh my God, I can't believe what's going on.
Hearts in mouths moments here.
Jesus Christ. What?
Frankie de Jong plays it to Hector Fort. Hector Fort looks
Lamine, do
for
something.
Lamine Yamal.
No, they're not listening.
He loses the ball into
He's
Milan,
also
come forward.
exhausted.
I know, of
He's
course, of
so
course.
tired.
Mehdi Taremi.
You saw like
Plays the
everything
ball through.
coming out of him.
But
I mean,
think
even,
Rafinha
they're also
trapped
tired.
No, everybody's like, you have to think. Rafinha just came back to defend. That was Lamine Yamal. They both have played 120 minutes.
Last chance for Barcelona. Gavi finds Fermin Lopez. Fermin Lopez cuts back inside, gives it back
Somebody
to
get the
Gavi.
ball into the 18.
Gavi with a cross. It's headed away by
2
the Milan
minutes added.
defence. And it's gone out for a throw-in. 2 minutes of extra time. Can
and you know what the
Barcelona get a goal? This is tense.
But
Frankie de Jong.
so does this change?
Lamine Yamal.
Oh la la.
What does it change?
2.
I mean, I was going to say, so this will definitely change the narrative of the Ballon d'Or.
Unfortunately,
Denzel
there's no one from Inter that is.
Denzel Dumfries. Fermin Lopez.
Jesus of Nazareth.
11 Araujo with the chance there. But I think Fermin Lopez with the header back in, and
It's a
that was
good header.
Araujo, and it was
It was good defending. It was good
who
defending.
got the clearance.
It looked like for us, I think that Araujo may have had something on.
Yeah.
Stefan de Vrij going on the floor. Tense moments here. We've got just over a minute, with under a minute to go here of the allotted added time.
Look at the Curva
Inter with a goal kick, sending the ball long. Rain tipping down here in Milan. What a game this has been. What a spectacle of a Champions League final. The best competition in club football, without a shadow of a doubt.
It's been crazy.
Barcelona potentially with one last chance if they can get the ball back. Marcus Thuram holds on to possession, and I think that will be a foul. As Inter look to wind down the clock. 20 seconds
Oh,
to go.
Frankie.
Frankie de Jong.
It's enough, come on.
Frankie de Jong, who's been a workhorse in that midfield for Barcelona tonight. He's worked really hard, but not quite done enough for La Blaugrana.
Inzaghi.
He's signaling, he's telling the
on.
ref to blow his whistle. I think this will be it, as Acerbi will send the ball forward, I think, long, and look for that corner flag, and it does go out for a goal kick. We're over the allotted 2 minutes of added time.
Look at Lautaro.
Lautaro Martinez. And
There you
Inter
go.
are through to the Champions League
Milan
final.
are going to the final, guys, beating Barcelona 4-3 on aggregate 7-6. I don't know who had, what was it, Alex? Over 5, over 6
Over
goals?
6.5 goals.
Unbelievable.
I
What
don't
a
even have
game.
words. And to be honest, I have to give Inter a round of applause. Being a Barcelona fan, as you guys all know, I'm gutted. But at the same time, if our two teams are going to go 3-3 and then 4-3 into extra time, both these teams fought a lot. Some mistakes were made, but listen, this was an absolute battle, and I feel like this really was like a final.
You know, of
both
course, of
both
course.
legs.
I think I'll be very angry if we waited for the final and the final didn't live up to even the first and the second.
The final, I will tell you right now, is not going to live up to these two legs.
I wouldn't think so.
No way.
There's
No
no
way. No way.
Impossible. What we
this has
witnessed
been-
was
Oh, Lamine, I'm gutted for him though, you know. But listen, Barcelona had injuries and it wasn't the day. It wasn't the day, but I feel like you can't fault Inter. And I've been saying since the quarterfinals, Inter is a team that know how to play knockout football. They've done it before. We've seen them in a final not too long ago. And to me, I think a lot of people ruled them out, but I said out of all three teams, if I was Barca, I'd rather play PSG. If I was Barca, I'd rather play Arsenal. The one team that was going to give Barcelona a problem was Inter, and they proved why. It was absolutely, you know, it was a bit chaotic at points. I don't want to say it was a tactical masterclass from Inzaghi, but
what a fight.
what
They
a
put
fight,
up.
truly. I'm tired for them, for everyone. And this means PSG is the only team now going for the treble.
Some
Crazy.
disappointing, or some disappointed faces there in the Barcelona.
You would be. You
Players.
fight that long, it's gut-wrenching.
It is.
But
And I think for someone like that man there, Robert Lewandowski, could this be his last chance at a Champions League trophy? I think he'll still be here next year.
I think he will too. And so will Henzi, and so will all these guys.
Well, maybe not all of them.
Well,
There's a few players in there that I think will be playing for different clubs next
oh, Rafinha. I did expect a bit more from Rafinha tonight, if I'm honest. But
season. I think at the end of the day,
so hard fought.
both teams gave it their all. Credit to both of them for putting on an absolute spectacle.
Yeah.
But I think the defining factor between these two teams was that big Swiss goalkeeper, Jan Sommer. If
Totally.
it wasn't for him, Barcelona would be in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no.
Tears.
Don't.
Rafinha in tears. Hansi
It's
Flick
sad, man.
comforting his players. It's always tough
I think.
losing, but in the Champions League.
But
semi-final-
losing on like
Losing like
this, like
that.
the thing is what I know no one can do is fault Barcelona in this one, because
No.
they really took Inter to 120 minutes.
Nah, but then again, knowing that at some point Barcelona did literally could have gone forward. You know, you were leading, and you
Of
had like
course,
two
but
minutes.
you could say the
Literally,
same
how
thing
many?
about-
93rd minutes. And then they come back. I mean,
Oh, jeez,
oh
nah.
my God, this is tears, bro. Oh la la. What a dear.
Well,
Como un día.
What?
Damn.
Que dia.
Que dia?
Que dia.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Or Madre Mia?
No, that one, I know that one for sure.
How would you say it in Italian? What? Not obviously not
What
Madre
day?
Mia, but like what's an expression that
like-
you could say in Italian to say
Like
wow, or just oh my god?
we say wow. Oh my God, would be like oh mio Dio.
Wow.
No, I'm just like I'm thinking because I'm like I don't know. I think you honestly just use that. It'll be like oh my God, you can say oh mio Dio.
I don't know. This Barcelona dropping off the Champions League feels like the Pope just died to me.
you know what's okay? See, that's something that actually. Oh, that's the worst. Poor Eric. Sorry, Eric Garcia having to do some post-match on the field interviews,
sure
and you know he's
nobody
got to be
wants to
absolutely gutted. That's how you know, though, with Barcelona, like they have made people love football again this year. You don't have to be a Barcelona fan, but you enjoy watching that. And I think the way you're saying Barcelona being out, it feels so massive because they've done so well this season. They've played the best football in Europe. And then you see them losing just one step
I know,
ahead of
I
the
know,
final.
I know.
There is like a heaviness, and I think it doesn't matter if you support whatever team. There was so much kind of gunning with this team this season, and the way they've turned things around, and Hansi Flick and Lamine and Rafinha and Pedri, everyone. So I think that's the thing. But hearing that though, as a Barca fan, makes me happy though, because I'm like, you guys saw
No, it's
a lot.
It's actually a very sad moment.
It's
trust me.
really
I mean,
sad.
I was to see I would scream for Real Madrid, but I actually feel sad, man. Like I feel like this Barcelona they deserve to go through.
Guys, if
Come on, man. Yeah, Inter deserve it. Inter, they played well. They kept, they
See,
won the
I
game.
was the only one that called it tonight.
Yeah,
That Inter will go through.
the Milan fan supporting the Inter fan, don't forget it on this show.
Unbelievable. A for Champions League.
I think
Still.
at the end of the day, though, that was a fantastic advert for football. We
It
talk
was.
about those games, Barcelona against Atleti in the Copa del Rey, that game in the league, the 4-2, games like this, last week, the 3-3 draw. I think sometimes I, for one, certainly, I'm just happy that we had a fantastic game of football. Yes, obviously Barcelona will be gutted and disappointed that they're heading out tonight, but a really good game of football. And I think, especially for the neutral watching this Barcelona team will be here and around, and they'll only get better from here. They've got young players in that squad that will improve. They'll learn from this. They've got experienced players that will lift that squad up. They'll have players that will move on. They'll have players that will come in. Inter, of course, this perhaps being, as we said, that last chance saloon for a Champions League final win or a Champions League trophy. But, my, oh my. Can it be 9 o'clock tomorrow already?
I don't think we will be seeing anything like this tomorrow,
No.
unfortunately, Alex.
Definitely. No.
I think we have to, everybody tonight is going to go home, and whether you're crying like
think
me
we've
or
just
you're
enjoyed the main
celebrating, we're all going to come back to Earth tomorrow and have to bring our standards
Yes.
super low, because I think this is one for the history books, guys. This semifinal was maybe the best semifinal in Champions League history. I just saw a tweet now saying, at what point in this game or tie is it worthy enough for a Wikipedia page? This is what we're talking about here. I mean, Inter-Barça, this was a battle. And yeah, I'm sorry, PSG and Arsenal, but I can't see it. If Arsenal go through, Inter-Arsenal,
Again.
the biggest, I don't want to say upset because it's not necessarily upsetting, but I don't want to say underdog because it's not necessarily underdog, but I don't think I've heard anyone call for an Inter-Arsenal.
No.
I've heard Inter-PSG. I've heard PSG-Barça.
Yeah.
I've heard
Nobody
Barça
mentioned-
Arsenal, but I have not heard Inter Arsenal. And I'm sure someone out there, they're going to come and they're going to say, we said that. But it's at the least common, maybe.
Yeah, to be honest, I think if you said at the beginning of these
Most
semi-finals,
unexpected, thank you. My producer, sorry.
you're having a conversation on your own there.
Somebody needs to keep me. I'm suffering in more ways than one at the moment.
I think when you look at the 4 teams that we had at the beginning of this semi-final, I think not everyone, but I think most people expected Barcelona to be in the final. I think PSG will get the job done tomorrow, but Arsenal could pull off an upset or a shock, I suppose. And I guess at the end of the day, it's why you love football, because anything can happen. Anyone can beat anyone on the night. You have a bit of luck. You have a big Swiss guy in between your sticks, and he can pull off some unbelievable saves. To be honest, I'm still a little bit in shock and a bit in awe of what we've just seen. That was a cracking 2 legs of football. I mean, 7 goals tonight, 6 goals last, 13 goals in 2 games.
Wow.
You never get that. It's just unbelievable.
Incredible. Clinton, final words.
No, I think I'm just very impressed with the games we've experienced, in as much as, irrespective of who's won the game, but I think they've given us a very good show on the pitch. Amazing players. Thuram, Lautaro Martinez, of course, we didn't see a lot from him, but he did, serve his purpose, and he was taken out. Look at the Barcelona team, of course. A couple of players missing there, Koundé, Balde, maybe could have made differences. So Lewandowski, having a header that he probably could have scored. 3 goals, 7 goals in one game. A combination of how many goals combined in both legs. This is a lot. That is a lot. From 2 top teams as well. So I think, like I said, irrespective of who's gone forward, I'm pretty much very impressed with what I've seen. I've enjoyed the game. Wasn't boring. Literally, the whole of the 120 minutes was amazing for us to enjoy ourselves. And the best team won. And all the best to Inter. I don't see them winning the Champions League, but from the way we have seen them turn up these nights,
How
there's a
can
very
you?
high
I don't even
chance.
know if you can even say that now after what we've seen.
No, of course. I mean, depending on who goes through between PSG and Arsenal, if PSG goes, of course, it's going to be tough. But if Arsenal miraculously, but the truth is, you never know the Arsenal you're going to get tomorrow. It's not like they're bad. Come on, we've seen.
But they put up an amazing fight
Arsenal humbled the Real
against
Madrid home and away.
Barcelona. I think they still have a chance, Inter.
They definitely.
Seeing the amazing fight we put up
No, of course, they
you
do.
know,
They do. They
against
do.
Barcelona. I
But-
wouldn't
but-
say they're definitely not going to
No,
win.
but then again, what you got to also understand is, we've seen Inter, gone 2-0 up in both legs, and people have been able to come back on them, right? Listen,
Yeah.
if I was a team that's going to face them in the future, these are the teams I'm going to think about. Like, okay, listen, if we're able to kill off the game at a very good time, just do the job and defend, right? These guys are not going to come back. But what we've seen is, we saw Barcelona, literally 93rd minute. 93rd minute. Inter literally tying the game and going to extra time. And then killing it off from there. I feel like these are lessons that whoever they are going to play between Arsenal and PSG, they'll be looking at this game saying, okay, these are the little lessons we are going to learn on how to win this Inter. Because clearly, in all sincerity, listen, when it comes to the gameplay, of course, we had, a couple of moments where they were giving us the best games. They were, knowing how to keep the ball, even recovering balls as well, doing some crazy link-up play. We saw what Thuram did, that got them that. I don't know if that was a winning goal. Can't remember now, but
Barthez was the winning goal.
sorry.
Barthez was the winning goal.
Yeah, so I'm talking about that's what I'm saying.
The ball-
that was a
ball
winning goal, but
from-
no, it came from Thuram because
It
it
was
was Thuram
Thuram.
that
Ball
went
to
through.
Taremi.
From Araujo was the
To
problem.
Mehdi Taremi, and then
Yes.
Taremi played it back to Barthez.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is, those kind of brilliant moments is stuff that you don't get to see very often from the
No.
Inter. But when you have them, they are giving it to you proper. And this is what I believe that any team facing them would be watching to see, okay, how are we going to manage this kind of scenario of, say, we are winning Inter, how are we going to keep it without them having to come back at such late minutes in the game? And like I said, huge credit to both teams, man. It was a very good fight.
Okay. On that note, you went a bit longer than I thought.
I'm sorry. I mean, it was a very beautiful game, Sarah. Come on.
Beautiful game.
It's
Yes, thank you to Barca, thank you to Inter. Even though I'm heartbroken, this is a match for the books, and Inter are going to the final against two in the Champions League. We find out tomorrow as PSG welcome Arsenal at the Parc des Princes. Let's see who gets it done. Thanks, guys. Until then, as always, enjoy the football.
okay. We'll leave it for Sarah to say.
Visca
Do
Barca! Oh, it's done.